$11.95? You can't afford $11.95? What's your problem?
Kool-Aid girl, my only love. Kool-Aid girl, my only love. Juice on your lip and it's dripping on your hips. Put my girl in jail for so long. She did nothing wrong. I want you free and I'm begging to the skies above. Kool-Aid girl, my only, yeah, Kool-Aid girl, my only love. If I was that guy from the farming website, I'll treat you right, clap those cheeks all night. I would change your life, no more OnlyFans. I will be your only man. Free Kool-Aid for life, only for $11.95. No more living in a van. We're going on vacation in Japan, and you can use my hot tub. Kool-Aid girl, my only. Kool-Aid girl, my only love. Juice on your lip and it's dripping on your hips. Put my girl in jail for so long. She did nothing wrong. I want you free and I'm begging to the skies above. Kool-Aid girl, my only. Kool-Aid girl, my only. Juice on your lip and it's dripping on your hips. Put my girl in jail for so long. She did nothing wrong. I want you free and I'm begging to the skies above. Kool-Aid girl, my only. Kool-Aid girl, my only. Kool-Aid girl, my only love. Kool-Aid girl, my only love. Shorty rock to the beat for your boy. Dumba, dumba. Rock to the beat for your boy. Dumba. Here we go.
I want money. I want tips.
Pay my taxes.
Eat a dick.
With you.
Easy.
With you.
My tax attorney screwed me over. YouTube views. Fucking pointless. What can I do? I'm screwed. I want to do a fundraiser to pay my tax on Twitch. Violated the rules.
Get that ass banned.
What a bitch. Dumba. It's not my fault. Dumba. It's not my fault. It was YouTube. It was taxes. It was detractors. It was cinema. It was copyright strikes. Not my fault. Phil, you know, with all this going on, we really want you to have a new TV.
You should tip me. You should tip me.
If you're not aware, just a standard doctor's visit is hundreds of dollars.
You should tip me. You should tip me.
In addition to all of that, last night also, I was looking at gaming headphones.
You should tip me. You should tip me.
I might have to sell my house.
You should tip me. You should tip me.
Shorty rock to the beat for your boy.
Dumba. Dumba.
Rock to the beat for your boy.
Dumba. Here we go. I want money. I want tips. Pay my taxes.
Eat a dick.
I understand that people.
What is up, everybody? How goes it? It's been a fun day today. No, it hasn't. Yes, it has. Hey! By the way, there's a new one. You can find it by typing !redemption, but there is a new one. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And if Shroom's still in here, I wasn't joking with what I said at the very beginning, man. Well, remember, Dapper, you got to redeem first. So don't forget all that now. Now, how goes it, guys? Like, it's been quite a fun day today. And by quite a fun day, I mean, oh my God, what in the actual fuck is this? What?
Blood for the blood god!
What is this? How is this possible? How is this possible? I don't understand it. Mommy, it's tingling. I don't understand it. It's terrible. And as I understand it, boob this man? Yes, boob him, for he has boobs. And wrestling, I think, is going to get the first one out of there. Once it fires off, of course. But it's... you guys should recognize it from Lucero. I think the first episode of Lucero's... there we go. It's the cat fart. But yeah, these were straight up on display. And without the circles, obviously, just... I don't have milk. I don't want milk, Vega. Stop it. You stop that right now, God damn it. Oh my God. I don't know. He's got the chesticles going on, man. No, it's not Zephon. It's not edited. I checked. I can't remember exactly where it was. Jad found it, I think. There is some thought that perhaps it's when he's going from like his hands over his head to his hands coming down and the shirt is like catching or something. But I'm sorry, there's no way there's this much cloth that it would push out like I don't think it's possible. I just don't think it's possible. But anyway, so welcome to what should have been, the Tuesday Tea-fueled, weekly review or recap, whichever you want to call it. But it's not, because it's obviously not Tuesday. God, I hope it's not Tuesday. It's not Tuesday, is it? It's Monday. Yeah, it's Monday. Of course it's Monday. So why are we here? Well, I have a complication that popped up tomorrow. So, and it turned out that my lady and stepdaughter had to be out of the house today, or this evening. So it was like, perfect. This will be a perfect time to, yes, today's just Moobs Monday. Moobs Day, yes. Would be a great day to go ahead and stream. Now, I normally would do something about his moobs and, doing the standard stream, but I started watching Steve of the Dead's new short. And about not a nut into it, but we'll go ahead and say, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes into it. There's this part that I had never seen before. And I know that they've done Act the King back in the day, or they still do Act the King, I think. But, credit to and shout out to Steve of the Dead. Dude put titles down on every clip that he had, so I knew exactly where to go. And it's Act the King episode 43, which ends up talking about at some point, I don't know where it is in here, but at some point, Visible Dim with his short. Yeah. His new short. Kind of Sav. Yeah, he has his 9 hour and 59 minute short. I'm still waiting for him to do an actual video, but he insists on doing shorts. Phil should head up the semi-annual sale. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. So I figured I'd watch this because I had never seen it before. It's 4 parts. It's broken into 36 minutes, 40 minute, 30 minute, and 30 minute, I think, something like that. But I thought I would take a look at it, and because I feel like there's so much history that I've missed, and that's why we're here. That's why we're here. But before we get going, there is one thing I would direct your attention to the top of the screen. We have started the stream, and therefore that, of course, means that we did, in fact, hit the tier 0 goal of $0 met. So that gives us...
Blood for the blood god! For the skull throne!
So there we go. The housekeeping is now taken care of. You're at the 8th hour. Jesus, I think I made it into like the 2nd hour. And I'm trying to do it while I'm doing testing, and Jesus Christ. Yeah, Yeah, well, you know, it's a short for Steve. So anyway, that's where we are. Phil is insufferable. We all know this, but that's what we're doing. Yeah. Do I not have it turned up, or was there just nothing here? I guess there's just nothing. There was no intro music back in the day. Really? That's what we're okay. Fine. I mean, don't get me wrong. Props to Euro Trip.
Hello, everybody. DSP here, and welcome to Ask the King. I believe this is episode 43.
I hate his cowboy hat. Like, I still don't understand, and I've already forgotten. Somebody told me, like, he went down to Texas and bought a cowboy hat, and that just became part of his persona. And I don't quite understand it, but that's okay, I guess.
Bruh. Forgive me if I got that wrong. I'm almost positive this is episode 43. And this is a momentous occasion for two reasons, okay? The first reason is because as of the end of today, I will be the proud homeowner of a new home, 1,600 or so square feet, out in Washington State. After 2 months of work, finally...
But you didn't sell the condo, so... Brilliant.
Today it is all coming to fruition. The final paperwork is submitted.
Yes, it is Moob's day.
And my real estate agent should be swinging by to pick up the keys because I'm not moving there initially. I actually have to wait because there's all this work coming up, right? Think about all the new games and stuff coming up in the next few weeks.
Wait, what?
It's going to be out of control. So I knew I wouldn't be able to move there immediately because of my work schedule. However, I'm excited, I'm pumped, and I want to say to start this episode of Ask the King, thank you to everyone out there who gave me support, everyone out there who put up with all the trials and tribulations of this home owning and purchasing process. I know there were a lot of times when I got...
Why would... Whoa. Put up with the trials and tribulations of the home owning process. What? Somebody fill me in. What did his fucking dents do? Maybe it was Nashville Meth Bear. I don't know. What did they do? They didn't sign the paperwork. They didn't do the background check. What the fuck did they do?
Our phone calls and emails and interruptions, and my breaks between streams were longer. Thank you to everyone who was considerate for that. As of today, it's...
Oh, okay. So they were patient. Okay.
All paid off. Okay. Now, that being said, what I want
shout out
to preempt this episode of Ask the King with is to let you guys know that around mid-June...
Come on, give me a begment. I mean, it's only 1 minute and 48 into your video. We can get a begment.
What is wrong with you?
I'll be moving over to Washington State. I want to do an episode of Ask the King next month, absolutely. In about 1 month's time, that last week of June, I would love to do another episode of Ask the King from the new place.
I'm going to boost
When
him.
people see the new place, they're going to have tons of questions about it, right? However, I can't guarantee you that that's going to happen because we're going to have to get all the stuff moved
What
in,
up, Lore?
all the stuff
How you
hooked
doing,
up,
bud?
working. Who knows if things will get broken in movement and transition. That thing tends to happen when you do especially a long move like I'm going to be doing.
And this is, of course, by the way, peak. His back is fucking terrible and all that jazz where he's, you know, back and forth and on the x-axis and on the y-axis and all that shit. Yeah, whatever.
In addition to that, I don't know what the internet, how long it's going to take for the internet to be up and running. I'm hoping the internet is fast enough to do everything I want to do. It's supposed to be from what I've seen. But again, no guarantees. Who knows what's going to happen? It's going to be the wild frontier when I'm out there for a couple of weeks until I get everything set up and working. But...
Well, I mean, it's like O Dark 30, Henry, and this was not like a really well advertised stream or anything like that. I literally pulled trigger on it and was like, I had 90 minutes to get my shit taken care of. So, you know, if Doc misses it, she misses it. But that happens.
The good news is I do want to continue Ask the King, and I will be doing it if I can that final week of June. I've already on the forums on thekingofhate.com posted up not tons.
I did, and I was very sad. Rec 1990. It's never a fun time when you lose a pet.
A big thread already for the next episode. Put your questions in there. Let's get a bunch in there. So whenever I do get around to doing the episode, I can do it right away and have the questions, and I have to keep reminding everyone, please post up, okay? So, that being said, I've got over 30 questions for this episode of Ask the King, some of which are gaming related, some of which are move related, some of which, you know, there's a lot of variety this month because there's so much going on in my life, in the gaming world, in other people's personal lives, and they just want advice. And I said this on the pre-stream.
Who wants advice from Phil?
And I'll say it again. I want to say, I love this show because this lets me know that you guys care about what I think. And that's a great feeling to know that there are people out there in the world that want to hear my opinions, my voices, my advice on things. You know, one of the worst things that could ever happen is that you're a person who you feel like you're insignificant.
Why is there a boat here? Am I supposed to ride the boat to school?
Topical.
And no one cares about what you think. No one cares about that. This is an awesome show. And I hope that I can bestow some entertainment as well as some advice, maybe some life lessons to you guys with the answers that I give to these questions. So,
I'm sorry, did I just unironically hear him say that he wanted to give life lessons? I think I did.
I am
Hold
the
on.
pinnacle of male fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
the worst things that could ever happen is that you're a person who you feel like you're insignificant. No one cares about what you think. No one cares about that. This is an awesome show. And I hope that I can bestow some entertainment as well as some advice, maybe some life lessons to you guys with the answers that I give to these questions. So,
Yeah, okay. Jay Wusso 989, thank you for the 2. DSP has been afflicted by Taco Bell tits. Shaking my fucking head. Dude, those are Taco Bell tits and like Pizza Hut dough ball tits, man. Those are robust. Like, I don't...
What the hell is wrong with you?
A lot, a lot. But somebody on Twitter said it best, man. And it, except for the fact that he wasn't actually a juicer, that he didn't like take horse fucking steroids and stuff. His name was Robert Paulson. His name was Robert Paulson. His name was Robert Paulson.
That all being said, without further ado, let me get started. Being that I have so many questions, I'm going to try to make the show around 2 hours long, if not shorter. I'd love to do shorter than that. I'm going to split it around every 30 minutes. It'll have a little commercial break in between. So if you're watching on YouTube, you just skip to the next part. If you're watching on Twitch, please be patient. I'll be back after a few minutes after I rest my voice. Talking for 2 hours straight nonstop is a little taxing.
I'm sorry, bitch made man, what says what now?
If you're watching on Twitch, please be patient. I'll be back after a few minutes after I rest my voice. Talking for 2 hours straight nonstop is a little taxing, okay?
So he was just always a bitch. Cool.
Okay, so that being said, let's get started because we got a ridiculous amount of questions to get to, all right? First question for this episode of Ask the King comes from...
Why are you such a beta male cuck?
From Kikon. And Kikon asks the following. He says, now that you've confirmed that you're moving to Seattle, what major conventions in the area do you think that you'll be able to attend? Usually when you vlog conventions, they're a lot of fun, and seeing some more of these in the near future would be a blast for sure. Well, it's a great question, Kikon, because previous years, some conventions that I've attended or considering attended were things like
Okay, so can you, what? Hold on.
attend.
Hold on.
It's the following. He says,
I want to listen to the question in full. Hold on.
now that you've confirmed that you're moving to Seattle, what major conventions in the area do you think that you'll be able to attend? Usually when you vlog conventions, they're a lot of fun, and seeing some more of these in the near future would be a blast for sure. Well,
Literally, the question is, what conventions what might you be able to go to, right?
Blood for the blood god!
I don't know of that convention, but nonetheless, this is a 45-second answer at best, right? Just straight up, hey, so I've been looking at this one, I've been looking at this one interests me, but it may not be the first year. I may want to, kind of get my roots in, get my bearings, and but we'll see. Thanks for the question. The end. Not having seen this, we're at 4 minutes and 49 seconds. Let's see how long this takes, Phil.
Good question, Kikon, because previous years, some conventions that I've attended or considering attended were things like MagFest, Too Many Games, New York Comic Con, and most recently last year we attended SGC down in Texas. Now this year I knew it was going to be different because I knew I was going to be trying to move out of Connecticut, so I knew that number one, most of my money and effort was going to be going towards that move.
Okay, so now we're somehow on the topic of money and moving. Okay. Nope, I'm sorry. How the fuck did we get here?
I knew I wasn't going to have all this disposable income to be dumping in things left and right. If you remember last year, I spent a shit ton of money upgrading all my equipment.
And now we're talking about how much I upgrade. Oh my god, he repeats the cycle every 10 years.
To do live streaming, buying multiple sets of headphones to try to find the right one for console gaming and headphone live streaming gaming, direct capture, that kind of stuff. We went to SGC, we spent a ton of money, I went and did a bunch of travel. Not doing that this year. This year I said I have to conserve. I have to realize that my money needs to be spent on smart things. So this year's
never mind.
far different than previous years. Now the good news is, yes, because I am moving near Seattle, Washington, Seattle is a hotbed for conventions, including, just off the top of my head, PAX Prime, which is the main PAX convention that they have, Penny Arcade Expo, Emerald City Comic Con, one of the biggest Comic Cons in the United States. In fact, I think it's similar to New York Comic Con. It's nowhere near as big as San Diego, but it's still pretty big.
Yeah, we're over a minute.
I don't know if it's called SakuraCon or if it's something else. There's a big anime convention that traditionally happens. And then there's other more specific events that usually are Nintendo or Microsoft related because their headquarters are located in Seattle as well. So now that I'm going to become a Seattle resident, well, I take that back. I'm living on the outskirts of Seattle, so let me change that phrasing. Now I'm going to become a Washington State resident near Seattle. Those are going to be the conventions that I'm going to be frequenting. I mean, they're literally going to be a 45-minute drive away from me. So why the hell?
I thought you couldn't drive.
Hell wouldn't I attend those conventions? Now, when I say attend, you have to understand what I'm talking about. These are not smaller style gaming conventions where they're trying to feature YouTubers. No, these are huge scale, giant events that are, humongous. They don't have that kind of stuff. It's more for these companies to come and promote their products, to sell stuff, for you to meet and greet with comic book artists, movie stars, wrestlers, and get autographs and do that kind of attend panels with these kind of people.
I don't think he went to any of them. I really don't. Not to mention the fact, dude, motherfucker won't go and drive 10 minutes to go get a fucking Krabby Patty. How the fuck are we gonna think he gonna be driving 45 minutes to go to a convention? Come on now.
Stuff like that. This is way bigger scale than the stuff that I've attended in the past. So I'm not by any means saying that I'm attending to be a guest or to have a panel. It'll never happen. Never on this planet.
Oh, he wants it to happen though.
Will I get into my foot in the door to one of those places? Unless I get signed to do a freaking TV deal tomorrow, okay? So that being said, I'm
Shout out.
looking to be an attendee, a regular attendee of those conventions, and yes, vlogging them, showing you guys everything that we see at these conventions, the things that I buy, the people that we may run into. That's the goal. And I can't tell you definitively when this is going to begin because here's the bottom line: I need to move to.
Yeah, he's gone to, but they were smaller conventions, I thought, Shroom, and if I'm not mistaken, like he hangs his hat on one convention that he said there was standing room only, and
I
then
have received femboys, woo!
I haven't actually received any femboys. It's not fair. No, Nexus Galaxy, the question was, now that you're in Seattle, are you planning on going to some conventions? That's it. That's all.
My new house, get everything situated in the new house so that I can do my work first off. Then I need to start working about
I didn't set up Uwu yet, MRC.
furnishing the house. The living room needs to get, the TV mounted, needs a couch, needs this. It's going to take weeks, if not months, to get everything the way it needs to be for it to be livable. Okay?
Lulu's out here asking the real questions. I'm going to defer. I don't know. I'm going to defer to somebody else's expertise. But a fantastic question. But I just don't know.
Once all that's done, then I'm going to focus on that other stuff. I need to focus. The primary thing is getting the house set up, living there, and then starting to working on selling this condo in Connecticut.
What's up, Lloyd?
Then
How
I
you
worry
doing,
about the
man?
periphery stuff like attending a new convention and stuff like that. So it's coming. It's great news for everyone, but it's not going to happen overnight like that. Okay.
Are you done
Okay.
now?
Up next.
That was, I swear to God, that was 4 minutes. But
Question
okay.
is from Sultan of Swing, which I'm wondering if that means the Sultan of Swing, which I don't know if that has anything to do with wrestling or the King of Swing.
I'm sorry, you did not just fucking say that.
From Sultan of Swing.
The Sultan of Swing, Babe fucking Ruth. Are you fucking what? You can't be real. You didn't know what a four-leaf clover was. You don't know who the Sultan of Swing is, the Sultan of SWAT, the Great Bambino.
Which I'm wondering if that means the Sultan of Swing, which I don't know if that has anything to do with wrestling or the King of Swing. I don't know. I have no idea, but that's
Oh my God, he's serious.
his name. Here's his question. He says, "Hey Phil, ever since the Nintendo 64, it seems like Nintendo has been going in an ongoing downward spiral, losing
Oh, I actually didn't know there was a wrestling connotation to that. So maybe I'm the asshole. I don't know. Oh yeah, so Lloyd D, I saw that. And then I also saw somebody exposed that the lolcow queens was, and if you didn't see this coming, I mean, I actually didn't know it until I saw it, but once I saw it, I went, yeah, that tracks, that makes sense. That the lolcow queen show is entirely scripted.
money and faith the longer that they stay in their old ways. Do you think that this is due to the lack of variety in adult-oriented games that they release for their consoles?"
Okay,
Pretty
hold on.
much this is
Let
due
me
to Nintendo
hear
has been
this
going in a-
again. Let me hear this whole question. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I have no idea, but that's his name. Here's his question. He says, "Hey Phil, ever since the Nintendo 64, it seems like Nintendo has been going in an ongoing downward spiral, losing money and faith the longer that they stay in their old ways. Do you think that this is due to the lack of variety in adult-oriented games that they release for their consoles? Pretty much every game that they release is okay, but they're not really seeming to release any games aimed at adults or hardcore gamers, just at their longtime fans and existing series. They tried to do something like this with Zombie U, but it failed. And let's be honest, Zombie U was not a very good game. That's why it failed."
I had fun with Zombie U. I mean, it was all right. A really cool concept, but yeah, wasn't terrible.
But it's okay to fail. Your top 3 games of last year were all mature, rated 17+ games, including The Last of Us, Grand Theft Auto 5, and BioShock Infinite. Do you think that to save their company, that Nintendo should make new IPs aimed at adults and not just things like Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong, Pokemon, and the things that they usually put out every year?
Yeah, let me tell you. Do you think you're going to take a risk, or are you going to go with the literal print money machine?
Here's the thing. I agree that what it seems has happened with Nintendo is this. If you follow the history of Nintendo, you can very much see what's happened. In the 1980s, Nintendo became the definitive home console because they ended up porting a lot of popular arcade games. Most people don't know this, but games like Super Mario Brothers and a lot of the first generation games that were on the Nintendo Entertainment System were actually arcade games that were ported to the system and played very similarly to the arcade games.
No. The Super Mario Brothers that you're talking about was a 2-player. It actually was. It's the little mini game in Super Mario 3. That was the Mario Brother arcade. Oh my fucking God.
A lot of people don't know that that's the God's honest truth. Then what Nintendo decided to do is they said, well, we have this popular console. Let's make our own original series. Don't worry about just porting what everyone else
Oh yeah, you're right. It was just Mario Brothers. You're right.
done. Let's make our own first-party original games. And that was the era of the burgeoning of new stuff. Things that was coming out, such as the Zeldas, Donkey Kong, and then being brought into the new generation of Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong was an arcade game, you fuck.
Then you have the next generation of Nintendo consoles. Let's go ahead with Pokemon on the Game Boy. How about
Oh my
Kirby?
God.
How about, you know, Donkey Kong Country, Star Fox? All right, I'm naming all these things that are synonymous with Nintendo. They're first-party characters that they've stuck with over the years and have made them a shit ton of money and pretty much are always bestsellers. But then when
Oh, they had a Super Mario, like the linear levels? No shit. Shroom Dukem, I have never seen one of those. I stand corrected. I will eat some crow. But Donkey Kong was a fucking arcade game too.
what ended up happening is Nintendo went against the grain. When everyone else was going towards, we want to go towards more mature, adult-rated games. We want to go more towards the disc-based format, not more cartridges like Nintendo was doing still in the late 90s. Nintendo wanted to do
I seen it.
their own thing. And admittedly, if you are the top dog, if you're the company that's synonymous with gaming for a decade, you probably think you have the leeway to do that. You have the clout to do that. At that point, people were saying, not video games, they actually said Nintendo games. That's how synonymous the name Nintendo was with video games, okay? But what Nintendo decided to do was completely take a move in the opposite direction of where technology was going. Technology was going full 3D, full polygons, no more 2D pixelated, you know, art. It's all polygonal, going more high resolution.
Polygonal? That sounds like an open relationship, but sure, Phil, sure.
Higher storage capacity on the disc, voice acting, which for the first time, stereo CD quality music for the first time, and Nintendo really struggled with the Nintendo 64 to stay with that standard because the cartridge format was outdated and it was
Bitch, N64 was a goddamn gem. What the fuck are you talking about?
incredibly hard to develop for at that point. So Nintendo took a hit there. Then the next generation, oh, well, we're going to make the GameCube, and it's going to have discs, but it's going to be these little rinky-dink discs, and yeah, it's going to have, you know, high-resolution graphics. Oh, but we're going to have this fucking controller that looks like it belongs with Play School, you know, like a Play School controller that a kindergartner would use. And
Dude, the GameCube was goated. Shut your fucking mouth.
again, they wanted to do their own thing. They wanted to go their own way. Sometimes it works for Nintendo. If you look at their history with the handheld market, the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color before the Game Boy.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just polygonal. The pronunciation, I don't know why, but that sounds wrong.
Advance, the Nintendo DS, the Nintendo 3DS, they've all been incredibly successful, and they're all different. You know what I mean? They all had some kind of innovation that made them different from the
Yeah, you're not wrong, Rebsy. You are not wrong.
previous generation. For handhelds, it worked for Nintendo. It hasn't worked on the console market, okay? And what's ended up happening here...
This is 2014, so the Wii was the best-selling console. They said that you would be either one of three families. You would be a Wii family, an Xbox Wii 60, or a PS Wii. Right? That's how fucking dominant the fucking Wii was. Mad World was fucking, yeah, on the Wii. I mean, it didn't get like Game of the Year, no shit like that, and I don't think I ever beat it. But, you know, it's an alright game.
Throughout the years, since we went from the GameCube to the Wii and now the Wii U, Nintendo unfortunately doesn't know what to do anymore, so what they're doing is sticking with what they know. Well, we know that Mario will sell. We know that Zelda will sell. Donkey Kong. You know, all these first-party characters, Mario, they're sticking around because they really feel that is their lifeblood. And to some extent, that's true if you're talking about the hardcore Nintendo fan base. But the question now that's appallingly apparent to Nintendo is that, guess what? Your hardcore Nintendo fan base dissipated in the early 2000s and went with PlayStation. Eventually, they went onto the Dreamcast. And
What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, he's on one in this.
Xbox, they went to the other formats that had the modern technology, the higher storage capacities, online play, controllers that were...
Oh, Wrestling Rancher today, he's fantastic. As I heard, like, Iron Chef Cuckold fucking dropped, like, damn near a fucking rack today. Like, no lie. Oh yeah, Red Steel and Red Steel 2 were really good games. I forgot about those.
For the hands. They lost a ton of their hardcore fan base during that period of time because they were just doing whatever the fuck they wanted and they had their fingers in their ears and didn't want to listen to what the entire industry was telling them they were supposed to be evolving to.
Retard in cowboy hat screams at Cloud, more at 11. Who the fuck? Why would anyone listen to you, Phil?
And now what's happened is you've got a Wii U console that's severely outdated. You've got next-gen consoles that are all better than the Wii U technology-wise and online play-wise. A controller that is a laughing stock of the gaming community, because let's face it, what third-party developer wants to fucking develop a game that works with this? None. You want a game that you can port to every console easily. No one cares about this fucking thing. It's a waste of time and money, and the bottom line is the games that implement it don't even implement it that well anymore. So this was also a failed experiment, right? And then you've got the fact that as Sultan of Swing has said, that Nintendo really can't get third-party support anymore at all. No one wants to port their popular games to Wii U because the Wii U didn't sell. So Nintendo was like triple fucked, right? So
yeah, they're triple fucked. The Switch, man. The Switch was their last hope, and it definitely didn't fucking, you know, wreck house at all.
So, if Nintendo all of a sudden started designing first-party, adult-oriented games, could they possibly snag a new audience? Absolutely. If there was a great survival horror game and a great adult-oriented game over here and a great game here and here, and there were multiple ones, they could possibly snag that audience. The problem is, Think about the games that have come. All right, Mad World was an adult-oriented game for the Wii.
Why are we still on this topic, my dog? Like, know when to end it. Holy shit. You said you had 30 questions.
Name another one that was Wii exclusive that you needed to buy on the Wii that was like a must-buy. And you're going to have things few and far between.
Okay, so he said he wanted to be 2 hours. He has 30 questions. If 30 questions, you can spend 2 minutes on each question. That would be, you could spend 4 minutes on each question then, right? For 2 hours, because you spend 2 minutes on each question, that's an hour, 4 for 2. Yeah. Dude, you're starting to exceed, dog. You're gonna have to rein it back in, man. You're gonna have to rein it back in.
Besides maybe no more heroes, what else was there? And that was the problem. It seems like Nintendo was so worried about just selling shovelware during the Wii era that everyone just said, fuck Nintendo, we're going to move on to consoles that treat us seriously. Sure, I'll go back to Nintendo if I want to play Mario, but outside of that, I don't care anymore about Nintendo, and that's what happened. So even if Nintendo were to make new first-party titles that were adult-oriented, they'd have to make a ton of them to try to win that audience back. And that's the problem that Nintendo is in, and that's why you're hearing all these rumors Nintendo's going into the mobile gaming market.
What's
Nintendo's
up,
going
Cobain? How you
into a
doing,
new
man?
console they're going to be... Yeah, because what can you do to save the Wii U when all that's coming out for it is literally first-party Nintendo titles, you know? Sure, Smash Brothers will sell some consoles, absolutely. Smash is a great series. Mario Kart 8 will sell some consoles, absolutely. But when you look at the first-party titles worth playing on Nintendo's Wii U, can you fill 2 hands? You know what I mean?
What?
Mario, which is 3D World, the 2 Mario games, which are...
Yeah, no more heroes.
Mario and Luigi, the 2 ones that they had last year. Probably Rayman Legends, even though, oops, wait, that's available on everything else, so forget that, that doesn't count. Donkey Kong Country Returns, Pikmin 3.
Twilight Princess.
I mean, what else are the first-party bestsellers on that console right now? You know, we got stuff coming up. Like I said, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, Bayonetta will be coming out. And it's like, okay, there's a few others like Wonderful 101, but that didn't sell well. Even for people who own the console, that didn't even sell well. So, I don't know what Nintendo can do. If you could ask me this question, I don't have the answers. I just know that Nintendo has basically, by completely ignoring the world around them and thinking they knew better, they fucked themselves.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and get excited for next product.
And yes, everyone says, oh, but Nintendo has $5 bajillion, right? That they could bleed money like this for 20 years and they'll be fine. Don't listen to anyone who says that. Because if you work in the business world, you understand that when your company is bleeding money, you cannot operate like that. It doesn't matter if
They really fucking can. There are some companies that go so far into tech debt, they stop sales for like a year. Yeah, the stock tanks, unless, you know, you get people out there that are like, yes, I know we're not selling, but that's because we're in a fucking research phase or we're in a rebuild phase or we're in whatever. And then they tell the investors, look, this is the cool shit we're doing while we're not selling. And they make their money back, dog. Like that. Oh, God. This man graduated college.
you have enough surplus money for 20 years, you cannot bleed your company to zero. You need to find a way to turn it around. I love these business analysts, but they could bleed money for the next 25 years. Yeah, and they'll lay everyone off, and they'll sell no games, and the company will go out of business. No, they need to find a way to turn it around. They are in dire straits right now.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, great look. They are in dire straits. Let me just rub my nose against the entirety of my hand, wrist, and forearm. That'll be fun.
All right. Next question is from Wanglord, and I'm going to summarize because he put it in 400 paragraphs, but I know exactly what his point was. He's criticized me about this from time to time, and I said, you know what, I need 400 paragraphs, but I know. Next question is from Wanglord, and I'm going to...
Wanglord? Not a children's entertainer, you guys. Yeah, not a children's entertainer.
Summarize because he put it in 400 paragraphs, but I know exactly what his point was. He's criticized me about this from time to time, and I said, you know what, it's time to legitimately address this, so let's go for it. Wanglord...
Oh my, a criticism against the king. I'm sure this is going to go just swimmingly. And again, I don't know anything about these. I can't wait. Alex, that was your nickname in high school? God damn.
Basically says the following. This is his summary, my paraphrasing him. You have mentioned in the past that you do get anger. You have anger issues. And you say things in the moment, every once in a while, whether it's on Twitter or in a vlog, that you may not fully mean later. Like maybe you say today that game sucks, and tomorrow you say, all right, it doesn't suck. I just find it boring, but it doesn't suck. Okay? Perfect example.
Yep, okay, fine. Tracks.
Example, I did this yesterday. On Twitter, I said I'm disappointed because this week, Drakengard and Transistor, I played them both and they both suck. Now, of course, I said that because I'm trying to get it within the character limit of Twitter. The truth is, I don't think Transistor's a bad game. I think the graphics are great, the art design, the music, voice acting, all that's great. I think the combat's boring and repetitive. So it's not a horrible, boring game that sucks.
Dorian Bryant, he does. I bet you dollars to donuts that motherfucker throws that hat on the bed.
Sucks, but I was trying to summarize, I don't like it on Twitter. But people will take that, oh my god, he says the game sucks. What a hypocrite, he like bashed in from the last game from these guys, he doesn't like this one, fuck him, right? And this is what Wanglord's trying to make the point of. When I say things quickly or abruptly or in the moment or with emotion, I may say them in a way that isn't really conveying my point properly, okay? So his question is this. Do you ever think about taking a step back and isolating yourself from social media when these things happen to avoid people taking things that you say the wrong way or as literal fact when you really mean it as something else? And here's the thing. I said that...
Yeah, this actually sounds... Wanglord, for as dumb as a name as it is, way ahead of his time. way ahead.
this before, and I'll say it again. I'm the realest motherfucker on the internet. I don't.
Okay, so the grand Dorian Delusions were present all the way back in May 22nd of 2014. I'm the realest motherfucker out there. Oh my god. Watch out. We got us a badass over here.
Pull back. I don't pull punches. Now, a lot of the times, things that I say, things that I've said in this show, Ask the King, have been off base because it's based off of what people are telling me in the question. People giving me information in a question, and that's the first time I've heard of that topic, and I give you my off-the-cuff answer because I'm going off the information. If the information's wrong, of course my answer is going to be ridiculously uninformed. There's going to be other times when I have an opinion on something, and if I don't like it, I'll say it. The bottom line is, a lot.
So, Phil, I'm actually quite curious. What's your position on LGBTQ plus blah blah blah?
What is wrong with you?
Because you took down your ally thing. I'm very curious. What's your take on that?
People are saying, "Oh, Phil, but don't you see that all these people on the internet, they're saying that they don't like you anymore? It's because you've said these things over the years, and it's gotten to them, and they don't want to follow you anymore." First of all, what the fuck does that have to do with the content that I put out? Zero. Goose fucking A. If I'm daily putting out playthroughs for you that are entertaining, that I'm getting through the games, they're fun, they're still just as informative as they used to be, pertaining on what kind of gameplay a game is, if it's fun or not. What the fuck does it matter if I said that I don't like something over here in a random vlog? Zero.
No, you fucking idiot. People don't buy from the juicy butt. Many times. People don't buy the product they want. They buy from the person they want to buy from. Like, it is literally showmanship. It is salesmanship, whatever you want to call it, sales acumen. But just because you boot a game up and play it doesn't mean that, oh, well, I'm entertaining. Bitch, says who? Who said you're entertaining? No one.
But this is the problem with the internet, is that people love to be drama queens. They love to be little teenagers who find one little thing, and let's make that the entire existence of this person on the internet, when really it's just something that was said in passing, or maybe something that was said with emotion that wasn't.
Hello, Jew.
There's plenty of things I've said over the years that I'm sure people either took the wrong way, or I said it the wrong way. I was pissed at the moment, and I said something later on. I said, man, I should have said that a different way.
Yeah, that's called wronging someone.
Absolutely. But I've got over 30,000 fucking videos on the internet. Do you think that I can take stock of what I've said and tell you every single point I've ever made? What was 100% true? Did I say it the wrong way? No.
Of course not. You're a lying sack of shit.
And what Wanglord is suggesting is, why don't you just step away from social media? Don't do vlogs. Don't go on Twitter. Don't do those things, and just make your gameplay, and maybe it'll clear up. No. For two reasons. Because I'm the realest motherfucker on the internet, and I will...
Yes, dude. Any man who says he is king is no true king.
And just make your gameplay, and maybe it'll clear up. No. For two reasons. Because I'm the realest motherfucker on the internet, and I will say what I want to say. If people don't like it, it's your problem, not mine.
Look at him and tell me there's a God.
If you're so offended that someone said a random thing on the internet that you can't ever watch anything they're ever involved in ever again, which, by the way, I can't imagine what that would be, considering I'm not racist, I'm not bigoted, I'm not sexist, I don't insult...
Why is there a boat here? Am I supposed to ride the boat to school?
If you're so offended that someone said a random thing on the internet that you can't ever watch anything they're ever involved in ever again, which, by the way, I can't imagine what that would be, considering I'm not racist, I'm not bigoted, I'm not sexist, I don't insult, certain groups of people or whatever. The most I've said is I don't understand why people like this certain game. How can people spend all their time wasting it on this certain game? Yeah, because I don't like those games. If you are so fucking sensitive that you will never watch my content again because I said that, I can't change that. That's you, not me. I've been like this since I got on the internet in 2008 and started making these kind of videos, right?
Yeah, which is why you suck. Change.
Why is there the Monko here? Am I supposed to ride the Monko to school?
I needed that palate cleanse. Thank you.
For me to be disconnected. All right, so I'm going to not even use Twitter or anything. So no one will know what's going on with my content. No one will know what's going on with my move. No
problem, Major
bullshit. I said this months ago. I am not going to ever get to a point where I say I'm shutting myself off from the internet and my fans and my viewers, because I know that it may be a small group, but there's a group of intelligent people on the internet who want...
Oh my God. Hey, Cult Lord. How you doing, bud? Past behavior predicts future behavior. Emotional outbursts are his real thoughts. Yeah, Meth Bear, a hard lesson for me to learn. Hopefully I learned it much faster than he did, but, no one will understand why you got emotional when you say something. Never expect anybody to give you the slack that they themselves want when they act emotional. So if I say something and I get called out on it, I really don't have much recourse other than say, yeah, I said it and I'm sorry. I should very much so expect that if I hold somebody else to that standard, I'm going to get back yeah, but you made me feel this way, or yeah, but I was having a bad day, or yeah, but so on and so forth. So Yeah.
Understand that you don't have to take offense at everything someone says, that someone might say something in a way they don't necessarily mean, and they might want to, later on when they're not so emotionally into it that they may either take it back or say it in a different way, and I've done that.
Be a fucking man and own your shit. Like, I get letting emotion get the best of you. We're human. That happens. But one, own it. Okay. And then two, work really hard to not let your emotions absolutely control you. Right? You got to have some level of control. I mean, and don't get me wrong, Phil, I know, who's the hypocrite here? I'm telling you this, and you drive me fucking batty, but, I'm trying.
In the past, okay? I don't have time to do it on every fucking thing I've ever said in my life, but I understand that there are times when anger gets to me or I'm frustrated over something, right? And there's also times when people just take what I
So you're surrendering control. Okay, surrender control to people. Smart man. Let me just tell you, that's fucking brilliant, Phil. You're a fucking genius.
say out of context just to make me look bad, and I can't change that either. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing. Yeah, there's going to be an increasing group of people who are immature, who can't understand that, and they just take the 1 or 2 points that I've said, and that's it. I hate Phil. Fuck them. Goodbye and good riddance. I don't need those kind of people. I need intelligent people who know what I'm about, who know that I'm honest.
Lulu, I'm guessing that he got rejected early in life, and didn't know how to cope with it, and never found a mentor, never found somebody who would challenge him because they were too afraid of the confrontation with him. And so it's been a childhood trauma that has just spiraled out of control. And you're actually going to hear that. This is why we're covering this today, is because of an outburst that he's going to have against his fucking parents. That was so next level, it made me stream today.
Know that I'm here to entertain you, to give you honest information when I talk about something, that I'm not paid off by any third party to skew what I say, that I'm not going to hold my tongue and not be honest about my feelings about something because I'm afraid I'm going to lose followers and views. Fuck it. I'll lose the followers and views if I can be true to myself. That's how...
Yeah, except for that now he's like, guys, how come we don't have more than 200 viewers? Guys, how come I don't have support? I don't understand.
Smoking yet?
I've always been, that's how I'm always going to be. So no, Wang Lord, I'm not going to censor myself. I'm not going to stay away from social media, because the bottom line is it should be these butthurt fucking pansies that stop whining and being little immature kids on the internet and realize, to be a mature adult, that there's going to be people that you don't agree with. There's going to be...
Dude, you really need to say this stuff with your chest out when you're not at home. Like, you need to say it in public.
Statements that are going to be said out of context. Maybe you should stop believing the bullshit, right? And understand that I'm a fallible human. I never stood up here and said, I am Jesus Christ, I am infallible, I am, the person who you should 100% only listen to what I say and nobody else. Never did I ever say any of that, right?
No, you say it now, though. You say, how dare you listen to my damn dirty detractors.
All these super chats are great. But remember, you don't matter unless you tip.
Oh my God, finally! Soul217, thank you for the $5. Phil doesn't have a birth certificate. He has an apology letter from the condom factory his parents used. Soul217, you are the specialist of special boys, girls, don't really care, gender and all that jazz. I think dude, but don't matter. I call chicks dudes. It's fine. This is the first time I have ever seen a fucking like button and a reply button on my fucking super chats. I don't know what I did. I don't know how it got activated, but thank fucking Christ. Okay. All right. Celebration over. Thank you again for the $5. I greatly appreciate it.
Right? So for people to take it that way and twist it into that and make me look like the bad guy because maybe I said some things with emotion or in a way that maybe sound insulting if you're like a super fanboy of something and I say I don't like it, tough titty. Fine. Goodbye. Go make...
Which one? Your left one or your right one? Because they are voluptuous and full of milk today, Phil.
Go join your group of people who think it's funny to be a little schoolgirl who dances around with your gossip about how DFP said something and insulted everyone. Go ahead. You can be immature and go somewhere else. This is what it is that years ago I did this, and because I was one of the newcomers on the internet, this was becoming a new thing, being able to vlog, being able to voice your opinion, people respected me for being honest, for being real.
Hey guys, did you know that people respected Phil?
Now a new generation of people have stepped up who they don't like that. They want perfectionist gamers. They want people who agree with everything they have to say. They want people who are generic, who aren't a voice and opinionated. They want people who are like cookie cutter bullshit to be successful on the internet. Then I won't be super successful on the internet. I'll be me and I'll be okay with that. How about that?
But you're not okay with it. You cry on the daily, dude. Like, no, Phil Nimba. Definitely not. But yeah. And Zephon Myothis, I don't remember who said it. Why? Somebody said, what do you think happened to Phil to make him so angry? I think that's one of the key things, Zephon, is that nobody has ever respected him, right? because I've actually had this type of imposter feeling a lot of my life. Not necessarily imposter, but I call it fringe, being like a fringe friend or a fringe coworker, right? Yeah, people will talk to you. People will say hi to you. People know your name. They'll be, oh, hey, it's bro. How you doing, bro? It's like, yeah, I'm good. How you guys doing? Oh, we're fine. But in the back of my head, the back of my mind, it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. And then it's also telling me, yeah, but they're going to go out and they're going to like have a fucking dinner amongst all themselves. And I'm not going to get invited because I'm not really a friend. I'm not really respected. I'm not one of them. They're just doing it to be nice. That's the kind of stuff that I have problems with, because I feel very on the outskirts. I don't feel worthy of being included. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm learning how to deal with that. Still, to this day, I'm still learning how to deal with that. Phil resents it. I think Phil resents being a fringe friend or a fringe coworker. Not that he's a coworker anymore, but with anybody, I mean. But he doesn't deal with it. He just gets petty and butthurt and resentful and angry about it. So I that's what I think. But, then again, I am not a psychologist. I have no degree in like psychotherapy or anything like that. I'm just a guy.
I'm true to myself, and that's what I'm cool with.
By the way, don't let me forget, I have a question for the group at large a little bit later on.
Okay. Next question.
Oh,
Says,
yeah,
hey, Phil, my
wrestling
name is
match. You're
Julian.
right. We'll get back to Julian in just a second. Just like as an aside, wrestling or ranter. True friends that I have. One lives 140 miles away, and then I have two in the town that I live in. Really, if you want to count up the friends I got, man, physical friends, you know what I mean? I mean, everybody's got, online bros and online friends and stuff like that. That's one thing. But I mean, true personal, they're in my inner circle friends. I've got like 3. So,
I'm from Romania. In the last episode of Ask the King, you mentioned that you have like 100 t-shirts left from Project 7. I was wondering if you would give them away for your fans like you gave away the PS4 and other things recently. Thanks for answering and keep up the work that you do.
This seems like an easy W. He's got Project 7 shirts. Okay. Easy dub. Bye.
Many of you watching this may not even know what the hell Project 7 is, because Project 7 now has been defunct for about 2 years. It was a series that I creatively brainstormed based off...
Oh my God, get your own dick out of your fucking throat. Like, dear God, man.
...of a series I'd done way back in 2010. It was going to be a live action... gaming comedy web series that involved all different things from different gaming genres, shooting, RPGs, fighting games, all kinds of stuff was going to be involved with this series. And we filmed 4 episodes of it. It was well received, meaning every episode got over 100,000 views. Some got ridiculously more than that. It was basically kind of almost going viral to the point where people were like, if they wanted the next episode, when is this going to continue? We heard you have great...
Yeah, the cringe was off the charts.
...plans. We'd like to see a season come out and you could sell it on DVD, yada, yada, yada. Unfortunately, halfway through the series, my crew was not able to progress with the series. The people who were working on this, who were originally looking to kind of get some internet popularity for themselves for being the guys who filmed and edited the series, they were called Respect the Pack, didn't really get what they were looking for out of the project. Then other personal stuff came up in their lives that was more important than them putting hours and hours into the series.
Yeah, you dicked them over.
And they dropped out.
No, you... God, Jesus Christ, retconning this is a masterclass, man. Masterclass in retconning. What the fuck, man?
The bottom line is that I haven't been able to find anyone like them who would be willing to invest time and money into redoing this series.
Yeah, because you didn't pay them! Hey, guys, come here. You guys have a camera? Yeah. You have a boom mic? Yeah. You want some exposure? Yeah. Do you have money? Yeah. Do you want to film this project? Yeah. How much do we get paid? Oh, you don't get shit. Where are you guys going? Wait, where are you going? Like, dude, who the fuck is gonna want to do that?
The series just ended after 4 episodes, which was kind of a letdown because we had all these ideas for gaming worlds to go into. We'd only done 2 so far, and I had props. I literally still today have 2 boxes of props to my left, and I have a huge prop over here to my right. Things that I bought to use in this series that I will never get to use now. And it is what it is, right? That's life. Things happen. Sometimes they're successful, sometimes they're not. The series probably would have been continuously successful if I kept doing it, but I didn't get to keep doing it.
Reminder. The question is, you have some shirts. Could you give them away? That's the question.
But at the time, I purchased, well, it was a joint investment. Myself, Howard, both invested some money into t-shirts for this series, okay? T-shirts, which we wanted people to be able to buy at like a convention. You come see us at a convention, we'll sign whatever you want. If you want a t-shirt, well, you can buy one, we'll sign it too. Problem was, we only went to 2 conventions with these t-shirts ever. The first convention was the debut of the series, so no one knew what the hell it was, and no one wanted to buy a t-shirt yet. The second convention we went to, we did sell a bunch of t-shirts, but then the series ended. So it was like, the first opportunity was MagFest, it was too early. I'm sorry, was it MagFest? I think it was. And the second opportunity was too many games, and then the series ended, so no one wants the shirts anymore. I literally got a box of like 100 shirts. I shit you not, there's like 100 shirts over here.
Can you give them away? The question was, why are you talking, Phil?
On my floor that I'll be taking with me to Washington State. And yes, once I get settled there, and I find out where the post office is and what the shipping options are, I will be giving away Project 7 shirts as occasional giveaways for people watching on stream and people watching videos and stuff like that. So yeah, I have a ton of them, and I will be giving them away in the future. That's what happened with that. Okay. Next question. This one is from Jaws 0014, and he says, I've decided to take the next step in my life, moving out of my parents' house and finding my own place. My question is this. What advice can you give for anyone looking for their first accommodation? Well,
I think this might be it. I think.
Hope I can help you out here, because my first accommodation outside my parents' house was college. Then I went back to my parents' house. Then I got a 3-room apartment with 2 coworkers of mine at a job. Then I went back to my parents' house. Then I came to this condo, and I'm finally...
So you suck at occupying a space for greater than a period of 1 year. You know what, that track, and I know Phil Numba, I knew he never gave him away. I think he fucking torched him.
Moving to a nice big place in Washington, okay? I'm going to give you the best advice I can give you. Number 1, you have to live within your means, all right?
Good night, everybody. What?
How about I come out at the beginning of every show and hit you upside the head with a hammer?
I'd watch that show.
And light your teeth on fire and puncture your eardrums with golf tees until your spinal fluid leaks out.
Just because right now it looks like you're making money and you can afford a place, don't go above your budget. Don't say, oh, I'm expecting to make this amount of money in the near future. Budget yourself off of what you're making now.
Waiter, I'm done. Bring the fucking check.
Because you never know what's going to happen. One of the things that happened with me was when I got that apartment with 2 other people, I lost my job.
What
and
the hell is wrong with you?
No money, and I had to rack up my credit cards to pay the rent and pay all my bills and everything for several months until I got another job, and it took me years to get out of that credit card debt. So make sure whatever...
Yeah, but now you found a cheat code called bankruptcy.
Whatever you're doing, you don't go above your means. Stay within your means. I know it's an exciting time in your life. Oh, I'm moving out of my parents' house. I should get myself a big TV and a laptop and this and that. Don't do it. That's the slippery slope. You're going to go right into financial debt, and unless you get a big success in what you're doing for work, how are you going to get yourself out of it, right? Be sure, when every place you get to, that you know exactly what you're getting into. What are you responsible for? Are you renting? If you're renting, are you paying for the gas? Are you paying for the electricity? Are you paying for the water? Or some of that included in the rent? Are there fees? Like if you're renting a condo?
Be cognizant of who's paying utilities. Be cognizant of who's paying utilities. 6 words, Phil. 6 words.
No. Are there homeowners?
Yeah, now, guys, I need you to support the stream.
Fees you need to pay. What's included? If you walk into a situation and don't know what's included, you could get hit with tons of bills on the back end that you never saw. They blindsided you, and now again you're in financial straits, right?
Read the contract. Be cognizant of the utilities.
And then last but not least, I have to say this because this is something that I find every place I've ever lived, this has been an issue. If you're living in a complex like this building, okay? Because let's face it, apartments that are a shared building are a lot cheaper than, say, getting a house. I don't know what your financial means is right now. It sounds to me, if you're moving out of your parents' place for the first time, you're probably going to end up in an apartment like this. Be respectful of your neighbors. Because so many people...
Yeah. Just turn on the fucking faucet and leave it drip so you can have black mold everywhere. That's the kicker right there. That's how you show respect to people. You fucking black mold out their walls.
Move into a place like this, and they think, oh, this is my house, so I'm gonna have 400 people over, we're gonna have a fucking dance party, slamming on, we're gonna blast the fucking music, we're gonna be yelling, screaming, drinking, being on our back porch, drunk as fuck, yelling at people. It's obnoxious, it's disgusting, and it can get you into trouble, okay? There's a few people here who got very close to being evicted in the time that I've lived here for shit that they tried to pull. My next door neighbor is an alcoholic and never stops drinking. Every time I see him, he's stumbling around.
Oh, hi there, Kettle. Name's Potts. Have we met?
Sometimes he's on the back porch yelling. When I first moved in, one night my friends and I were sitting on the back porch, and this neighbor was so fucking drunk. He's like, fuck you kids, fuck you, get the fuck out, fuck. I basically told him,
Oh, hi there, cat.
Oh my God. Hold on.
And I was sitting on the back.
Okay. Here we go. All right, Phil. Tell us what you did.
And this neighbor was so fucking drunk. He's like, fuck you kids, fuck you, get the fuck out, fuck. I basically told him if he didn't shut the fuck up, I was gonna crawl to his unit, beat him to within an inch of his life, and basically fucking, you know, that'll put him in his place. Of course.
Phil, you're... How do I put this gently? You're a bitch. Like a voluntary prison bottom. Like you would be owned.
He didn't shut up because he was a belligerent drunk. So then I told him I'd call the cops. Oh, okay, and then he went inside.
Yeah, because anybody who saw you, especially if they're shithoused and can feel no pain, heard you say, I'm going to come over there and beat you with an inch of their life. They just got a free stress ball. They're going to get to work out all their day's frustrations, and you're on their property, so they're not going to get in trouble.
So you got to understand, if you live in an apartment like this, you are sharing space. The walls are not fucking triple insulated. Be understanding of your neighbors, all right? And you'll be good. The last thing you want to do is get into trouble constantly for making noise, for doing shit. And that's another thing to consider. When you're looking at places, do you want to be on the ground floor where you're going to hear them walking around all the time? Do you want to be on the top floor where people might complain about you walking around all the time? These are all the things you have to put into consideration when you're moving into a new place.
Now, Nexus Galaxy, you have to understand, okay? My detractors.
Okay. All right. So let's do one more question, and then we'll take a quick break, and we'll move on to the next part here of Ask the King. This one is...
Ranter. Baby, I'm gonna butter your bread.
From Crusader.
You don't have these at your station.
Crusader asks the following. He says, well, Phil, I have loved a variety of your playthroughs since your original series of Fallout 3 in 2008.
Yeah, I caught that, Dapper. I caught that. And he's like, so then I told him I'd call the cops. He's like, oh, okay, I'll go inside. The initial threat of, I'm going to come over there and beat your ass. He was like, oh, God, yes. Send over this annoying piece of shit.
I have to watch many games of various types from you. I wanted to know what type of game you enjoy playing the most. Do you enjoy fighting games like Street Fighter, because that's part of your roots? Do you enjoy RPGs like Child of Light, which you played recently and I loved? Is there another genre that you like the most? Thanks for your awesome playthroughs throughout the years. The bottom line is this. There is no answer to that, because I am, or at least since my back injury kicked in, unfortunately, in 2007, and I started playing games a ton, I became a fan of the mainstream, but also now even more indie, a wide gamut, a huge range of games. I like action-style beat-em-ups if they're done right. I like games with a great story, so obviously that would be like an RPG, but also you got hybrids, such as Mass Effect and Dragon...
Henry Varro. Booty was more important than water, man. And I just hit my mic, sorry about that, but booty was more important than water.
You get these cool dialogue options that change the story and characters over the course of the game. I love that. I love fighting games. Now, to some extent, I like more than others. I like the more classic one-on-one style fighting of, say, Street Fighter versus tagging in and out and multiple bullshit instant 100% combos that you've had in the more flashy fighters as of late. But I enjoy the one-on-one fighting style of a competitive game like Street Fighter. I still get my juices, my blood flowing when I see stuff like that and I want to play. I crave it from time to time. But there's other things that I've like shooters, action-style combat games, turn-based RPGs, right? Horror, survival.
I'm sorry, I missed the question. Is his question like, what are his favorite games? I honestly, I missed the question.
Horror, recently I played a few, like Outlast. I am so happy I played Outlast and its recent DLC. Both were so good. Episodic, fun narrative games like The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us. Those are great. I'm just a fan of a wide variety of games. Recently I became a huge fan of sports games like NBA and MLB, right?
Really? You? A fan? Whoa. I thought you didn't know shit about fuck when it came to sports. You don't know the sports balls. You don't understand the touch runs and the home downs and the you don't get it. And god damn it, if anybody ever has a fucking conversation about it in your goddamn chat. This man has rewritten his history 1,000 times in the matter of like a fucking decade. Oh my God.
So I can't tell you there's one genre that I like the most, really, honestly. I can tell you this, it definitely accentuates my experience when I'm playing a game and liking it, and everyone else is too. So everyone's watching my content and stream, they're watching the videos on YouTube.
Yeah, we get it, Phil. It makes you happy when people give you money. We get it, man.
And they like them. If you like it, I typically will have a better time with the game as well. But there are other times, like with recent RPGs, that I like the game more than the people watching, or the people...
Garrett Arneson, see, there you go. You're using logic. You gotta stop doing that.
Watching are few and far between, but I still like the game to the point where I'm gonna keep playing it. And JRPGs have kind of been that kind of game recently. overall, there's always going to be a style of game that I like to go back to, and it's probably going to be fighting games. It's probably going to be more action style, and also turn-based RPGs. Yeah, I like sports games. Yeah, every once in a while I'll play a racing game, you know, but those aren't going to be the primary games that I like. Wow, I really want to go back to my roots and play that other stuff. So I don't have one genre that I definitively like. I've become a huge fan of so many different styles of games since I've done this whole thing on YouTube and Twitch. I've become
It's canon. Back in 2014, he was a fence sitter. Who could have seen this coming?
more appreciative of the wide variety of games that are out there, which is why you don't see me be a one-trick pony. There's a lot of YouTubers. I just play the first-person shooters. I just play Call of Duty and Battlefield. I just play
A one-trick pony. Your sister-in-law?
I can't like unfuck her sister, you know?
fighting games, Street Fighter and whatever, and that's all they do. That's not what I'm about. I'm about being a jack of all trades and a master of few. I would say
well, you were a master of jacking, I suppose. Also, pause game on fucking point. Holy shit, that corner demon! Oh my god! I'm capping it right now. Oh shit, this is old school shit, man. Oh my.
probably games like Street Fighter, if I dedicate time to them, I can get really good at them. And there are other genres that I've dedicated time and gotten pretty good at them, like JRPGs, like turn-based RPGs. I'm pretty good at those games. But I'll
turn-based RPGs have a skill cap? They're turn-based. How are you this way, Phil?
Aside of that, I don't really invest enough time to get good. Could I? Probably, but I'm not investing that amount of time because I want to experience the wide gamut of stuff that's out there. Okay? All right. Time for a short break. I'll be...
You know what? Go ahead and pour me a little bit of a full glass of that rum.
Bert.
No ice, no ice.
Right back. If you're watching on Twitch, please stick around. It's going to be a short commercial break. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to end the video here, and you can just move right along to the next part on
Great.
YouTube. Thanks. I'll be right back.
Goodbye. No one likes you. And oh my God, he's looking rough already. Part 2.
Later, motherfucker.
You broke it apart and put another intro in? They can turn-based games. Yeah, they can be hard. I get that.
Okay, everybody, welcome.
So let me address the JRPGs can be hard. I agree. They can be hard. I've gotten my cheeks clapped many a time by JRPGs. Calm down, all of you people who clip me. By the way, is it Ricky? I saw the hi. Hi. Forgot. But what I mean is, you know, oh, I have to get good at this. I have to get good. A lot of it is knowing where to find stuff, or being lucky enough, I suppose, to find shit. And then, you know, knowing what combos, tactics work against what and all that jazz. So there's more, I consider it less reflex and more tactics. And I don't see Phil being tactical ever. So it's, yeah.
Back to part 2.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely. No one is dealing with your ass. Nobody got time to deal with your ass at 1 point or at 1x, man. We got to hit you at 1.5 at the very least.
Episode 43. Be sure if you didn't see part 1 to head on back and check it out, because there were lots of good questions answered in that one. We're going to go right into it because we've got to keep moving with the amount of questions I got this episode. We got to keep it moving. All right. So next question. The next 2 questions are actually common questions that I got from many different people, so I figured I would answer them here. The first one is, am I ever planning on going back to Grand Theft Auto Online? Now, let's talk a little bit about this. Grand Theft Auto Online was the online component of Grand Theft Auto.
Did you guys know that Xbox Live was the online version of Xbox? For those of you who don't know, an online version of a game allows for connectivity to the internet. In case you don't know, the internet is a thing that allows things to connect together. For those of you who didn't know, things are stuff.
That was promised to everyone, would be available in early October of 2013. Ended up being highly disappointing because the servers couldn't handle the capacity of people trying to play. They crashed constantly. You couldn't even get into the game. Once you got into the game, there was rampant trolling and people just there to basically make your day miserable, okay? And the bottom line was, unlike the
So we're talking COD 2 lobbies, huh?
other online plays of other Rockstar games that were sandbox games, this game really wasn't about just going around and doing whatever you wanted. It was about doing a set list of missions that unfortunately were kind of repetitive and weren't very interesting. It was too structured. And that was a major criticism a lot of people gave the online play of GTA Online. Now, I personally had wanted to revive the Suicide Kings, which was a series of videos that I did way back when Red Dead Redemption had come out, where myself, John Rambo, our friend Mayor McJustin, and several other people had teamed up online to do crazy
Mayor McJustin?
ways to kill yourself. Jumping off of cliffs, doing crazy... Our friend Mayor McJustin and several other people had teamed up online to do crazy ways to kill yourself. Jumping off of cliffs, doing crazy flips, riding off of things on horses and carriages, just flying off of waterfalls. It ended up being one of my most popular series I've ever done on YouTube. But I wanted to do that in Grand Theft Auto 5. I said, finally, a Rockstar game that's a sandbox game, that's an open world, maybe I can recreate it. And it didn't really work out that well. It didn't. Some of the things you would think would have been epic were horrible. Two cars driving on opposite ends of an airstrip, going at maximum speed, headline collision, they just go bonk and stop. No one flies out of the car, nothing explodes, nothing. And you're like, what? Come on, man. And don't get me wrong, there was some fun stuff. We were flying helicopters, we were doing all things with aerial vehicles, we were trying to rack up the wanting levels, but none of it really was like epic to the point where it was funny, laugh out loud, hilarious like the original Suicide King was. And at that point, I said, that's it. This is kind of a failed experiment. And in my opinion, Rockstar really kind of failed. They didn't hit the mark.
Go find Truck Coon, Phil. Just close your eyes, walk right out into the street.
With GTA Online, they tried to
in Minecraft
make it something that people weren't really looking for. And so I stopped playing it as of late last year. Now, Rockstar promised there's going to be all this new content, and especially the one thing everyone's been waiting for, heists. There's supposed to be these heists. Heists were the biggest kind of highlight of GTA 5. They're some of the most fun multiple level capers where you have people who did different roles. You could switch between the people doing the roles to cover each other. One guy would be the safecracker, one guy would be sniping to cover him, one guy would be the cover guy who kind of like takes on the police and lures them away. They would have these big multi-level heists, and people were like, that would be amazing if we could do that together with your friends online. Rockstar promised that since day one. Guess what? We're what? Almost, let's see, it's in October. So November, December, January, February, March, April, May.
Hold on. I want to watch that finger. My God, dude. The corner demon's be coming hard from stage right today. Wow.
We're what? Almost, let's see, it's in October. So November, December, January, February, March, April, May. We're 7.
Who the fuck counts from their fingers to their thumb, then goes to their other thumb, and then start... Phil, why are you the way you are?
Months after, we still don't have them. So most people just don't give a shit anymore, right? How long are you going to fucking wait for something that Rockstar promised they'd eventually put out? Rockstar has said, oh, it's going to come out in the spring. Guess what? Spring ends in 1 month. So unless the heists come out from now till June, was it 21st or whatever, they lie. So
come at me, bro. Actually, please don't hurt me. I have I bruise easily. I don't have good insurance.
Sucks, but I'm interested in heists. If heists ever do get released, I'd be very interested in jumping online with people and seeing if we can make them happen, see if they could be fun. But right now, it's not happening. No one knows when it's coming out. I'm not going to go back to GTA Online, just do the same kind of shit that I was doing. And
I'm an alcoholic.
That is what it is. If they do come out with heists, maybe I'll check it out again, but where are they? Okay, next question. When I move to Seattle, this is a common question again. When I move to Seattle, will I be having a P.O. box set up again? Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, a few years ago, back here in Connecticut, I got a P.O. box at a local post office. I didn't get the regular...
At a UPS, yes, and we know. Let me guess, Phil, let me guess. You didn't get a little one. No, you got the most robustest and specialist and air-conditioned controlled and heat-controlled, and it tickles your balls when you open it, fucking super deluxe fancy version. Let's hear.
Size, the regular size is tiny. I got like the big size, like a big drawer. And people would send me things from time to time. T-shirts, video games, knickknacks, memorabilia, things that, letters.
Ricin.
Fan mail, all kinds of cool stuff would come to this P.O. box, okay? But in the last couple of years, it died down a little bit. I stopped talking about it as much, and I wasn't getting a lot of stuff in it. And I'll be honest with you guys, the price is absolutely astronomical. They were charging me, I'm not exaggerating, $600 to $700 a year to have this P.O. box. And the thing that got me, if you got a piece of mail, they had no method, they would not notify you. If you didn't pick up mail within 10 days, they would mail it back. So I'm paying $700 a year for them to not tell me when I have mail and then mail it back against my will.
Yeah, you're supposed to go check it, dumb fuck.
Fuck them. Seriously.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I said after the end of this last year. I had like 2 or 3 critical pieces of stuff that people were sending me mailed back. I said, fuck the post office, I'm done with this shit. So at the end of 2013, I canceled the P.O. box and I never went back to it. I said, enough is enough, I'm done with this. I don't want it anymore.
Get that robust dig. My God, man. Do you have a Q-tip or are you just... What are you doing?
Okay.
What are you pulling?
Now.
Okay, it says earlobe. I was like, what the fuck is
I moved
that?
to Washington State. I don't know how things are out there.
Yeah,
Okay, first of all, there are more than one place to get a PO box. If there's a UPS store, if there's a FedEx, there are other places you can get PO boxes. And I actually found out that at those places, when you get a piece of mail, they will send you an email automatically, so you know you have mail you need to pick up, right? Duh. It's 2014, not 1996. We should have that set in place. Duh. I don't know what the pricing is. I don't know if there will be stores like that close to my new home. I have not looked into it yet. I don't know what the post office will have out there, what services they'll have available, what the cost of their PO boxes will be out there. There's always a possibility that I would reopen a PO box, but my question is, what do I need a PO box for? And the reason I say that is,
what's a PO box?
there hasn't really been anything going on where I need to, I know you guys like to send me fan mail and stuff like that, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to make my new address public if I can at all help it, because I don't want people just willy-nilly sending stuff or trying to show up. The good news is the new place I'm moving into is a gated community and no one can get in without my permission.
There's literally an open portion that people can walk in at any time. You live in a gated community, like.
Thank goodness. But that being said, yeah, I don't want to give out my new mailing address, and I don't know realistically, besides like a greeting card here or a letter here, what you guys would send me that you couldn't just send me in an email. I mean, darksidephil@hotmail.com has been my public email forever. If you ever wanted to contact me and just send me a
I cannot believe he still uses Hotmail.
message or whatever, that's the method to really do it. Sending me a physical piece of mail, yeah, it's nice to get it in my hands, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to read it any more than what you're sending me email, because I try to read all my emails on a daily basis, okay? So, I don't know. If there's a reason in the future for me to open up the P.O. box, maybe I will. I'll think about it.
Yeah, Meth Bear. I might open one when I move. I'll keep you guys informed. I think we're on like minute 5 here.
It's not a priority, especially with all the other stuff I need to spend money on right now, but I'll think about it. Okay. Next question. Hold on a second. Okay, this one's from Nia, and he says, hey, Phil, when you first moved out of your parents' house, did your parents have what's called empty nest syndrome? Did they ask you to come back home frequently or move back in completely at any point? How did they feel about you moving out of state? Well, good question.
This might be where it kicks in. Let's hope.
Nia. Because here's the thing, and this is what I think would probably happen with most people who are teenagers. You've lived with your parents your whole life. You've been cooped up with them. Let's face it, teenagers.
Oh my God, Prodigy. We had Prodigy, Meth Bear.
Here's the rebellious years. You don't want to hear anything your parents have to say. You want to figure out stuff for your own, right? You hate it when your parents are disciplining you or they're being harsh on you. They won't let you go out. They won't let you go to a prom or a dance or hang out with your friends or whatever because they're so overprotective, right? I know a lot of you guys that I'm talking to right now are probably in that position or were in that position at some point in your life.
What an odd time to take a sip, but okay, let's go.
And so now, when you're talking about moving out for the first time, what happens? Well, I can tell you exactly what happened with my parents. I moved out to college for 1 semester, so 6 months or so. During that period of time, my parents stopped giving me shit about how I was doing everything wrong with my life. The thing with my parents was no matter what I did, didn't matter if I had straight A's in school, it didn't matter if I never did drugs, never drank, didn't get girls pregnant, right? Didn't matter if I had a
well, dude, hold on. You'd have to fuck a girl to get her pregnant. Okay, so there was no worries at all. So, like, I don't know. It just felt like in the list of things, I got straight A's, yada, da, da, and then, I didn't get girls pregnant. You equally could have said, I didn't take a trip to the moon. Yeah, of course you didn't. You can't. We understand that.
A reliable group of friends who weren't, degenerates, and I wasn't into trouble. Never good enough for them. I was always doing it wrong, and there was something I should have been doing better. Oh,
No, it's because you were an insufferable cunt. Both of them knew you were an insufferable cunt. They didn't know how to tell you you're an insufferable cunt, and they didn't want you going out and being an insufferable cunt.
Working that mall job where you make $5 an hour, why are you saving all of your money and spending none of it? That's what you should be doing with your life. Why are you doing this and that? Why are you playing Street Fighter all the time? You should be at home studying, or you should be saving your money doing this and that. No matter what, it was never good enough for them because they thought they were know-it-alls and that they could guide me towards some perfect life, right? I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of the times they were right, but sometimes they were wrong.
Hold on. The animosity against, they thought they knew everything. Yeah, they were right for, the most part. Shit, yeah, credit card debt's bad. I probably shouldn't have moved to fucking Washington. They were right about that shit. But they were wrong about some other stuff, guys. They didn't buy me the Wolverine doll.
They were know-it-alls and that they could guide me towards some perfect life, right? I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of the times they were right, but sometimes they were wrong. And if I had never ventured out and did the things that I did with my life for myself, I would never have been where I am right now doing something completely adventurous and different as a job. I never would be moving across the country to Washington State. None of this would be happening. So sometimes you got to do stuff for yourself. So what ended up happening was that semester of college I was away, all of a sudden, I didn't get criticized for spending money. I didn't get criticized.
You're an adult. They don't. You know what, Mister? Where were the parents? Why didn't they fucking, you know, the guy who died, right? The New York, the guy who held him in a fucking sleeper hold, and then he ended up asphyxiating and all that jazz. And Phil went on that long ass rant about how you're his father. You're supposed to be raising him. You know, where were you? And what, 11 years prior to that rant, there you are saying, you know, they were just too overbearing. They were helicopter parents. It wasn't fair, man. It wasn't fair. I'm a badass.
For this or that, it all went away because they didn't see me all the time. They saw me maybe, you know, every weekend maybe I would see them because I actually lived close to the college that I was at, or university. I know it's called university, not college, in a lot of the places of the world. And I wouldn't see them every weekend, but I would see them frequently. But they were so not much nicer to me. Then, after that first semester of school, I went back and moved back home because it was too expensive. And for 3.5 years, all I got was shit from my parents again. Oh, you're saving your money, or what are you doing with this? What are you going to do with college? What are you going to do with this? Blah, 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 blah. And then finally, later on, when I graduated from college, I moved into an apartment with 2 roommates, and it was the flip again. Oh, so I want to hear about your life because I don't get to see you all the time, and what's this, and no more negativity or anything. And that's kind of how it goes. If you live with your parents, it's a different experience.
You're not paying rent.
Than if you're out and you're doing stuff for yourself, right? Because if you're not talking to them on a day-to-day basis, they don't even know what's going on anyway. They're going to be more interested. They're going to be more receptive. They're not going to be dicks to you because they want to hear from you because they don't see you all the time anymore. It's kind of, you don't know what you have till it's gone. So maybe they're not appreciative of having a son or daughter that's respectful and does things and helps them and listens to them. And then when they're gone, all of a sudden, that's it. They're going to stop being a dick to them because they want to hear from them and actually, you know from them what their life's like. So that's kind of what happened with my parents. I'll be honest. At one point in my life, I was very contentious with my parents, and I was like, I'm just going to say fuck you and move out and never come back. Because if you're going to be such a dick to me when I've done nothing wrong to you, I'm just going to get the fuck out of here.
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct, legally, everything was right, and now I get fucked.
Freud is beating off in his grave right now. Like, he is asking fucking the powers that be, can I come back to life and interview this guy? The mommy or daddy issues that he has would solidify my fucking grand thesis for the next 100 fucking years.
My own life. But then, of course, like I said, we'll help you, we'll be very helpful in certain ways. Like, there was this one point when I lost my job, and...
You lost your what?
I was in dire straits, okay?
You're in a bad place because you didn't listen to your parents and you didn't save money when you weren't paying rent?
I still had $2,000 left on a student loan that I had from college.
And your $2,000 in debt?
Over. And I was having problems paying my rent.
And you can't pay rent.
And my parents came out and said, we will pay the student loan for you. So that way, that's one less thing you have to worry about. By the way, that was part of your education anyway, which we feel responsible for.
Oedipus, yes.
So we'll pay for it. So there have been times when my parents have really helped me out. When I moved from an apartment back to my parents' house to work at a business near them for about a year or two until I was able to afford this condo. That was a huge help. But it's like...
Yeah, Kobe, what assholes. My God, what dickhead parents.
I have received...
Fanboys, woo! Dude, I could totally... Well, send them then, I guess, Farrell. Jesus.
Like, who knew that they would even have done that when they were basically hating my guts years before, and all of a sudden...
Okay. This... Fuck. Everybody here has hated their parents at one point or another. They have. At the moment that you hated your parents with all your heart and soul, assuming that you came from a reasonably stable family, okay...
I have received...
Femboys,
woo! There's that too. But did anybody, if you were asked, do you think your parents actually hate you? The answer's no. They don't hate you. They've never hated you. And just because you didn't get your way doesn't mean they hate you. Oh my God, Bill. Howard. Okay, so yeah, we need Steve bad because this is. Oh yeah, you got to right. Yeah, Kohi, you're right. Phil is pretty hateable. But again, it's your parents though. You know, it's. Yeah, can you stop controlling my life, Mom and Dad? But can you like loan me a few grand for my student loan? Oh my God, thank you. Why do you hate me, Mom and Dad? Oh my God.
Things change. It all changes. If you're in a horrible living situation right now, you're young, you're in high school.
Well, I mean, right now, maybe.
In college, your parents are being dicks. Trust me, when you're out there, it's going to change. They're going to realize what they have. They're going to realize, oh my God, that's my son or daughter that we were being a dick to. And they're probably going to be lighting up. Now, of course, I'm generalizing. It's not going to happen for everyone. That's what's happened for me, and I've heard from many other people that's kind of what's happened as well. So, there you have it.
9-hour video into stream segments. Holy shit, Cobain. You know, that would be fun. I may have to do that.
You're in a bad living position right now. Hopefully it won't last forever. All right, next question. Oh, now this was a very, very common question. It's kind of the elephant in the room for this episode of Ask the King. Let's address it now so we can move on to more individualized questions. But a bunch of people ask me this. There are strong rumors going through the business world and the internet that Google/YouTube, or the same company, have made a bid to buy out Twitch TV. So not all of Twitch TV, which would include Justin TV, which is, you know, more non-gaming stuff, and Twitch TV, which is gaming, just the gaming division, Twitch TV. They want to buy that division of their company for $1 billion. Okay? Now, I know a lot of people are out there, oh my God, $1 billion. Yeah, it's a shitload of money. And Twitch has only been around for a few years before they splintered. When they splintered off from Justin TV a few years ago, they became this big entity. Every year they're growing exponentially, and people are watching games more than ever before live streaming rather than on demand like they are on YouTube. One of the reasons why I jumped on Twitch TV last year, right? I got to be part of the new big thing. So, first of all, I want to emphasize it's a rumor. There's no clarification. There is no confirmation from Google, from YouTube, from Twitch. No one will talk about it. And for the fact that
Gandhi would have broken his fast to get away from Phil.
Head of the PR of Twitch came out and said, we do not comment on rumors. What that tells me is basically...
Bitch, no. It doesn't tell you anything. You have no insight. You are a brick. You are as dumb as a brick. You have the personality of a brick. You have the insights of a brick. Your opinion is shit here.
There is a hint of truth to it, because if it was a blatant lie, they probably would have said no. Instead, they said we don't comment on rumors, which means there probably is some truth to it. They probably are making a bid to buy out Twitch. Now...
Yeah, and if they would have said no, it would have had an effect on the stock price. Definitely couldn't have that, but better to... Dude, there's so many fucking pieces of subtlety and nuance to this that you're missing.
Now, for those of you who are terrified right away, we'll talk about why you may be. Don't worry, because it can't be. This is not something that can happen quickly. Because what happens is there are laws in place in the United States to make sure that there are no monopolies. And right now, already, YouTube is kind of seen as the monopoly on video on-demand services because they have the most money and the most server space. Yeah, they have competition like Blip TV and Vimeo and a few other companies.
Oh, yeah. Vimeo is what I've always pronounced it as. Head out, watch a movie with your mom. Okay. Bye, Henry. Thanks for stopping by, bud.
Those guys don't hold a candle to the amount of power, the amount of storage space, and the amount of clout that Google has with YouTube. Right now, Twitch TV is the premier place to live stream gaming, all right? Yeah, there are other places, like Ustream or whatever. Notice how no one talks about those places anymore? It's all about Twitch TV. So they pretty much have the monopoly on the live streaming of gaming. So now you're talking about the company that's already the mega conglomerate when it comes to on-demand video, buying the monopoly on streaming. So now basically they have the monopoly on all online video, period. And so they really foresee that if something like this were to happen, that the regulatory agencies of the United States would come in and say, whoa, no. We got to hash this out. We got to make sure this is kosher. We got to make sure this is not basically making a mega conglomerate that is unstoppable and no one will ever be able to compete with you, because that's not fair competition in the marketplace, and that could create a company that could completely destroy an industry or beat down or control an industry, and that's...
Yeah, I mean, surely the cable industry is not a monopoly or an oligopoly.
It's against the law. So, for the sake of this question, let us assume that this is true, that Google is looking to buy out Twitch TV. There are positives and there are negatives. Let's talk about them.
Oh, dear God.
Right off the bat, Google has...
I gotta ask, do I sound this pretentious when I talk about shit? Because if I do, I may just pack it up.
Tons of money. Google has tons of server space. How many times have you been using Twitch TV? Now, I don't know, maybe some of you don't. Maybe you just watch videos on YouTube. Okay. But if you're watching this as a live stream on Twitch, I'm sure if you're a Twitch user, you're going to know exactly where I'm coming from. Oh, this weekend, there's a big League of Legends tournament. This weekend, it's the StarCraft 2 World Finals. This weekend, the Call of Duty launch event. And all of a sudden, there's a few streams on Twitch that have hundreds of thousands of viewers, and the whole site runs like shit. The videos won't...
Meth Bear, God damn it.
...load, the videos crash, the chat won't load, the site won't even load properly, and it disrupts everyone's business, because there are people like me who use Twitch as a supplemental way to get income and to disseminate my content to the internet, right? So just because there's one fucking event going on, the whole site has to be affected, and a lot of people are up in arms about that. We're tired of that bullshit. Why does this one group get priority treatment and everyone else gets the shit end of the stick? Because we're...
It's free!
We're not League of Legends tournament organizing streamers who are going to get 500,000 people on our stream. It makes no sense.
Oh my God!
So immediately, if you're thinking, whoa, well, if Google buys them out, immediately they're going to toss money at them, they're going to upgrade all the servers again, and hopefully that will happen where you won't have those issues anymore at all. Every time you stream, it's going to be streamlined and fast and working well, okay? That's one positive. Another positive.
Please take the hat off.
And I said this since the day I started streaming, is that streaming is not lucrative. Live streaming...
What?
Compared to on-demand video on YouTube is incredibly less money-making.
What?
Even if during the course of this stream I ran an ad every 8 minutes, having 600 people constantly on the stream, non-stop, I'd probably make 20 bucks.
What?
Okay? That's how unlucrative the ads and the ad process and everything here on Twitch is. Now, Twitch has this other thing called subscription-based, where if you have people who support you, they pay a certain amount of money a month, you get a cut of that, and so that's how they support you and you make supplemental income. And I'll be honest with you guys, since I started on Twitch, the ad revenue has dropped, but my subscription revenue, thankfully, has come up to the point where it kind of made up for that revenue dropping. So, right now, Twitch TV and everything that encompasses the fact that I'm able to live stream, interact with you guys live in the stream chat, and do all the fun things I do on Twitch, it's fan service for you.
It's fans... Dude, you're not supposed to say it's fan service. It's... Never mind. I don't know why I'm saying this.
I could easily right now say no more live streaming on Twitch, I don't care, and go back to the way I did on-demand video on YouTube, and I would make more money. I'm telling you right now, definitively right now, if every person...
So this has to be prior to the adpocalypse.
The 600 or so people on the stream right now watch this on YouTube instead of on Twitch, I'd make more money doing it that way. But I'm not going to do that. I like the idea of fan service. I like the idea that live streaming is the next generation of where we're going with all of this, and I want to be a part of that. I'm not in this for the money primarily. I'm in it...
Judges? I am sorry, Phil. They have ruled that to be incorrect.
Yes, to make the living while I'm also having fun and I'm sharing my experiences with you, and we're on the cusp of what's new and interesting and exciting. So, if Google were to buy out Twitch, what's to stop Google from taking their AdSense program, which is very lucrative, and just lifting it from that website and plopping it down on Twitch and having it run? Now you're making more money off of ads than ever before. Maybe they can make it so some ads are unskippable, right? And immediately people who are broadcasting can start making more money. That's maybe a huge positive of Google, all right? That's just a few of the positives. I'm sure there could be many, many more positives as well. Improved interfaces of the website and so on and so forth. But now you need to weigh that and balance that with the negatives that come from Twitch.
Well, yeah, used Fleshlight. The fan service he did a lot today. I'm trying to somehow get your name into what Iron Chef Sakai did to Phil today, because that was next level. Like I have never seen anybody, with the exception of the guy who dropped a fucking rack like during the cat scam, and people think that was like preordained, like he had somebody in the wings that said he was going to do that. I don't know anybody who dropped that much money in a single stream before. I haven't seen it. I don't know. He donated, like, what I heard was like $800. I heard he fucking came out and like did $100 super, then like 50 members, then another 35 members, then another 25 members, then another 20 members. And it was like, oh my God. Like, Phil at one point said, just here a few days ago, he was like, let's be honest, you're jealous. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I guess he has an iota of accuracy there, because if I could find somebody that I didn't feel bad about if they just gave me $800 on a daily because I knew they were a multi-gajillionaire and they were just like, yes, this is a pittance to me. Yeah, man, I'd want that, but something tells me, dog, that's not what this is. This is more along the lines of you're taking advantage of somebody who is literally mentally, damaged or stunted, I guess, as you would say. Yeah, maybe Sakai got his tax return. Yeah, that could be too.
Becoming a Google-owned website, which I hate to say it, may outweigh the positives, and here's why I'm saying that. Number one, for those of you who are users of Google and or YouTube, you will know, if you've used it for any extended period of time, there is no customer service or support on that website, period.
God, this is turning out to be just episodes from Phil last year.
I'm going to say that again. There is no customer support for YouTube.
Are you going to bring up a brick wall analogy?
If you have an issue, something's not working, I can't add a playlist to my page for some reason. This video keeps airing out, I don't know why. Something changed, I don't know where they moved it. There's literally no one you can talk to. They don't hire staff to be one-on-one in customer interaction with the people who use the website. What they've set up is a series of support forums where they try to post up topics and common threads of things that are going on and try to respond, but it's awful. The forums are non-responsive. Most of the time, if you post up, you won't get answers for weeks on end. If you ever get an answer, it's a joke. And so when it comes down to it, YouTube has no customer support. Twitch does. Twitch has a Twitter account, Twitch support. They have people who you can email, an email address, and you will get a one-on-one response in a relatively fast amount of time that will be useful. Last year, I couldn't tell you how many times I had questions or issues that I would tweet or I would send them an email, and I got a useful response. I was like, you guys are night and day different from anything Google owns. Because Google doesn't feel you need a human touch or a person to handle an issue. They just think, fuck you, deal with it. You guys are different. What's to say that overnight that Google buys Twitch? Well, guess what? You guys employ 100 people for customer support. You're all laid off. Goodbye. We're going to just have the same fucking forums on Twitch now that we had on YouTube. And if anyone has a problem, go fuck yourself. We don't care because we are Google, the mega conglomerate. Tough shit. That would be awful, okay? Another major problem that's always happened with Google and YouTube, they change things on the website constantly, but they don't tell anyone about it, and they don't explain what changes. So literally one day, I always use this every day. It's a useful thing I use for my YouTube channel. It's gone. Now, did it move somewhere? Is it gone for good?
Yeah, that's called feature deprecation, and yes, that does suck when they don't tell the end users that they're deprecating a feature. All right, rare Phil W, but all right, I see where you're talking about there. Yeah.
It's the reasoning, and there's no explanation. And they do this all the time. How many times since I've been on YouTube did they force new channel formats on us? 3. They had...
It looked like he was about to say 4.
How many times since I've been on YouTube did they force new channel formats on us? 3. They had the new YouTube layout, the even more improved YouTube layout. Now they have the one channel layout. Each one progressively got worse. So what's the change here? What's to stop YouTube from saying, we're taking away 90% of the customization you had on your page. It's going to be a bland generic thing. Oh, and by the way, it links into your YouTube channel and Google Plus, and everything's linked. People don't want this. The bottom line is people like Twitch TV. They like the functionality. They like the way it looks. They like the chat the way it is.
I have no idea, Meth Bear. At this point, this is just a word salad, and I didn't ask for it. Please send this back to the kitchen.
Want is a more stable website. That is what people want. Is that what Google is going to give them, or are they going to give them the more stable website with all this crazy shit? And of course, the big one that I've not mentioned yet.
Best of luck, Navy Vet. Yeah, this is a stream because I'm not going to be able to stream tomorrow. So, but again, Navy, best of luck, bud. I'm rooting for you.
That everyone is really worried about copyright issues, because back in December, YouTube changed their site policy. This new policy went into effect, wiped everyone's videos, and all of a sudden everyone had thousands of videos that were flagged and content ID matched, and they had all their ad revenue taken away. Some of them had the videos completely muted. Some videos got blocked or deleted. It was a hideous fucking mess. Unless you became a managed partner like I luckily did under Machinima, unfortunately, you weren't protected from any of that.
But I thought, my God, my pause game. My God. I need to go buy a lottery ticket. What the fuck, man? Hold up, I gotta grab that one too. There we go. Okay.
What's to change this on Twitch where one day, uh-oh, that's it. We detected a song on your live stream. You're copyrighted, right? Now, admittedly, it would be a lot harder for YouTube to institute, or Google, let me say Google, to institute that kind of protections on a live stream because it's live, right? When you upload a video to YouTube, the video's on the YouTube server. They have time to review it while it's processing to see if they can match any kind of music or audio visuals, and then flag it. If you're live streaming, it's live. It's already live out there. So maybe what could happen is they're monitoring your stream, and if you get too many matches, now your stream just gets turned off. Oh well, too many content ID matches.
Yeah, YouTube does that now, though, so.
No more streaming for you. And this
What's
is
up,
the kind
Cadet?
of
How you doing, man?
because YouTube's already embroiled in this copyright issue battle, and now all of a sudden they're going to buy out Twitch. Is it going to be just as bad or worse? So there are positives and negatives to a Google buying out Twitch kind of a deal. Personally,
oh my God, guys, did you know that every fucking thing on the planet has a positive and negative aspect to it? Oh my God.
I hate it.
Hey, Navy Vet. Popping the member notification. 9 months as a gym rat. Where did the time go? By the way, Phil, still don't have a podcast, and I still don't have a spoon. I want my spoon. And I think King Be Cruel does too. So, you know. Mail it to me, motherfucker.
When I see a successful business like Twitch that's doing well on its own, it's growing, like we said, it's growing exponentially, they just got...
Thank you again, Navy Vet. I appreciate you.
Exclusive partnerships with Xbox One and PS4 to be the streaming software for those consoles, and then they get bought out, and now they lose their vision, they lose what they were going for, all of a sudden the site operates and it's not what it used to be, and that's what happened with YouTube. They got bought out.
Yeah, Meth Bear, that's called teeth.
Those guys now live on some fucking tropical island, sipping Mai Tais and getting hand jobs and back rubs from fucking Thai hookers.
What the fuck? What? Where did that come from?
Vision, they lose what they were going for, all of a sudden the site operates and it's not what it used to be, and that's what happened with YouTube. They got bought out, those guys now live on some fucking tropical island, sipping Mai Tais and getting hand jobs and back rubs from fucking Thai hookers, and that's what they do with their life, because they made their buck and they don't care about YouTube anymore. They left. So is that what's going to happen with Twitch? Oh, we made $1 billion paycheck. Well, fuck everyone. I don't care if the whole company gets laid off. I made my payday. Fucking take it to the hills. Go buy yourself a nice fucking castle villa in fucking Italy and have, you know, these hot ass Italian women doing things to you all day. I mean, and then the website goes to shit and everything falls apart. Copyright destroys it. Who cares? I made my $1 billion. I don't know, man.
I feel like I've kind of pushed myself into a niche here.
I don't know. I do not know. Now, again, it's all rumor. This is rumor. This could take years to even go through, especially if they're going to suspect it of being a monopoly. But we'll see what happens. I will have more to talk about that subject in the future. All right. Okay. Next question. Now, this is a good one. This one
boy, it's a good
from
one.
the Airy Lord, who we haven't heard from in a while, since he went off to college earlier last year. Let's hear in from him, because this is actually a really good question, and I like his he gets us caught up with him a little bit. So here we go. He says, so a day ago I was actually accepted as an intern this summer for a company that makes an app for the iPhone called Amino. It's basically a social networking tool that has forums and excuse me. It's a social networking tool that has forums and news feeds for specific areas of interest such as video gaming or anime. The app is great in bringing people together who have common interests, and allowing people to meet who might not have met otherwise. In your community alone, I've made some amazing friends and I'll be friends with for the rest of my life, but do you ever think that the online world could be bad for people?
Oh, this ought to be good.
Personally found the online world hard to break from when I transitioned to college and had to interact with real people on a daily basis. In high school, when I was being bullied, I generally used YouTube and online friends to escape from the real world. But now that I have real life friends who support and care for me, the online world doesn't hold as much importance to me anymore. Do you think the online world and social media is negatively affecting this generation of kids and teens? And what are some ways to break that hold that this immersive world has on people? Well, that is an incredibly insightful question, and I actually would like to address that for a little bit here.
Oh, dear God. Phil, look, we're just going to go ahead and hit the judges on this one. Do we even think he should cover this topic? Yeah, no, we recommend you pass. Please do not cover this topic. Please.
You know, it's just like I said earlier on. I said that the internet generation is changing, right? I was the generation who, when I was growing up, there was social media, but it was very simplified. Forum posts, IMing on AOL Instant Messenger back and forth to people who were on AOL. And that was the extent of it. There was no Facebook, there was no Twitter, you can go back, there was no MySpace, none of that really social networking stuff. Friendster, anyone remember Friendster? Holy crap. None of that existed, okay? And so really, primarily for me, as I was growing up, it was all about the in-person world. And then all of a sudden, when all the social media stuff exploded in the mid to late 2000s, I was overwhelmed with it because I'm not part of any of this. So people were
of male fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
Russian Milk Bear, thank you for the 2. A Monday stream? Front-facing baby chick. Front-facing baby chick. Front-facing baby chick. Yeah, I had to do it on Monday. I'm not going to be able to stream tomorrow. So, thank you for the 2 though, brother. Good to see you. How you been? Yes. Front-facing baby chick. Yeah, and I thought he grew up in arcades too.
Are you on Facebook? No, I'm not. I don't know anything about it.
Bullshit.
Then, of course, as I began to do stuff on YouTube and then later on subsequently on Twitch, people required that I had a way to interact with them, answer questions, take in feedback, give them information on what I would be doing with streaming and videos and such. And so Twitter and Facebook became a necessary evil. I had to learn them, okay? Overall, I can see them as a double-edged sword because you could have a very...
How many times does he use that fucking phrase?
Small-knit group of people who you talk to online. These are the people who you find you associate yourself with. You find things in common with them. You have common interests. You communicate through tweets, through Facebook posts, and you become this kind of online clique, right? But does that clique equate to anything in real life at all? Is being with a certain clique of people in high school, if you're being bullied or you're being antisocial in high school or for whatever reason, is that going to equate into something positive later on in life? Could it be a support group during that time? Absolutely. But will that turn into something that's going to help you later? Are those going to be lifelong friends you're going to know? Or is there going to be a point in your life when you move on and they disseminate, and what was the point?
They disseminate? They get scattered to, or they get distributed amongst a whole bunch of people. Dissolve? That your friend group dissolves?
And what I'm seeing, more often than not now, especially online, you got these online movements for things that you don't even understand. The people who are followers of these pop bands, like One Direction or Justin Bieber. There's one I saw today, I don't even know what the hell they were called, some band in Australia. The #1 Twitter trend today was like Ewoks Apocalypse. And why was it? Because this band, it's not even a band, let's face it, they're 4 kids who sing lip sync bullshit from fucking shit that was made in the studio. They're not real musicians. This is what gets sold to people these days. But
why are you so fucking spiteful?
They're becoming incredibly popular in Australia. They have like 2.8 million Twitter followers in Australia alone. And they thought it would be funny today to make all Ewok jokes of Star Wars. So they're posting up pictures, Photoshop Ewoks in them. Oh, this guy looks like an Ewok. Work out like an Ewok. They show Ewok in a gym lifting weights. And Ewokocalypse became the #1 trend on Twitter. Now, there's millions of people who are friends of these people who probably talk to each other.
Yeah, this was back when the internet was fun.
On Twitter. Wow, it's a big social media and we all support it.
Oh, you know what, Lulu? Fantastic point. That is an amazing point. And I never get to use this one anymore.
Well, the Lady Gaga fans.
Whoop. What the fuck just happened?
We probably talk to each other on Twitter. Wow, it's a big social media and we all support each other. Well, the Lady Gaga fans.
How he cut off and just like got that blank look on his face of
God damn it. Hold on a second. I have to restart my fucking fuse again. It looks like I'm gonna have to move what I need to move here.
the off-camera shit. Hold on, I gotta fucking bullshit my phone. I can't believe it. Get the fucking fuse. Panda's gonna leave me and fucking.
Terrible. Hold on. All right, well, unfortunately what happened is my air conditioner, I'm going to turn it off right now. I can tell you right now, that's what's causing this to happen. Unfortunately, if you're watching this on YouTube, by the way, you're not interrupted at all. You just might have noticed some stuff going off. If you're watching this on Twitter right now, or on Twitch right now, you're not seeing it because the stream is dead. I'm waiting for my modem to reboot. What's happening is I had to reposition some plugs here in the condo recently because recently there have been some problems with the power line outside. Twice in the past year, this power line got damaged by storms and such. And when it got damaged by storms, it would turn off half the power. And
Whoa. Phil. You had an event happen that was kind of like natural and it caused damage. I don't understand. Why didn't you move?
I am the pinnacle of male fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
Russian Milk Bear, thank you for the 5. No, it's not the place to say, but I finally hit Immortal in Valorant hype, so I had to share. Brother, congratulations. I don't know what rank that is because I actually have never played Valorant, but congratulations, man. Well done. Big ups. I'm assuming that is a high rank, so I actually mean it when I say congrats. And if somebody can like put it in a term I would like understand, like I understand the StarCraft League, so I'm guessing it's like fucking like beyond diamond or whatever, but it's got to be high up there, I'm guessing. But congratulations, man. Congratulations. Yeah. And not only has he been living with a broken toilet, but on top of that, after the houses burned down stuff, why would you rebuild the house? Well, Phil, after, the storms hit the power lines, why didn't you move out of the apartment? It seems like you're just fucking asking for it.
Condo, and that just happens to be where all my computer stuff, my modem were plugged into, okay? So I ran an extension cord across my unit, so everything's plugged into the socket that doesn't get affected, but now that socket is getting overloaded now that I'm using the air conditioner, and the fuse keeps popping, and that's what's been happening. It happened 3 times this week now, so I can't do it anymore. I'm going to have to, later today, I'm going to end up having to move all the shit out of my bookcase and replug all that stuff back behind the bookcase so this doesn't happen anymore, okay? So I apologize to those of you who are distracted, obviously, for watching this on YouTube. You're not affected, but people who are watching on stream literally just got dropped in the middle of my thought, okay? So give it a second, we'll see if it comes back. I'm going to actually turn off the stream and try to turn it back on here and see if we can get it back. Okay, here we go. We have 700 people on the stream. Fuck. That sucks, man.
Damn, he actually had some popularity back in the day for this unhinged bullshit. But then again, there were no restreamers.
That really sucked. All right, we're back, everyone. My fuse popped again. After Ask the King, I'm going to end up having to rerun my wire to another socket because this is not working. The thing turning off constantly. I'm going to have to fix it. But let's get through Ask the King. I've turned off my air conditioner, so the fuse should not pop again for the rest of this episode, okay? All right, so... And actually, it's funny because now I'm actually noticing that the light is really fucking bright now. The lights are actually shining brighter now that the air conditioner's off. How funny is that?
Top 3%?
Okay,
yeah.
So getting back on topic.
Meth Bear. Why are you using logic?
What I was saying was, right now, there's 2.8 million people who are fans of this pop band, they're all tweeting Ewokocalypse, they're all part of this community, wow, we love it, we're all parts of friends or whatever. Are any of those people ever really going to have social interaction in real life? Or is it just going to be, we all celebrate on Twitter and we go to concerts and that's it?
It's a social experience, but... Dude, why can I not get this level of pause game on point anymore during a fucking live stream? He made the best faces back in the day, I swear to God. God, did I move it? No, good, thank God.
And I think that there is a real human aspect that is now being lost in this generation of young people because they don't have the in-person friends and stuff that they used to.
Oh my God.
What the hell is wrong?
Why are you doing this to me?
Oh, hi there, Kettle. Name's Potts. Have we met?
It's all online now. It's all on Facebook, Twitter, texting. Where's the real social interaction? Where's the...
You see the fuck? I bet you don't even go to the fucking grocery store clerk. I'm willing to bet you dollars to donuts you go to the self-checkout line.
Of male fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
I'd love old Phil to meet current Phil, to be honest, dude. They would love... They'd start sucking each other off, I think. They'd love each other and hate each other at the same time. Actually, that would be hilarious. They would like each other to start, then they would start hating each other, and they would each say that they didn't do anything wrong and that it was the other one's fault, and they would blame the other one for not being able to learn. It would be poetry in action, man. Thank you, Russian Milk Bear, for the 2. I really appreciate it, man.
The real relationships? Are people learning real ways to interact with people emotionally, how to have a real discussion with someone, not be embarrassed about talking about stuff? It could be an issue. It could definitely be an issue. Especially
he at least sees the total wine clerk.
If you're using it as a crutch at a point in your life, and then later on in your life, now you have to have real friends, you need to have real social interactions to get into business and stuff, and you don't have them, okay?
Dude!
Okay, it's weird. It's a weird...
Dapper, I don't blame you, man. Yeah, that's okay. I taste purple.
Situation. It's definitely a time of transition right now that we're experiencing, unlike any other. I mean, previously, what other generation would you ever thought that you would have this conversation, right?
Oh my God.
But the bottom line is there are people who their major source of social interaction is something like Twitter. I'm a believer, right? I'm a believer, and that's what I am, and that's how they identify themselves. But when Justin Bieber isn't popular anymore, how are you going to identify yourself?
I am the
you know what I mean?
of male fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
Sucking on these nuts. Thank you for the 2. Nah, Phil DoorDashes his groceries. Hell, he fucking might at this point. This is... I can't stand to go back to some of my streams and watch them. I'm just like, but you know, I leave them up. The only ones that I've taken down are the ones that don't exist. I smell burnt almonds and sulfur, and I hear the voice of God. Yeah, Dist, no. You just got here? No. What he's ranting about, and y'all keep me honest. You tell Dist Optimist if I am embellishing or engaging in hyperbole at all. Phil right now is telling us about the importance of, the dangers of online relationships, like friendships and stuff like that, and how it's bad because you wouldn't then get actual in-person social type engagement. And if you don't have that in-person engagement, you're going to lose something to yourself. No, this ain't 18, baby. This is 2014.
What people need to start doing is identifying themselves for themselves and not for I'm part of this social group, that social network, this group of fans, that group of fans. They need to start being more individualized around themselves. I am my own brand. Darkside Phil is its own brand. Yes, I'm.
Oh my God. It's like, dude, stop.
I'm a gamer, but I'm also a movie buff, but I'm also a person who likes to do vlogs. I'm outspoken about stuff, but there are many facets to who I am that become the dark side.
You are one of the biggest simpletons on the planet, dude. I'm a brand. I'm a gamer.
Phil brand, right? I don't just say I am a believer and that's all I am.
Who bothered to spawn you? And why? You know?
I'm in my life and I associate with just those people. You know, I'm many things. I think that people need to find a way.
I am the pinnacle of male fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
I hope the dents never see this. Oh, I see. Thanks, Russian Milk Bear. How can you have this take and have the takes that you have now? Like, I guess earlier he was saying, like, I can't remember what I said back in the day. I just can't. Oh, Sweet Bovine Inc. George Washington and the Marquis of Lafayette were friends and exchanged letters in the American Revolution and remained friends even after Lafayette's death. What is he talking about? Yeah. Actually, I just got back from seeing Mount Vernon, and they talked a lot about Marquis of Lafayette, quite a bit out there.
To get their own individual identity and make sure not to fall into these social groups.
I don't know.
Online social groups, and that's the only support that you have. Because the bottom line is it may not be around forever. Things change. What happens if Twitter goes out of style? Now what? You know, these things can happen, and these things will happen. So,
Meth Bear, I'll make him show Taylor Swift if you keep that shit up.
Careful. Be careful.
Are you? And I've got to ask Meth Bear, are you upset that at the Chiefs, or are you upset at the fact that in 2 Super Bowls, San Francisco took the lead and then flexed like they were definitely going to win the game and then didn't?
If what you get involved with online, because if online interaction is 100% of your interaction, you don't have...
Did I have the Shane Gillis experience in the slave quarters? I don't know what the Shane Gillis experience is. Mount Vernon is closed. A lot of it is closed. We did get to see the slave quarters, but no, I don't think we got that experience.
Having in-person friends, that's a slippery slope. Let's face it. Very shortly, I'm going to be moving out of Connecticut, right? I'm going to be moving to Washington State. I'm going to do a big event where I'm going to have all the people back who have been friends since I've been here who are going to be here to play Street Fighter. What if I never made those friends? So now I'm moving from Connecticut. Nobody cares.
Well, I mean, isn't that like now for you?
Right? John Rambo's offered to help me move and pack or whatever I need help, but that's awesome of him to do that. He's going to also see if OJ can help at all. But what if I had no one to help? Now I'm relying on spending money to have outsiders come do it. These are the kind of things you need to have friends, right? You need to have...
So you can use them? Hold on.
Since I've been here, we're going to be here to play Street Fighter. What if I never made those friends? So now I'm moving from Connecticut. Nobody cares, right? John Rambo's offered to help me move and pack or whatever I need help, but that's awesome of him to do that. He's going to also see if OJ can help at all. But what if I had no one to help? Now I'm relying on spending money to have outsiders come do it. These are the kind of things you need to have friends, right?
Yeah, 1, he lost all the friends, and then 2, if you caught it, it wasn't about the relationship, it was about them liking him. Well, hold on, let me see if I can't get to this part again.
Connecticut, right? I'm going to be moving to Washington State. I'm going to do a big event where I'm going to have all the people back who have been friends since I've been here who are going to be here to play Street Fighter. What if I never made those friends? So now I'm moving from Connecticut. Nobody cares.
I'm moving from Connecticut. Nobody cares. I'm moving from Connecticut, I'm going to miss my friends, or I have nobody that I built a relationship with. I want people to care that I'm going to be gone. Watch Shane Gillis, George Washington bit. It's hilarious. George was a giant 6 foot tall ginger Sasquatch with brain damage. Of course we won the war. God.
Right? John Rambo's offered to help me move and pack or whatever I need help, but that's awesome of him to do that. He's going to also see if OJ can help at all. But what if I had no one to help? Now I'm relying on spending money to have outsiders come do it. These are the kind of things you need to have friends, right? You need to have in-person friends. You need to have in-person interaction, in-person activities. The internet is not the be-all, end-all of existence. Oof. Especially when it comes to business, because let me tell you, the business world is so behind the times. I mean, just look at this whole process of me buying this house in Washington. How many times I have to talk to you on the phone? I need you to, could you be somewhere in person for this? No.
And now you've got Phil. How come you didn't email me, Craig? Why didn't you check your email, Craig?
This is modern 2014. This is not 1992. I don't have time to talk to you on the phone. I'm live streaming. I can't do that. We need to do it all over the internet. And to them, it's like, duh. So you need to be sure that you have those in-person skills, those in-person interactions as well. Social interactions, social skills to be able to talk to someone and have a...
I don't know who the fuck OJ is. And honestly, I wish it was the correct OJ.
Conversation in person, not you're shy or introverted. You need to be able to be outgoing, to be able to understand things and stick up for yourself in person, because you may be the most staunch, strong, headstrong, tough guy online, and the second you go to buy a car in person, that guy's gonna fucking trick the shit out of you. You're gonna buy a lemon for a ton of money.
Hold on. You gotta be kidding me, man. You can't... Every time I think you can't get worse.
Strong, tough guy online, and the second you go to buy a car, because you may be the most staunch, strong, headstrong, tough guy online.
I mean, you're an internet warrior. Yeah, we got that.
And the second you go to buy a car in person, that guy's gonna fucking trick the shit out of you. You're gonna buy a lemon for a ton of money, and you're like, oh, fuck me. Because you didn't have the social skills to get through that and be strong in person and to be...
This man went and to return a BMW lease and left the dealership with another lease. Oh my God.
Figure out what was really going on. So there you have it. That's my answer. Unfortunately, it's kind of a little screwed up because the stupid fuse flipped. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We got lots more questions to go. It's absolutely ridiculous. Luckily, some of these are pretty long.
I am the pinnacle
all
of
right.
male fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
Now, Russian Milk Bear, that's not necessarily his fault, okay? The computer that never was designed to, warn you and be like, hey, change the oil, motherfucker. Change the oil, motherfucker. Change the oil, motherfucker. Yeah, that feature wasn't installed, and so the computer never told him to change the oil. So that's not Phil's fault, okay? Correct? It's just not. Thank you for the 2, brother. I greatly appreciate it.
All right, break time. I'll be right back. If you're watching on Twitch, don't go anywhere. If you're watching on YouTube, go to the next part of the video. Thanks.
I was about, what the fuck? Anti-bullshits? Gaming I2's skillad. What? What the actual fuck is... Okay, never mind. I mean, this is next level dented, but okay.
I am the pinnacle of male fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
Russian Milk Bear. Thank you again for the 2. What about the sticker, dude? Wait a minute, what sticker? Did I miss a sticker? Hold on. I don't, what? Hold on. Oh, the S, wait, I'm lost. Yeah. Okay, so now we've got part 3, my prom story and
Why
advice
is there a
with
boat here?
parents.
Am I supposed to ride the boat to school?
This has to be what we're looking for. However, good, 1 minute and 47 seconds. Quick 1-47-second break. I ran out of water. I need to fill my, yes, and it's water. Hold on, let me see if I can ting the bottle. No, see, it's a bottle. Gotta go. Oh, the change oil sticker. Ah, now I understand. Yes. Well, the sticker is not the computer, so that's not Phil's fault. Still, yeah, I've got to go get my gen. Correct. Actually, no, I'm still doing dry January. So this makes 13 days. 13 days in a row. Not a drop of booze. It's actually pretty good for me because I work in the business world, and anybody who has worked in or around sales knows how much alcohol flows with customer meetings. So give me less than 1 minute and 47 seconds. I'm going to go refill my water, and I'll be right back.
People right now are so hyped for the gifted memberships, and I'm very grateful for that. I mean, thank you. But I hope that doesn't mean that people are going to forego tipping, because that would put me in a bad situation. And in particular, I don't know why you guys, okay, why are you laughing? Grocery shopping, tips. Meal with my wife, tips. Coming up, my day off on Tuesday, tips. Nintendo Online, tips. Bills and stuff, tips. Tips are the liquidity of my business. Huh? Why are you laughing? Oh, so hilarious that this guy has stuff financially tight. Huh? I literally can't afford stuff on Tuesday on my day off, and you're gonna laugh? Oh, it's funny. When you can't go and do something with your family on your day off, your 1 day off for the week when you're working full-time 6 days a week. That's funny, right? No, it's not fucking funny. Now shut up. Grocery shopping, tips. Meal with my wife, tips. Coming up, my day off on Tuesday, tips. Nintendo Online, tips. Bills and stuff, tips. Tips are the liquidity of my business. Grocery shopping, tips. Meal with my wife, tips. Coming up, my day off on Tuesday, tips. Nintendo Online, tips. Bills and stuff, tips. Tips are the liquidity of my business. Huh? Huh? Huh?
This one's for all my baby girls.
Damn, I made it back with like no time to spare. Whew. Now then. Back to number 3. Which, yeah, and by the way, yeah, filled up the water bottle, but then also got the crazy white woman drink of choice. Dr. Pepper. That was crisp. That was crisp.
Most parents aren't just...
Up. Back here.
Blood for the blood god!
There we go.
Layup, motherfucker!
There we go. Ugh. Okay, what is up, everyone? So, welcome back to part 3 of Ask the King, episode 43.
I have to do this once. You might get back faster if you didn't skip legged it. And now you no longer have a wrench. No, I'm joking. Are you smoking yet?
Are you smoking yet?
Let's hope we don't have any further problems with power.
I don't know if you guys have heard this joke before. So, lady walks into her office, hands Becky a candle. Says, "Here, it's a scented candle." Becky, white girl of white girls, sniffs it. "Smells like Fireball." "Yes, Becky, to us non-alcoholics, we call that cinnamon."
What I did is I've got my air conditioner on, but it's on fan only. So unless it kicks in the motor for air conditioning, it probably won't draw as much power and we shouldn't have a problem. If it does happen again, be patient. We'll come back, and then I'll just not turn it on at all, this whole thing. And I'm going to have to re-run all my wires across my unit to get that to not happen anymore, okay? All right, so let's continue on. Unfortunately, I have a shitload of questions left, and because of all the delays, now we're behind. So let's go now. All right, the next question is a common question that a bunch of people ask. I'll just read it aloud. What's going to happen once I move and there's a time zone change? How will that affect the streams that I have when I move?
Matthew James, that may be true, but then they also may have the gonorrhea persiflades.
It's true. When I move to the West Coast, there's going to be a 3-hour time difference, correct? And because of that 3-hour time difference, you might think that, Phil's schedules for live streams and his uploads and everything is going to change. But here's the bottom line. So right now, every day, roughly, I start my first stream anywhere around 1:30, 2:30, even up to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Time, whatever the hell you like to call it. And my second...
It depends on if daylight savings time is in play. Wait, standard time, daylight time, standard time, daylight time. Oh my fucking god!
Stream usually starts around 8:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard or Eastern Daylight Time. On the West Coast, are you telling me the stream crashed again? It did. It did, but the power didn't go out this time. Now it's Twitch. Oh my god, Twitch seriously is crashing now. I'm not even kidding you. Unbelievable. As soon as I started talking, seriously, as soon as I started talking, Twitch crapped out, and now I gotta wait for it to come back. It looks like it may be coming back in a minute here. Come on. I may just have to continue on, guys, because at this point, I don't know what else to do. Twitch is fucked up this week. My power's going off this week. It's just not very good. It's a bad situation. Okay. All right, I'm gonna continue on and answer this question. So, when I move...
Damn, I timed that really well.
...move across the country, I will have a 3-hour time shift. That's absolutely true. However, here's the thing when you think about it. So, right now I'm starting streaming, 1:32 p.m. Erase 3 hours from that. So that would be 10:30, 11 p.m., right? I'm sorry, 10:30, 11 a.m. That's kind of a reasonable time for people to get up and start working, right? My second...
What? To get up and start working? No!
Stream right now starts between 8:30 and 9 p.m. We'll subtract 3 hours from that. Okay, 5:36 p.m. And then it goes on till around 9-ish. So you see what I'm saying? What I could literally do is once I get out to Washington, is stream and record and upload at the exact same times that I do now, only it'll be a different time over there.
No, you heard it.
I won't have to change my sleep schedule or anything, right? Right now, I actually...
What?
Stay up quite late, usually supervising uploads and stuff. Then I don't. Instead, the uploads will be uploading earlier. They'll be done earlier. I will be going to bed 3 hours earlier than I do now, so I can get up 3 hours earlier. But the thing is, there is no difference. It'll be the same exact time for me. It'll just say it's a different time because it says it's a different time zone. So bottom line is, at least initially when we start on the West Coast, I'm going to try to do everything at the same exact times. I'm not going to try to change anything. So if you've been watching my streams at a certain time, that time should not change. I'm going to try to keep doing the same times consistently. We'll see how that works. It may or may not work, okay? But we'll see how that works initially and we'll go from there. But hopefully there won't be a large shift in the times, okay? All right, next. This is from Filipino Gamer, and he asks, I have 2 questions regarding Smart Guys, which is my ongoing pro wrestling commentary show that I do with John Rambo. Question number 1, will Smart Guys remain a weekly show or will it be a monthly show? Number 2, will you continue in simulating WWE pay-per-views with John Rambo, or will Extreme Rules Sims be the last pay-per-view simulations you will ever do? Good questions. The first question is, it's probably still going to be a weekly show as long as we can do it. We're going to
no.
try to do it every Saturday like we've been doing. That may change, but for now we're going to try to keep it the same, okay? There will be times when we can't do it, I'm sure. There'll be weeks when maybe I'm busy on a Saturday, John's busy on a Saturday, maybe we'll try to reschedule. If anything, this is kind of funny, it may become more consistent. Because if you remember correctly, the reason that I wasn't doing Smart Guys every single week is because once a week my girlfriend would come from Pennsylvania to Connecticut, and that week or weekend we'd be doing stuff together, so we would not do Smart Guys that week. Now my girlfriend's going to be living with me, so we're going to be doing stuff all the time. It's not like we have to take an entire day of Saturday to dedicate to be doing stuff together, and therefore as long as we don't have any plans that are...
Man, she would drive cross-state to see you, and you still somehow fucked that up?
Kind of interfering with that, we can actually just go ahead and do Smart Guys for the hour and a half it takes, and I can get on with my life doing other stuff. So Smart Guys may actually become more consistent with the move. We'll have to see. Okay? Now, when you talk about the Extreme Rule Sims, are those going to be the last...
Yeah, I'm not asking about her sex life, Meth Bear. I'm asking about how she... Oh.
Last pay-per-view simulations ever? It's a good question. Here's the thing. This weekend coming up, we're doing stuff, but we're not sure what yet. Maybe some old school stuff. Maybe we'll play Mario. Maybe we'll play a couple other things people have had suggestions of. Okay? That's a possibility this weekend. The weekend after, which would be the appropriate weekend to do the simulations for the next WWE pay-per-view, which is Payback, is the release of Mario Kart 8. And I hate to say it, but that's going to trump it because Mario Kart 8 is huge. People are going to want to see John and I doing gameplay split screen while playing against other people online. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I definitely want to do that, okay? So that being said, since we're doing that...
Shout out.
That unfortunately...
No trains for her since she didn't go to college. Hey, you never know if she got addicted to the meth. It could happen.
It's going to trump any kind of Sims that we might have done next week. I just want to say that up front, okay? That doesn't mean that we may not do a final episode of Sims, because actually we have that final bye week, the week after Mario Kart 8, where it'll be after
the
Payback
bye week.
Okay, it will be.
A bye week. Who are you playing? What game is being played? How do you have a bye week?
There's a possibility that we may do some final thing. Maybe Sims will do all Fantasy Sim Marathon, the final in-person Sims Fantasy Sim Marathon, and we'll just do the most zany awesome.
Yes, the meth. And actually, if you paid attention to the enunciation, no, I did say meth. I meant to say the meth. That's MEFF, meth. That's the bad shit.
All stuff you've ever thought of. Maybe we'll have some wrestlers, some fantasy characters. People love it when we do the Sims with fantasy characters. I know.
I have received fanboys, woo!
That's for you, Matthew James.
Know that. We love it too.
God damn it. All right. He hasn't begged a lot, so, it's fine.
I don't want to make this about uwus, but give me uwus. I don't want to make this about femboys, but give me femboys.
Obviously, we want to go out with...
There you go. There. There's your, what is it he called it? Fan service? There's your fan service. I got you your fan service, okay?
Bang. So maybe we will do a final thing. The week after that, which will be, I think, June 14th, I'm going to have the big Street Fighter get-together, where there's going to be tons of people here playing Street Fighter, so we can't do it then, so maybe we'll squeeze it in that bye week, okay? Okay, next question. This one's from Zombie Gamer, and he asked, what are your thoughts on the Xbox One's Connectless version that's now going to be sold for $400? I really don't have many thoughts on it, because the bottom line is this. We knew back when the Xbox One came out, you didn't need the Kinect. The Kinect was an ultimate lie by Microsoft to force a peripheral down your throat at the launch of the Xbox One that no one wanted. No one wanted the Kinect. Everyone had to pay extra money for it, and now it's come to fruition. It's worthless. The voice commands suck. The actual moving your hands around doesn't detect it any better than the previous Kinect. It's the same old shit. It doesn't really help with navigating through your cable box or anything. It's garbage. The Kinect is garbage. It was garbage back then on the Xbox 360. It's garbage now on the Xbox One. Microsoft lied to the consumer. So now they realize, oh shit, Sony has sold 7 million PS4s worldwide. We've only shipped 5 million to stores and only sold a fraction of those. We're losing this big console battle right now. We need to do something. So they didn't want to do it. They held out. Here we are. Finally, 6 months after the fact, they've drastically figured they have to do something. They're cutting the Kinect out of the bundle. I really have no other comment. I already said months ago, they lied. They were fucking liars. The people who made the decision to have the Kinect bundle, they probably don't work for the company.
This coming from Phil just makes it so good. So, no. He's had the login streak for coming up on 8 or 9 or 10 years. So, at this point, he hasn't started playing WWE Champions yet.
Anymore. Those 3 guys all got shifted out of their management roles, and now Microsoft has to pick up the pieces where those 3 guys completely fucked the company up.
Okay, Astral 185, I don't know why that message actually terrifies me, but it does.
So, the good news is, if you are into Xbox, you held off, you didn't get a PS4, you didn't get an Xbox One, go get your Xbox One, enjoy next-gen gaming, and don't have to worry about the piece of shit Kinect, which I could literally take off my TV and throw in the fucking trash right now, because that's the amount of work that it has. It's a piece of shit. Okay, next question is from the Dark Bean 4, and he asks, hey Phil, I was wondering about your thoughts on people using video games to escape reality and ignore their real-life problems. Do you think it's hurting video games in any way? I personally believe it's better than using drugs and alcohol to cope with your real-life difficulties.
Well, Phil wouldn't know anything about that. He uses gin.
But I still think it's not the right decision to abuse video gaming like that, okay? Well, that is an interesting thing to say. Because I've been saying for years,
Oh, I can't wait.
Saying this, and we already had a question earlier about online social media and how people are all into social media and they don't really have real in-person friends. Is that okay? It's the same thing that's been happening with video games, but specific kinds. There's been things that have been life simulators like Sims and Second Life that people have sunk so many hours of life into to make a virtual world that they feel is better than their real life situation. There are people out there who only play MMORPGs or MMO games in general because they have social interaction with people there that they don't have in real life. They've got this clan or this league or this group that they're part of, and they feel like, wow, I'm part of something, when in real life they don't have any connections to any of that, right?
Dude, you don't have any friends.
There are people who in real life, I don't have a lot of money, I have a shitty job, I hate my life, so as soon as I get home, I jump online and I spend 12 hours straight playing an MMO with my friends because that makes me feel good about life.
And it's fun.
And this is a very dangerous thing, okay?
We've switched now from a can of something to a fucking mug, okay?
Because here's the deal. First of all, And I know many people will disagree with me, but I am of the impression that we get one life to live. Now, there's everyone out there has a different religious belief or belief about the afterlife or whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying you have right now, you're in a body, you have one life to live. You have a limited amount of time to spend on this planet Earth as who you are right now.
You thought this was a good idea. You dumb motherfucker. You dumbass. Let's go ahead and screen cap that, because that's just gorgeous. All right. Now, all I need is some not safe for work things photoshopped within that. And, yeah.
Okay? And you need to be able to experience as much as you can during that period of time. I'm not saying that you have to be Mr. Everyone, you have to be climbing mountains and jumping out of fucking planes and dual sword wielding and fucking, you know, not saying you have to be a crazy extreme sports guy, but there's tons of things on planet Earth to experience that are worth experiencing.
The irony! The fucking irony!
People say life is awful. Life ultimately is beautiful if you're allowed to experience the good parts of it, okay?
Like what? What parts, Phil? The part where you got new RGBs? The part where you got new noise canceling foam? The part where you rewired your office? Correct? The part where you shit on Maximilian Dude? The part where you invited Medicare on your fucking stream? The part where Wheelie Steve is like beating your ass in video numbers? I'm not saying that because I think Wheelie Steve is a bad dude. I like Wheelie Steve, dude. I love both his videos, but I just know it will hurt Phil to know that Wheelie Steve is just clobbering his ass.
Okay. I have been at times in my life where I hated my life. I said, I don't want to get up tomorrow. I hate my job, or I don't have a job.
Oh, yeah. Big ups to Wheelie Steve. Fuck yes.
I hate school. My parents are being dicks. I hate the people around me. It's a bad...
External locus of control. Life is happening to Phil. Life is, oh, it's not my fault. It's somebody else. It's this, it's that. It's never Phil. It's never Phil.
Bad situation. Everything in my life is negative. I don't want to get up and I don't want to be around, you know? And there are people who are in that situation, they don't. They get out of bed and they jump on their computer, they jump into their games, and this is what they do. This is what they do. This is how they cope with life. Because the reality...
Yeah, oh, yeah, Sam Baybar. That's, if you haven't been here for the whole stream, this is getting up to that point.
Sucks. They cope with it by going into a virtual reality. Now, what I have to say is this. If it helps you, right? If it helps you mentally cope with stuff going on, far be it from anyone to say you shouldn't do it. But as with everything in life, all things in moderation. Right? Just because...
Oh my god.
Because you feel better when you play a video game doesn't mean you should be only playing World of Warcraft 14, 15, 16 hours a day, right? And
bitch, shut the fuck up. My Night Elf Druid would beat your ass.
Doing nothing and making no effort whatsoever to improve...
Sorry, my vanilla Night Elf Druid.
...your life situation in real life, okay? There are situations where people can't do anything about their real life situations, and games help. Child's Play. Ever heard of that charity? That Penny Arcade Expo, Penny Arcade are behind? Kids who are terminally ill or have diseases that are just really serious. They're hospital bound. They can't leave the hospital, so they can't improve their situation. Give them a video game. They go into a virtual world. They feel better. Okay? That is a perfect example of using a video game to escape your real life problems and getting something positive out of it. But if you're not active, if you have no job, no friends, nothing going on, and you're not actively doing anything in real life and you're ignoring that situation just to play video games 24/7, that's the red flag. That is the...
Are you fucking kidding me?
Or have diseases that are just really serious. They're hospital bound. They can't leave the hospital, so they can't improve their situation. Give them a video game. They go into a virtual world. They feel better. Okay.
Okay. All right. In case you're wondering, hold on. Here's the. Let me see if I can't share. Start at 12:59. Okay. Here we copy. Here you go. This is it, people. This is exactly where we are right now.
For the blood god.
This is. Oh goddamn! Hold on. Okay, yeah, this is where we are, and this is less than 11 years. May 22nd will be 11 years. Phil, fuck, man, I don't. Wow.
What's wrong with you?
I feel like I stumbled onto a gold mine. Okay, here we go. Just say it slow for me, Phil. Come on now. Come on.
Okay?
Smoke.
That
I did
is a
nothing
perfect-
wrong. I did everything correct, legally. Everything was right, and now I get fucked.
Example of using a video game to escape your real life problems and getting something positive out of it. But if you're not active, if you have no job, no friends, nothing's going on, and you're not actively doing anything in real life and you're ignoring that situation just to play video games 24/7, that's the red flag. That is the fuck up. That's where things are not going to go right for you. Everything in moderation at the right time. Okay? So, there you go. There's different situations where I could see that escaping reality.
Hi there, Kettle. Name's Potts. Have we met?
The games is a
Go ahead and pour me a little bit of a full glass of that rum.
Bert.
No ice, no ice.
great positive.
I'm gonna fucking. Jesus Christ, Phil.
Situations where if that's all you do and you don't do it in moderation, it could ruin your life. So you gotta be careful with that, okay? Okay, next question. This one is from Litario. He phonetically spelled it out and I didn't print it out, so now I can't remember how to say it. I apologize, dude.
You know what, Fox? Where, Fox? Fuck it, man. Play your fucking video games.
Which you are, but okay.
If nothing else, then just to stick it to fucking Phil.
So, his question is as follows. Phil, you received complaints earlier this year for playing too many JRPG games in such a short amount of time, such as Final Fantasy X HD Remaster, Child of Light, and Tales of Symphonia HD. This is added on to the fact that some of your fans aren't interested in JRPGs, but that the JRPGs didn't have an interest in the topic. You said that you played these games because there were very few other new releases coming out, and that there was really nothing else Ranger to play. But some fans beg to differ and believe that there were other games that maybe you either put on hold, that there were other games that you should have played and you could have put the JRPGs on hold or saved them for later. Some say that there were other games that you skipped, or that you should have played to have more variety to your content. What can we, the fans, do to make it easier to notify you or remind you of various games to play when you lack a variety of games? This is a hard one, and this is one that is hard for me to answer, because here's the thing. I explained this earlier this year, and I don't know if it rang home for too many people, is that
It's RPG overload. Oh my god, time is a fucking circle.
I'm one person, you are many, okay? I am one, you are thousands out there.
You did this bit. You did this bit. Oh my god, time is a circle.
All have different opinions, different likes, different dislikes, different things you'd like to see me play. And there have been many times when I said, okay, I really don't know what I'm going to play. What do you guys think? Do I get a consensus of people saying you should all play this? Usually not. Usually I literally get a cacophony of different things thrown at me. There's no real consensus. Even if I've done polls. Remember I was doing polls on the website? What should I play? And I would poll people. They would vote. The game would win the poll. And then not even as many people who voted on would watch the videos. Because they were like, no one wants to watch that. So when there's a time when there's...
All this time makes a circle. All this time makes a circle. All this time makes a circle. Kami! I need you to tell me that I can leave the lookout. Mr. Popo, you can... Bitch, don't tell me what to do! All this time makes a circle.
There's not a definitive big release coming out. Okay? And it's not something that I know everyone's going to want to see me play. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I've tried forum feedback. I've tried feedback on Twitter. I've tried all kinds of things. It never works. Because there's many of you and one of me, and all of you want to see different things unless a popular new game comes out. Of course you want to see me play the popular new game, right? So it's tough. It really is tough. And a lot of the times what I have to do is just pick and choose. Like earlier this year, I put my foot down. I said, I'm playing Dragon Age Origins. I don't care if anyone asks me to play. I'm just doing it. I don't give a shit. It's getting done. And I did it. And I'm glad that I did it. It took months to beat. Not many people watched the whole playthrough, but I did it. And now I have the background for later this year, Dragon Age Inquisition. I had to get it done, right?
I had to get it done.
So what this guy is saying is basically, you missed out on games that we wanted to see you play. How can we tell you? Well, first of all, I would like to know what games it is that I missed, because I'll tell you this. Everyone was complaining about you're playing too many RPGs, but there was no consensus of people standing up and saying, well, you should have played this, okay? The one time that even comes to mind was that Trials Fusion game, right? Or I think that's what it's called, Trials Fusion, the one that I got, and eventually John Rambo and I did co-op in a couple weeks ago. But when that game was coming out, not one person, now keep in mind, I mentioned my gaming schedule. I do a video where I explain all the games I'm interested in playing. I didn't mention it. Not one person mentioned Trials Fusion to me until the day it was released. The day it was released. Phil, are you going to play this game? It came out today. What game? Trials Fusion. I didn't even know it was coming out. I don't know anything about it. No one
How are you not up on your industry, dude?
mentioned it to me. You know, there was nowhere where there was anyone actively asking me to play it. At least on Twitter or
Aaron, how is that logic?
my comments. No one on the video of the schedule that I made was like, Trials Fusion. No one. So if that doesn't exist, how do I know that you guys want to see me play a game? Right? I mean, that's just the bottom line. How do I know? And I don't know. I don't.
hell is wrong with you?
So very much.
I don't know. If I do straw polls on the forum, I don't know if anything would ever work. Because there's so many of you versus one of me. And so whenever I ask this question, I'm going to get an outstanding amount of voices who I want to see him play this, and if he doesn't play this, I'm not interested. And that's what seems to happen every time I do a poll. I want to see him play Devil May Cry 3. If he doesn't play Devil May Cry 3, I'm not going to watch whatever he plays. So, Grand Theft Auto 4's DLCs win out, this other game wins out, and those are great. And by the way, those playthroughs that I played last year when I was doing the polls were great, and I had fun doing them, right? But people are of this mindset, I don't get to see what I want to see, I'm not going to get anything else a chance. And then...
Yes, the customer is a fickle fucking bitch. How do you not know this?
Of course, if I'm not playing what you want to play, now you feel like you're pissed at me. You're personally pissed at me because I didn't play what you wanted me to play. And you say, Phil doesn't listen to his fans. No, it's the contrary. The fans don't agree on what you want me to play. If there was a one outstanding game, Phil, you must play this before you do anything else, I would do it. So when there's no consensus on what to do, I'm just going to play what's new. So you had games like Child of Light, you had the Final Fantasy HD Collection, Tales of Symphonia HD Collection.
Yeah, he's just going to play what's new, guys. Dark Souls for the third fucking time.
Already playing Dragon Age Origin. You have all these RPGs, I'm going to play them, you know?
Yeah,
and,
no, Drax, I haven't seen all this stuff, man. This is all new to me.
I don't know. I would love to know what method I should use to get accurate feedback on who will watch what if I play it, but there's none. This is a whole new thing. How many people can actively say, that their living is dependent on what people want to see them do right now?
Dude, stop trying to make your fucking life seem like you're Billy Badass and woe is you.
An actor who's in Hollywood chooses what movies he wants to be in based off of what he thinks, right? He may be a guy that typecasts himself as only in horror movies. He may be a guy that's more versatile and he decides to be in this action movie, this horror movie, and this drama, right? And it's up to you to watch the movie with your dollar and pay and say if we like you in this kind of movie or not. For me, it's the opposite, right? I just got to decide what I'm going to play, and then you subsequently either watch or don't watch. But what I found is, unlike those guys, usually, I like that actor, I like Leonardo DiCaprio and whatever he's in, so I'll just watch whatever movies he's in. For me, it's been harder. It's harder because people are saying, well, there's so many more people doing what you do, Phil, and they have commentary like you, and yeah, at one point you were an originator, now you're not anymore because so many people jumped on the Let's Play bandwagon.
And you're missing a key element here, Phil. It's huge. I'm going to let you go, but you're missing a key element.
It's hard for us to, just watch everything you do, so we're going to watch what we like, but you all like something different.
Yeah. You're not likable.
And this is where it's tough. I don't know. But it's funny because, again, this guy is literally speaking matter of fact. Like, what's a matter of fact, Phil? That everyone wanted you to play something outside of an RPG, and it was these few things and you didn't do them. But did he say what they were? No, because it doesn't exist. There was no consensus that I should have been playing Trials Fusion instead of an RPG. There was none. In fact, no one even mentioned the game until it came out. This is what I mean. I'm in a completely unique situation, interactive media.
It's a unique situation, you guys. No other person has ever been in this situation that everybody's been in.
But I don't know how to do better. If anyone has recommendations, go for it. But besides straw poll or polling on the forums, none of that works. I tried it, all failed. So I don't know. That's my answer. And sometimes I don't have answers for you. Unfortunately,
I am the
don't
pinnacle
know.
of male fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
His voice has 0.01 bass back then. Sounds sort of like a man. Well, you know what? For all his flaws that he had back here in this day and age, at least he on some stuff, he took a position. Right? He said, this is what I'm going to do, and this is who I am. Nowadays, it's just like, please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. I don't want you to leave me. I'm so sorry. Please come back, Iron Chef Cuckold. So, I mean, maybe that's why. Maybe with his 0.1% bass left his voice as his manliness left as well.
Oh, sorry. Next question. This one is from GL. And he says, hey, Phil, I know that for a while now you've been doing Twitch, and you only accept donations in the form of subscribers on Twitch, upon which I am. That is true. I do not accept any just donations through PayPal or anything. If you want to try to go the extra mile and help me financially a little bit, become a paid subscriber on Twitch, because that not only helps me, that helps you, and it helps everyone who's a paid subscriber on Twitch, who maybe we can get better emotes.
Like, here's what's great, Reno. Like, right now, he's a complete and utter douche canoe. For sure. Like, no lie, 100% douche canoe. But I don't... Like, he's not saying anything too egregious. Like, for instance, today or back a few days ago when he was like, well, let's see, when can I unban you? Well, how about you pay me the money you owe me? Okay, so that'd be $20 there. Then there was $20 here. And there was so you owe me like $80. So when you pay me $80, that's when I'll unban you. Like, there is no redemption there. There's no understanding of taking that position. There's no understanding as to how he got so fucking petty. There's absolutely nothing to justify that take. I could call him an ignorant boob at this point, right? No problem. I mean, he doesn't have ignorant boobs. We found his ignorant boobs today. They were robust and full of milk. I'm never going to unsee that. I'm not going to unsee it. There's no way to unsee it. God damn it. This is fucking hate all of you so very much. I just do. There's just no way to unsee this. Just no way to unsee this. I just don't know what to say. There they are in all of their glory.
I don't want to make this about femboys, but give me femboys.
Okay, back we go. But yeah, I can totally understand somebody actually watching him here.
Things go, okay? So now continue with this question. He said, my question to you is, will you be planning to allow fans to donate money directly to you just like you used to? Like those YouTuber Street Fighter Challenge days where you fought against popular YouTubers like Free One Up and the King Kindred and Street Fighter. I'd very much like to support you on a larger scale. First of all, I don't know what he's talking about because those Free One Up and the King Kindred challenges that I did had nothing to do with PayPal. I didn't take any donations for those. I think he may have a misconception there about what really happened. Those were just guys who challenged me. I said, okay, I'll play you. And both matches were incredibly laggy. I won one and I lost one. So, and I said, forget it. It's too laggy. I don't care about this. I'm not doing it anymore. It is true that at one point I did accept PayPal donations. That was way before I ever got partnered with Machinima. That was before I was just doing it as a hobby and I still had a full-time job. And I said, if you want to see me do this continuously as a hobby and you want to send a donation, I'll use that money to buy new games, right? I wasn't making money doing it.
femboys, 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 femboys,
Woo! So there was nothing to reciprocate the hobby. Then, when I got laid off from my full-time job, yes, I said, please, by all means, I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm unemployed right now. I have no hope of getting another job in the same sector. I don't know if this YouTube thing's going to work out. And for a couple months there, I accepted donations. But as of early 2011, I cut it off, and I no longer accept donations.
Oh, Chief Big Boat, you hadn't seen those honkers? Let's take another closer look, shall we? Let's take a look at them big old mommy milkers. God. You made me do this, Chief Big Boat. You made me do this. This is on you. Why are they so big? I don't know. But they are. That is... You can actually see... You can see the lines going in. Yes. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry in the slightest, but I'm sorry.
A couple people who didn't listen sent me money and I sent it back to them. I said, no.
Why did I turn my phone on?
I can make a living doing this, right? If I can earn my living, I will do it. I will not sit here and beg. I will not sit here and do all this kind of stuff. I want to earn my living. Or at least if you're going to give me money, let me give you something back through the form of the Twitch partnership, okay? So, no, I have no plans to open up anything. Now, here's the thing. There's actually someone, I don't believe I put them in here, but there's people who recently have been sending me stuff. I talked about this on a previous Ask the King, this website called Patreon.com, where basically people who are artistic, people who put out entertainment content.
Oh, God, I thought he said autistic at first.
Whether it's music, movies, gameplay, video series on YouTube, live streaming on Twitch, people who create content for you on a daily basis, all right? This is a way for you.
Come on, see, here's the thing, Teeling Soldier. You can say that you have, man tits coming in, that you got some moobs coming in. Or you could even say, man, I got moobs. But here's the thing. You don't walk around going, I'm a badass. I am all that is man. I am pure sex. And I lift weights. And I am very strong. And I will fuck you up, dude. I will fuck you up. And these are pecs, you guys. They're pecs. I am the pinnacle of male fitness. I can stand up from a chair. So, that's why I've said this God knows how many times. I think I've said this at least once a stream. I don't fat shame or I don't say anybody is flawed for being overweight or anything like that, except Phil, because Phil is the asshole that says he's a badass and he's skinny fat and he's healthy and he has a healthy lifestyle. No. I'm gonna shame that ass. I'm gonna shame that ass all day long. So yeah, I hope my point is clear. But yeah, see, like you're in good shape, dude. I promise. You're good.
I guess to support them through this website. I don't know if this legitimizes it, so it's not just money thrown towards PayPal, but it shows, it's through a third-party website, it's all documented income and stuff like that for tax purposes. I have no idea how it works. Now, if I knew how it works, maybe I would look into it. I don't understand how it works. But again, if it's just that you're going to throw money at me for nothing, no, then I don't want that. I want you to get something out of it. But on the flip side of it, I don't want to make it so that I'm only making certain content or certain quality of content available to people who pay. I think that's wrong. I think that all content should be...
I just thought you guys needed to see him one more time.
Free. All content should be of the highest quality. And then if you want to help me out through watching the videos, watching the ads, disabling your ad block when you watch my content, or becoming a paid subscriber on Twitch, then you can go the extra mile and do it. But not that I'm forcing you to do it to get the content. I don't like that, okay? The whole YouTube thing didn't work like that, right? The whole YouTube thing doesn't work like that. So, I'm actually just looking at some people here who are talking in the chat, but it doesn't seem like anything is too interesting or like impertinent to the subject.
Like these?
So it is what it is. All right. In the future, if I am fundraising for a specific project, so let's say I move to this new place in Washington. It's working out. I sell this condo in Connecticut. That's great. Year or two down the line, I want to do something different, creative, interesting, and fun. Maybe Project 7 gets revived. Maybe it's a new creative series I want to do. But I know that myself, I don't have the means to do it. I may have to hire a videographer. I may have to hire...
Oh my God, I have one. I just had an epiphany. This would be for not Snort Hogan, Snort Burnell. Oh my God, he's drinking. We need to find him either saying his, right? Oh my God, he's drinking his, and then man tits milk. Oh my God, he's drinking his man tits milk. Yeah, something like that. That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. That would be great.
Hire someone who's good at editing and video effects to do it. I don't have that money to front them. Maybe then I would do a project on Kickstarter or Patreon or whatever and say, here's the scope, here's what you'll get, the project will be created, you'll get perks or whatever, just like everyone else does. Because this is becoming more and more popular, Kickstarter or whatever, everyone's doing stuff on it. Then I would do it. But not just send me money so that I can keep doing what I'm doing. I don't agree with that. There's plenty of people who beg for it on Twitch, who beg for it on YouTube. Here's my PayPal account. I'm not going to do that unless I'm so fucking destitute, right? But even then, if I was destitute, I would go try to get another job to support this.
This did not age well. This did not age well at all.
It does. Because this is becoming more and more popular, Kickstarter, whatever, everyone's doing stuff on it, then I would do it. But not just send me money so that I can keep doing what I'm doing. I don't agree with that. There's plenty of people who beg for it on Twitch, who beg for it on YouTube. Here's my PayPal account. I'm not going to do that unless I'm so fucking destitute, right? But even then, if I was destitute, I would go try to get another job to support this rather than...
Hey, guys. He said he would go try and get another job. Oh, I'm sorry, Phil.
Begging you guys for money.
You can't. Is there a membership on Discord? So Russian Milk Bear on Discord, there's a way to link your YouTube to your Discord, and then my channel will know if you're linked to YouTube as a member. It will give you all the fucking perks and stuff that you're supposed to have.
That's just how I am. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Oh my God. All right. This is a long question. I'll answer this and we'll take a break and we'll do the final part. It's going to be a 4-parter this time, guys. I apologize for the technical difficulties and everything going on. All right. This one's from Trinjetta. He says, before I share my question, I need to share with you a story. I'm a senior in high school, and as a senior, a lot of events have opened up for me, one of them being prom night. I wanted to go to prom because I wanted to have fun with my friends, and I wanted to experience something that I don't do too often. I didn't want to miss this opportunity because I will feel bad missing a once-in-a-lifetime experience with friends who I will most likely never see again after high school. My mom was supportive of my decision of going to prom, but my dad was not. Because of this, my dad and I had a heated argument that was based on parental control. He wanted me to listen to him all the time because he believed that if I listened to him, I would have no problems in life. Anyway, let's keep going. I disagreed with his rationale because I felt like some of my dad's decisions robbed me of the beneficial opportunities that I could have ventured to, such as going to prom. So as a result, I had a miserable and lonely time at school the day of prom, since almost every senior didn't go to school that day because they were all busy getting ready for the event. My question is, what are your feelings on parental control? I remember you touched upon this a little bit in one of your Ask the King segments. For me, I say it's a little bit, I say it's a necessary evil because parental control is needed for disciplining your child, but at the same time, your child can be robbed of opportunities based on how you feel about his or her wishes and the situation involved. Thanks for reading and stay positive.
This is it.
What a question. All right. I've already said it this episode. I'll say it again. This is a very good policy to live your life by. Everything in moderation. Okay?
Dude.
When you're growing up, your parents may seem overbearing. Your parents may seem know-it-all-ish. Oh, we know better than you. You should listen to everything that we have to say.
Uh-huh.
What you have to realize, and it's not every case. There are some parents who are just fucking sickos. Most of the time, parents are doing this because they want what's best for you. It's not because they're looking to hold you back because they don't want you to have a fun time because they're just malicious dicks. There are parents like that, okay? There are. But I have to believe somewhere in my head a positive thought that most parents aren't just trying to thwart their kids from having a good life and having fun. More than likely, there's a reason why parents are being overprotective, okay? In my
here we go.
In my case, my parents were being overprotective. I'll tell you why. Because they were having problems with their marriage. I know I've never really talked about this publicly before. I will right now. Here we go. This is real and from the heart. They were having problems with their marriage at the time when I was in high school. They may or may not have cheated on each other. I don't know or care because it's
Y'all, let me go ahead and just 101 you some rules of the internet. Rule probably within the top 10. I don't know if it's rule number 1, but it's definitely within the top 10 of streaming, okay? If your parents had an affair, don't air it out on fucking YouTube. Whatever.
It's not my fucking business, and I don't give a shit what they did, right? But what they decided to do, they decided to put me in the middle of it and make me the center of the issue. So, well, we hate each other's guts. Look what you're doing. You're going to tear our family apart. What's going to happen to Phil because of this and that? And literally, they made me the center of it when really I had nothing to fucking do with it. It was those two. So, no, you can't go out with your friends. You got to stay home and save your money and do what we tell you and this or that. And basically, they made me more like an object than anything else in their ongoing marital battle that they had when I was in high school, okay? And again, I know that I never talked about this before, so I'm being real with you guys, all right? And so for me, I understood why they were doing it. They kind of thought, well, gee, if this marriage goes south or whatever,
Dapper, I didn't even need to think of that.
at least we could still take care of our son. We want to make sure our son doesn't end up in a position like this. We want to make sure our son doesn't make bad decisions. But quite honestly, what ended up happening was that it was just discipline for the sake of discipline. No, you cannot go out with your friends tonight. Why not? Because I said so. Well, I don't understand. I did all my homework. Everything's done. I've gone out before and proven that I can go out and come back in a proper time and be
fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
Is this why he didn't get the toy? It very well could have been. No, I don't know. Front facing baby chick, front facing baby chick, front facing baby chick.
School tomorrow. No.
Thank you, Russian Milk Bear.
Can't go out. What the fuck? You know, I would be working.
Hold up. What do we got here? Come on.
When I play Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I fuel my game with human milk from Tasty Tits Bread. Human milk.
Hold on. Let me replay that one more time.
When I play Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I fuel my game with human milk from Tasty Tits Bread. Human milk.
I'm just saying. Oh, wrong button. Wrong one.
Saving up all my money from my job, my part-time job when I worked in the mall at fast food, doing salads and frozen yogurt and stuff. I would save up for 6 months to go to a tournament, and they would yell at me, "Why are you going wasting your money?" What do you mean wasting my money? It's my money. I can spend it how I want. No, how dare you? Go ahead, but we don't approve of what you're doing, and you're
go ahead.
Wasting your life and your money. And it was like never good enough for them, right? They were always super over-disciplined.
Over-disciplined. They were overly strict? Is that what you were looking for?
To the point where finally I had enough, and at the end of junior year, I basically, that summer, I take that back. It was actually senior year, most of senior year, I kind of just told them I was going to do whatever I wanted, okay? And it got to the point, let me put it this way. I don't know if we've talked about this either. Let me put it this way. My parents trusted me enough to buy me a car. They did.
Dear God! My parents were giant pieces of shit. They were just they were terrible. They paid off $2,000 of my student loan. They let me move back in. They bought me a car. And they were terrible. They were terrible. My parents. Oh my God. I suffered at the hands of these generous fucking caregivers.
Yeah, they bought me a car. It wasn't brand new? I can't even remember. I know it was a Ford Escort. And I got into a car accident in it. It wasn't my fault, but it ended up being my fault because the guy who was at fault.
Whoa.
Ford Escort. And I got into a car accident in it. It wasn't my fault.
Caught that. It wasn't my fault, but
it ended up being my fault because the guy who was at fault, who swerved in front of me and almost ran me off the road, took off. So there was I didn't get to see his license plate, no one got a witness, so they said, oh, you lost control of your car. I'm like, no, this guy almost hit me, but they wrote it off as it was my fault. The car got totaled, all right? The first thing my mom says to me in the hospital is, now, are you okay?
You mean a Ford Escort, Lulu. Just be sure that you because there's no other way for him to ruin an Escort besides, if he told her these stories.
Oh my God, what happened? No. Why did you disobey my wishes and drive on that highway? I told you not to. And
You're not 18. You are a child. She is your mother. Yes.
At that point, I said, you know what? Fuck this. Because if you're going to make life about you and not about me anymore.
What the fuck?
I don't care. And I literally told my parents after that, I will go out whenever I want. I don't give a shit. If you're going to kick me out of the house, kick me out of the goddamn house. I'll go live with my friends because I've had enough of your bullshit. You're absolutely overly disciplined for no reason. My grades are great. I'm not into drugs. I'm not into alcohol. I'm not doing any of these things that you would think that would be the problems, that would be the reason why they want me to stay home. And I said enough is enough. And for most of senior
Dorian, this is what got me to do this bit.
Year and that one summer between senior year in college, I wasn't even home. I wasn't. I'll do what I want. And
I'll do what I want.
Basically, it taught them a lesson. That I am not their
It taught them a lesson?
Bargaining chip to be used between their marital problems, to be used between all their shit, right? And it straightened them out a little bit, especially when I went to college. It did straighten them.
Male fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
Russian Milk Bear, an American hero. Thank you for the two, brother.
Out a little bit, and they stopped doing that shit, okay? But the bottom line is, somewhere in there.
Was it G Gout Joe? There we go. G Gout Joe.
Okay. Somewhere in there, they did do that stuff because they cared about me. They wanted the best for me. They maybe didn't want me to run off and get involved in drugs and getting girls pregnant and doing all this stuff. They were...
Phil, we've talked about this already. No woman would willingly have sex with you if they were not coerced from, like, you know, or they didn't know any better, you know. Panda. Or perhaps they had such a fucked up, like, family life that their family actually performed an exorcism on them. Cat. You know, so, yeah.
Right. They did it in the wrong way. It's like I said,
How do you total a car swerving to avoid a car cutting you off? Oh, that means he turned into the fucking median, man.
In moderation. Okay, no, you can't go out every night of the week, but I'll let you go out 1 to 2 nights of the week if you can prove that you're responsible and you're going to be doing your homework and you're going to be there and you're going to have your responsibilities completed. It's the same thing when you get to the workforce later on after you graduate from school. If you can go to work and be there on time and do your job sufficiently and then go home and hell, do whatever you want. Go out partying, have a drink, play video games, and however you let loose. As long as you're able to do that and then get back to your ass on your work the next day and fulfill your responsibilities, then do it, right? And that's what parents need to be doing. If the kid's succeeding, fine. If the kid's failing, no. Then you have the disciplinary actions that need to be pulled back. So I don't know what the situation is here, Tringetto, excuse me, with what happened with prom. I don't know anything about your academics. I don't know about your friends. Maybe your parents disapprove of your friends who you wanted to hang out with at prom. But it seems to be like your mom thought it would be fine, and your dad, for whatever reason, if what you're saying is true, that he just thinks that prom was wrong and you should go. That's ridiculous, okay? And I agree with you.
If Phil ever had a child, it would come out looking like Salacious Crumb.
I completely 100% agree with you that that's absolutely fucking ridiculous that your dad would be like that if he's just for the sake that he thinks he knows better and he has no reason. And that's the bottom line. If parents would just learn how to communicate with their children and explain to them why they feel that something is the right...
Dude, do you have any idea how much I don't want to hear fucking shit from anybody after a fucking absolute brutal fucking day? Like, don't get me wrong. I get it. Yeah. Explaining things to your kids is one thing, right? But like, I don't need to explain, okay, why you need to make sure you get a good grade every single time we would say, go study. Or every single time we would, be like, hey, have you gotten this turned in? Okay. Why do you want me to turn in my homework? Fucking turn in your homework. Okay. Turn in your fucking homework. Like,
thing to do instead of just saying, because I said so, because they think that's the easier way, then, I mean, a kid would probably understand you, right? Right? What if, I just heard that your kid...
Right?
One of your friends is into drugs.
Oh my God, I know who he is. Hold on.
I mean, a kid would probably understand you, right? Right?
Let me see if I can find it. Shit. Right? Hold on. Oh, God damn it. I'm not going to find it. Damn it. Maybe if I get lucky here. Hold on. Not that type of lucky. Well, maybe that type of lucky. You don't know. Maybe I may have found it. There it is. I did find it. Holy shit. Okay. Field trip.
I ain't looking at you, sir. Good, because my ball just went in. So did this one, and this one, and all of these went in. Right? And this one, and all of these went in. Right?
They said so, because they think that's the easier way, then, I mean, a kid would probably understand you, right?
That is all I could think about when he said that.
What if, I just heard that that one of your friends is into drugs, and I'm afraid that, he's going to try to do something tonight. Then maybe I would understand why they don't want me hanging around with that kid that night. That's different than I just told you so, and I know better than you. And you can't say shit like that, okay? So, I don't know the situation.
I don't know why I can immediately think of exactly where these fucking quotes are in fucking Aqua Teen Hunger Forces. I have no idea. This is one of those useless skills, There's the old adage or the old meme that it's like, oh, we're going to put, a little bit of, sanity or a little bit of normality and some charm. Not saying I have charm, but hear me out here. What the picture is like God baking a cake, and it's like, sprinkling in things. Right. And it's like, how about Aqua Teen Hunger Force knowledge? Goes and puts the shaker in and the cap falls off. And, oh, shit. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's me.
I can tell you one thing, though. If you didn't go to prom and you did not have a girlfriend, for example, who you were taking to prom, or there's potential that she would become your girlfriend because you were taking her to prom, you missed nothing. Zero. Okay.
Bullshit. You missed the experience. Tonight. You.
Okay. Prom is a different thing for everyone. Some people go just as groups of friends and they have a good time. Some people go with their significant other, like I just said, your girlfriend or potential girlfriend, and that's cool. Some people do the wrong thing. They drink, they do drugs, they fuck everything under the sun, and they ruin their lives, right?
Not yet. Well, wait. Hold up. Fucking everything under the sun and smoking a bit of dope does not necessarily mean you're going to have a bad time.
There's going to be groups of everything, every kind of person that go to prom. The bottom line is prom is incredibly expensive. It is a nerve-wracking time because you're, I spent all this money and I got to, try to perform or be funny or have fun or whatever.
I have received
Fanboys. You have to perform. What are you having to perform with, Phil? What? Hold on.
Nerve-wracking time because you're, I spent all this money and I got to, try to perform or be funny or have fun or whatever.
I have to try to perform or have fun or be fun. Dude, what?
My situation was actually worse than yours. My situation was this. Here's how funny this is, right? So, in high school, I had one girl who I was sweet on. I had a crush on her, hardcore crush, for like 2 years straight. After 2 years of her telling her she wasn't going to go out with me, I said, no, enough. She's not going to go out with me. She's not. Fuck it. I don't care anymore. Now,
oh, you cared. You cared.
It was junior year. I had another girlfriend that lasted a few months, didn't work out. There was another girl who I went out with who was not from my high school. Went out with her.
Dude, I could picture it now. They thought Phil was kind of funny in their class, and then they actually got one-on-one with him for more than about 10 minutes. They were like, this ain't fucking happening. This ain't happening, man.
A few months, that didn't really work out. My senior year, I didn't give a fuck about anything. I was like, I just want to get out of this school. This school is lame. I was one of those kids. I was in this clique that wasn't a clique.
The school is lame, you guys. The school is totally lame. I'm a rebel.
The misfit group of kids that weren't jocks, weren't geeks, weren't any of those things, right? We were just the kids who just fucking don't give a shit.
You were burnouts.
Care about getting girlfriends in this stupid school. We don't care about getting good grades. We just want to get through senior year, get the fuck out of here and get on with our lives because we got enough of this stupid drama queen bullshit that is high school. And it was funny because we became a group. It was like 5 or 6 of us who became a group like that, and it became a clique. We created our...
And their names were, I don't remember.
Our own clique, basically. And so by the time prom was coming around,
I am the pinnacle of male fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
Thank you, Russian Milk Bear, for the 5. And it's my headcanon that when Phil became the guy he was staring at the PS4 menu. Oh, did he? It's my headcanon that when Phil became the guy, he was staring at the PS4 main menu. Oh, okay. I think I caught that. Maybe. I didn't own a PS4. So I suck. Maybe. Yeah, I was going to say, Dapper, he's the rejects, but Milk Bear, thank you, brother, for the 5. Greatly appreciated.
Give a fuck. Dude, I'll admit, I thought for a while I might want to go. I did. I thought for a while I might want to go. I didn't even bother asking the girl who I had the crush on for 2 years. I said, fuck her. For 2 years, she blew me off. She said, no, I'm not going to bother. Fuck her. Let her find someone else to go to prom with. And she did.
I love the lesson there, right? So I love that because that's what this should have been. This should have been like the big to-do. This should have been the... I was like, no. I mean, it was her last chance. I'm not going to do it anymore. And she'll just have to find somebody else. The normal end was, and she didn't find somebody to go with, and later on asked me to dance with her, right? That would have been a good resolution. Or after not finding anybody, she came back to me and was like, hey, do you have anybody? I'm curious. This is after the manifesto, ranter. This is after the manifesto. But no, what do we get? We get, oh yeah, go find somebody else. And she did. Like, of course she did. Of course. What the fuck, man?
2 years, I said, fuck her. For 2 years, she blew me off. She said, no, I'm not going to bother. Fuck her. Let her find someone else to go to prom with. And she did.
It's the throwaway. And she did. This has been a gold mine, man. This has been great.
There was another girl who was kind of the nerdy girl in school. She was an Asian girl, but she was cute. I thought she was cute, and I was friendly with her. I never really hung out with her or anything. We had, talked a few times, went to a movies once or twice. We had a lot of stuff in common, some common interests of TV shows and stuff. And I asked her out, and she acted like I was punking her. You're not really serious. You don't want to go to prom with me. I was like, yes, I do. No, you don't want to go to prom with me. I don't believe you. You're punking me. This will be a joke, or you'll regret it afterwards. Or maybe you're trying to find the girl that's easy or whatever. And when she said that, I said, enough. I said, you know what? I don't need your bullshit, your drama. I was trying to be...
Wow! Oh my...
Salt. That's all I can taste is salt.
I can't fucking believe this. Oh, hold on. Sorry. My, okay, let me. Okay. All right. I'll tell you this story later. I'm sorry. Having to text the lady. She's in a town 2 hours over helping my stepdaughter's baby daddy. Yeah. But that's a story here for a minute. Okay.
Afterwards, or maybe you're trying to find a girl that's easy or whatever. And when she said that, I said, enough. I said, you know what? I don't need your bullshit, your drama. I was trying to be nice, maybe go to prom with someone who I was friendly with in school. Fuck you. Enough. Done. I don't care about prom anymore.
Okay. So here's the thing, Phil. That's what they call antisocial. I'm going to go out on a limb here and call it Columbine behavior. Okay. Yeah.
So that was the end of I didn't care about prom anymore. I was like, done. It's literally like 3 weeks before prom. Not even, maybe 2 weeks before prom. A girl breaks up with her boyfriend. Okay? All of a sudden, she has no one to go to prom with.
Oh my God. Were you the pity friend? Dude, don't tell me you were the pity friend. Don't tell me you were the pity friend. Oh God.
People who wanted to go to prom already had dates. But she had gotten wind that I had asked someone to prom and then finally said, fuck it. And I was the kind of guy who didn't give a shit. And she said, maybe him.
Oh my God. Dude. Oh, she heard through the grapevine that I was a rebel. That I got rejected. And that I was Billy Badass. In reality, fuck me, I'm gonna have to go with fucking Phil. Like, there's no one left, Becky. No, there is no one left. If you want to go to prom and you don't want to go stag, you go ask Phil. I have my pride, Tina. Becky, you're gonna go to prom stag. You have no pride. Fuck. Hey, Phil. I heard you're not going to fucking prom.
You know, so she asked me, would you want to go to prom with me? I said, all right, well, let's think about it. I mean, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I was interested in going. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I'm not really, I wasn't horny for the girl. I wasn't really even that friendly with the girl. Quite honest. Earlier, a few years back, she had actually made fun of me. And now because I become part of this clique, all of a sudden she was getting friendly with me. I don't really understand that. But,
Dude, you shouldn't be needing to neck touch to get rid of the nervous energy about, God, I hope these people believe me.
She's like, all right, so there's this one other guy who I've also asked her, both maybes, basically. So if you can get the ticket or whatever, get the ticket, and if you get our tickets, fine, and then we can start working out. I'll get a dress, and you get a tux or whatever, and a car ride or whatever. I said, okay, fine. So I thought about it for about a night. I said, fuck it, shoot the J, let's do it. Go to the...
Shoot the J? What the fuck? Hold on, I have never heard that phrase before in my fucking life. Oh, Chappelle Show, shoot the J. Okay. Shoot the jump shot, I guess. I don't know.
Buy the tickets, everything. Talk to my parents. My parents were like, we thought you didn't have a girlfriend. I don't. But this girl out of nowhere hates an opportunity. Even if it doesn't work out, I don't even like her. Fuck it. At least I'm at prom, right? Okay. So we start doing reservations. We're going to get a tuxedo. We're pricing stuff out. Next day I go to school. Oh, I'm going out with the other guy.
Yeah, I could have saw. Dude, why would you spend the money if you don't have a confirmation from the bitch?
What? I'm going with the other guy. Well, you asked me. You said if I got the tickets, we would go. Yeah, he got tickets too, so I'm going with him. I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, you were the fucking pit. Oh my God, you are so sad. Oh no. Oh. I mean, and he straight up right here looks like, with this pause, he looks like he wants to cry. Like, oh my God. You know what? You know what, Becky? You know what? Fuck you, Becky. Fuck you. Oh, no.
Now, seriously, I got so fucking pissed at her. I was like, what the fuck is your problem? Then it was hilarious because the other guy tried to confront me in the school gymnasium, right?
Oh, God, this is getting better.
He tried to confront me like he's tough shit because he chose him over her. I picked up a fucking chair and I said, if you take one more step, I'm going. Brain you fucking stupid idiot. I don't care about prom. I'm pissed because she told me that we were...
I'm sorry, Phil. We're gonna have to bring you back to reality.
We're gonna go. I bought tickets. I wasted my money. I lucked out.
Hold on. You can't be cruel. You knew me for 11 months. Hold on here. I got your spoon. Oh, hell. Oh, no. No, Phil, this is not the story you think it is. This is...
care about prom. I'm pissed that she told me that we were gonna go. I bought tickets. I'm gonna brain you. He tried to confront me like he's tough shit because he chose him over her. I picked up a fucking chair and I said, if you take one more step, I'm gonna brain you. You fucking stupid idiot. I don't care about prom. I'm pissed that she told me that we were gonna go. I bought tickets. I wasted my money. I lucked out. I went back. Luckily, the person who was in charge of prom was the dean of he used to be the head of the English department. He was called the dean of discipline. I know, it's crazy. I said, listen, can you please just throw me a hook area, a favor here? I spent a lot of money on these prom tickets. The girl's a fucking flake. I didn't want to go in the first place. I should have known better. And he actually gave me a refund, which he didn't do for anyone else. It was incredible. The guy was so nice. Like, yes, here, take your refund. So that was my prom experience. I didn't go, and guess what? I don't regret it. I saved a shit ton of money. I saved a shit ton of regret. I might have gone with this girl who really wasn't interested in going with me in the first place. So if you really didn't have like a date or whatever, there's no reason to even go to prom. Fuck.
He beat off. He beat off in the night. Nobody likes me. This is bullshit. I fucking hate this school. Oh no, Phil. Phil, this is not what you think this was.
Okay, it's a stupid social thing. Oh, you're going to adulthood. Whatever. It's bullshit. It's the same stupid high school drama. You gotta conform to what everyone says it is. At that point, I didn't give a fuck. I kind of got tempted into it and then backed out of it. So, you didn't miss much. But in regards to your dad, obviously you gotta have some kind of a talk with your dad.
Well, you can air out your L's, Matthew James, but you've got to know how to own the L, right? So, like in this case, he needed to start off by immediately admitting he was a goober, right? So if I'm telling this story and I'm Phil, and it's like, how was your prom experience? I was like, Jesus Christ, I was such a fucking goober. I was like, so
all these super chats are great, but remember, you don't matter unless you.
Thank you, Wrestling Ranter, for the 5 says, I bet you said that to the dean of discipline, Phil. I think you ran home from school and slow danced with your mom. Didn't you? Didn't you, you little pig? Squeal, boy, squeal.
What are you laughing at, pig boy?
But thank you again for the 5. The only way to own this story is just to be like, oh my God. So guys, I was him. I was that guy in high school. So I was going to ask a girl that I had a crush on. She didn't want to give me the time of day. I wouldn't have wanted to give me the time of day. Holy shit. I mean, think about how annoying I am now. I was worse back then. Okay. So then I went and I asked this other girl, and she gave me the, oh my God, you're punking me excuse. And I didn't realize that was a rejection. I thought she was legitimately like gonna go with me. Like, how stupid am I? Right? So then this girl broke up with her boyfriend, came and asked me, my dumbass. I go and I say, oh baby, let me think about it.
Chats are great, but remember, you don't matter unless you tip.
Dapper, I'll get to you in 2 seconds, brother. Thank you for the 5. Yeah, I don't confirm the plans. I say, let me think about it. She goes, well, if you want tickets, okay, go ahead. What does my dumbass do? What does my dumb? I don't call her. No, I just decide. And so I and so I go buy the fucking tickets like a dumbass, like the fucking dumb. You guys, do not be like Darkside Phil when it comes to the fucking prom. Okay. Like, they could have made a fucking movie about me as the dork. Right. That's owning it. Okay. That is owning it. You have to be willing to put yourself in a negative light. Okay. Now, Dapper, thank you for the 5, brother. As someone who skipped prom because I thought it was stupid, I now understand why people think skipping prom is pathetic. No. There's a difference. Okay. If you actually thought it was stupid, you didn't want to go to prom, I can respect that choice. I know a lot of guys, I know a lot of gals that skipped prom. I know a lot of guys that were better looking than I ever was. That was like, I'm not going to prom. I know a lot of gals that I would have loved to take into prom that was like, I'm not going to prom. I don't feel like being this dumbass social. Fine. That's not a problem. But when you're capping as hard as Phil is capping, dude could open his own bottling plant. He has so many caps. Like, holy shit, man. Like, the man is a Fallout millionaire.
If he thinks he's just doing stuff for the sake of he knows better, that's the worst reasoning. Ask him, what is the real reason I couldn't go to prom? Did you not trust one of my friends? Were you afraid that I was going to get into drugs and alcohol? Because there has to be a real reason, not because I know better and you should live your life by what I say. That's the worst thing you can do to a kid. The kid will not give a shit about what you say, and they will do the opposite just because you said it. Don't ever do that as a parent. Okay.
Because you have any insight as a parent. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to take another break. God damn it, we have to take another break here. I know. And we're going to come back. And then we're going to have the final part of Ask the King. It's an incredibly long episode, but we will get through it in this next part, I promise. I'll be right back. See you then. If you're on YouTube, just go to the next part. If you're on Twitch, stick in there. The conclusion is coming.
It's well, hold on.
I'll be right back. See you then. If you're on YouTube, just go to the next part. If you're on Twitch, stick in there. The conclusion is coming.
I mean, he said it, not me. Okay, so let me see here. So I think it's this tab. Yeah, it's this tab. Oh, wait, no! That's man tits! No! All right, we're back. Oh, no, Phil. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to give it to him. The rarest of rare W's here. But it's not because this, right? But what I will say is this should be his opener as opposed to him looking up from the sword with that dumbass animation. This is better than that. Dear God, is it playing? Yeah, there we go.
Okay, everyone, I'm back with the fourth, and yes, I promise, final part of Ask the King, this super marathon episode. I'm already getting overwhelmingly great feedback. People in the stream chat and on Twitter are all responding, saying, thanks so much for being honest about some stuff I've never been honest about.
Oh, God, before. 1X. No. Okay, so... All right, so before we get going, the reason why sometimes you hear a delay in me and I'm tick, tip, tick, tip, tap, 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 tapping away at my phone. Stepdaughter. She's staying with us right now while she gets a house. Well, it's a house. It's my girlfriend's old house in order. They're going to live there. Her baby daddy is getting trained up to be an engineer on a for a train for actual freight. And took her car because it's a town 2 hours away, and his battery died. And so rather than, him coming home for the weekend, because he gets to keep his hotel or his long stay hotel for as long as he has to be out there, they drove up there to make sure that everything was okay. And now they're on their way back. The girlfriend is tired. She's like, my God, I'm so tired. So I was telling her, hey, give me a call if you need me to, keep you awake. So yeah, it is really good money, especially at 21. So baby daddy is very, very lucky if he doesn't fuck this up.
Like that.
And if he does fuck this up, you guys don't know me.
Story I just told. So if you missed it, this is part 4. Go back and watch the first 3 parts. This has been a damn good episode of Ask the King, at least from what people are telling me. Okay.
I would have pulled this the minute I realized what I did.
All right, let us continue on, shall we? This question is from Solid Fantasy, a friend of mine and someone who's submitted many good questions over the years. So here we go. He says, Phil, since you've been around the block with conventions, I figured I'd ask you some things because it was just announced that Chicago's Wizard World in August would be getting an awesome WWE lineup. So on a whim, I dropped $200 on a VIP badge for the joint meeting with Bray Wyatt and Paige. Also, this will be my first convention. There's 2 of my current favorite wrestlers in one package, so I could not resist. Good for you. That's a great combination. I agree.
Sorry, let me boost him. I didn't realize he was coming across low.
Okay. I'm just not sure what else I should do there. I'm anticipating the meeting going quick because with the VIP passes, I'll be bypassing most of the line. I'm sure I'll find ways to occupy myself as I'm there, but is there anything you recommend doing at cons? I could try for various other non-VIP autograph picture sessions in different entertainment mediums, but alas, I don't shit gold. It's also worth noting I'll only be going for 1 day. Well, there you have it. He just said it. He's only going for 1 day. I'm going to be honest with you. From what I've seen when it comes to these bigger scale cons, Wizard World is a big con. I don't know, just outside of the WWE VIP stuff you're doing, if you will have time to do other stuff. Because here's the thing. These cons are jam-effing packed with people. These cons...
Dude has said fucking I don't know how many times, but now in part 4 he can't say fucking. Okay.
Used to be much smaller, rinky-dink things, but since the burgeoning of all television...
I don't really know what this was. I think it was more of a story, and now he's commenting on it.
All of movies and video games now becoming just immersed with his sci-fi, comic book geeky...
Oh, if you're asking what Ask the King was, it was literally Ask the King questions, but instead of him answering live while looking at chat, he would write them down and go line by line.
Culture... Now it's the mainstream, and you got ridiculous amounts of people in these places. Both times when I went to New York Comic Con and when I went to San Diego Comic Con, I could barely fucking move. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. It's that many people in there. And so what you're going to probably end up doing is coordinating what you want to do around this WWE fan experience. You'll probably see, you know, Bray Wyatt and Paige, and after that's over, you will probably just have enough time to go around the con and see all the booths and look at some of the merchandise and see who you want to see, you know, if you can see maybe far away some people, and that might be it. The few times that I went to New York Comic Con, I spent 5-6 hours just walking the floor, you know, and then you've...
Well, so wait a minute. Your back doesn't hurt and you can walk for 5 and 6 hours?
Seen everything, but you didn't really have time to stop and do anything. If you just stopped to wait in a line to get an autograph, that's 2 hours gone, man. And so if you were there for multiple days, what I would have recommended you do was actually look to see what guests are appearing when, what panels are when, and schedule out maybe one particular thing every day you definitely want to do, and make time for that, and then the rest of the thing, if you can jam anything else in that day, great. If not, no big deal. But since you're only going for one day, I really recommend you focus on the WWE experience you're going to have, and then just walk the rest of the con and try to enjoy yourself for however long you're going to be there. It's going to be cramped. It's going to take a long time to get around and see everything. It's a fun experience, but it's definitely a interesting one when it comes to personal space. And some of these people, I'm going to cosplay as Optimus Prime and wear a giant outfit that takes up half the fucking hall. Maybe you should have thought about that a little bit more, bud, okay?
Let the man fucking cosplay? What the fuck?
All right, next. This one is from Brian's Wood 38, and he says, have you ever played the first Assassin's Creed video game? Because I can't find any videos of you ever playing it on YouTube. The answer is I did play it. However, that was the year of 2007/2008 before I made any videos for YouTube, and I never did a playthrough of it.
Okay.
However, at a con a year or two ago, a fan gave me a copy of it.
You couldn't buy it?
So if there was interest in seeing me play this during downtime, I actually really, really liked Assassin's Creed 1. At the time, I thought it was better than Part 2. Over time, we've seen where the series went. I have to say Part 2 with Ezio probably was a little bit better than Part 1. A lot of people said this game was too repetitive with the gameplay, but I really liked it. I like the fact that Altair is a stoic assassin. He's really into what he's doing. The ending of the game was great.
Yeah,
I really liked Assassin's Creed 1, and I would consider doing a playthrough of it if people wanted to see me do it. I don't know if they ever would, okay? I don't know. We'll have to see. All right. A few people asked me this one. So
hey, what's up, Nocturnal L? How you doing, man?
Let's do it. Will I ever play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic in anticipation?
Hold on. Do I think Phil and Derek possibly had some shady shit going on behind the scenes? Not trying to start rumors, and if you'd rather not answer that, fine. Just curious on my thoughts. Derek is an anomaly to me. There's nothing even behavioral that I can say about him. I don't know if Phil knew him in person. I don't know if Phil was asked by his fucking parents to keep him in line. I don't know if he's got dirt on Phil. Like, there are so many possibilities. I can't even begin to speculate, Super Sentai guy. But I will say this.
Join Broside Phil. Band.
Hey! M becomes a member of the Newbies. Thank you, M. I appreciate that. And welcome. I'll say this. There is something there in terms of Derek. Be it I don't want to give the detractors a W. I think that's cap. I think that's bullshit. I think that's not the case. There was something more there. I just have not a clue as to what it was. So, I hope that answers your question on this random Q&A. I don't know why. I just decided to answer that one. And by the way, you guys know I do that anyway. I try to anyway, sometimes. Anywho.
Because now Star Wars 7 has been announced. I'll be honest with everyone, I've been interested in playing Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic for a while. Problem is, I didn't know when the right time was. When I finally got a gaming rig that could play it, there was always something else on the horizon. There were people, don't play that, play Dragon Age, play this, play that. And there was never anything new Star Wars that was pertinent for me to play it. Maybe, with Star Wars 7 coming out, 2 years? Maybe this will be the time frame when I start considering playing Knights of the Old Republic. I probably would be interested in it. But then again, here we go. It's an RPG, everybody. Oh no, an RPG. And everyone already told me I played too many RPGs this year. And if I play an RPG, I'll get...
Time is a circle.
Oh, you didn't listen to the fans. The fans don't want you to play RPGs. So it's a slippery slope. It's a double-edged sword. I don't know what to play.
Holy shit. I'm going to give him a W here in just a second. I just got to back this up.
Hey, fans. The fans don't want you to play RPGs. So it's a slippery slope. It's a double-edged sword. I don't know.
All right. We got to go down to 1X for this. I'm sorry.
I don't know what to play.
He has less jiggle. He is fatter now than he was then.
Okay. All right, next question is from Ghost23, who's been a long-time viewer and fan, and has submitted many questions for Ask the King, so this should be interesting. He says, I have 2 questions for you. The first one is, why didn't you go to Florida or Texas to search for a new home? Why did you just choose to get a house in Seattle? First of all, I didn't get a house in Seattle. It's on the outskirts of Seattle, but fair enough. Originally, my plan was to find a place to move where I could continue to do what I'm doing right now, okay? But there's a massive benefit, whether it's the weather, taxes, prices, etc. Because I can tell you right now, I hate the
It's the Seattle air and it heals us back.
weather in Connecticut. I hate the amount of massive taxes and the high prices that I pay to live in Connecticut. So when I started my search for a new place, which actually started last year, I wanted to find the states where it's weird that there's stuff going on, there's major cities, so I know I'd be able to get some good
Jesus fucking Christ. I don't remember who it was who fucking sent it to me, but now all I can hear in my head is, this is my no-no square. This is my no-no square. And now I am now damaged for fucking life. Thank you to whoever the fuck it was that sent me that, and I am now... Fuck! It's fucking bullshit.
internet there to keep doing what I'm doing. But again, lower taxes, different weather than Connecticut. And I narrowed it down to 3 choices. You have Florida, it's incredibly cheap.
Does anybody here not know the FedEx curse? Anybody not know the FedEx curse? Okay, because if I got something stuck in my head. Okay, the FedEx curse. We're gonna go see the FedEx curse real quick. All right. The FedEx curse. There is a perfect arrow in the logo. There is a perfect arrow in the logo. From this day forward, you will never not be able to see this fucking arrow. Ever. You are now cursed. Because you will never be able to unsee it. Teeling. Ever. Next time you look at a FedEx, you're going to be like, oh, FedEx, fuck! Because I own you. I fucking own you now. Oh, somebody sent it to me again. Who? Wait. Hold on. Bro side. Oh, Farrell sent it to me. Okay. Well, thanks for that. Really appreciate it. I really don't, but you know. Yeah, I know it's a weak curse. Let me have it, man. What the fuck? How the fuck did I get all the way over here? Oh, that's why. I'm dumb.
To live there. No state income tax, low taxes.
There we go.
Everything there is cheap, but the weather is hot and humid all the time.
Math what? Well, that's a curse. Yep.
And there's always the threat of hurricanes multiple times of the year. So that was the trade-off. Texas, again, lower prices. You have good internet, cheaper taxes.
Yeah, well, okay, David Cohen, it's a turn of phrase, man. The curse being that, you know, you'll never be able to unsee something. It's an earworm, eyeworm, brainworm, fuck it, whatever.
But during the summer, very, very hot weather, there's actually potential for certain natural disasters. I think tornadoes and stuff.
Let me have my family-friendly comedy, okay?
Happen down there. And quite honestly, I'll be honest, there were some things down there, legislation going on that I didn't necessarily agree with, and I knew that especially if I was going to be moving in with my girlfriend, that maybe some things could negatively affect us if we moved there. Choice number 3, Washington, the Seattle area. Again, big area, huge for the internet out there because they've got Microsoft, they've got Nintendo, and Seattle is a huge hotbed for internet and technology. Cheaper prices, no
curse.
Income tax, weather that, okay, the weather is rainy all the time, but at least it's consistent and it's not snowing heavy and then super hot extreme. It's kind of middle of the road almost all year, and it's few and far between where they actually have a freak heat wave or snowstorm that's more than like a day, okay? So, after weighing and balancing all these things, the bottom line is I've been to Florida already. I know what it's like there. I've been to Texas. I know what it's like there. The only place I'd never been to was Washington State, and I took this opportunity.
So you go to the place you don't know what it's like?
Opportunity in April to go out there. And I'll be honest, my mindset was this. I'm going to go out there. Number 1, I'm going to see if I can stand this weather that everyone seems to claim they hate. Number 2, I'm going to see realistically what the prices really are out there. And number 3, I'm going to see if we can just, by chance, while we're out there, find a place that we actually really like and will fit all of our needs. My honest mindset going out there was that it was going to be just kind of like a sightseeing / see some homes. Okay, great, we have an idea what it is. We'll come back. We'll continue the home search. Whether it was there, if we really didn't like it, then...
So you're just going to take a trip to Washington when you don't have the fucking money to take the trip to Washington.
Maybe we would continue in Texas and Florida. But we really liked this particular house. The house has everything we need, the right amount of square footage. It's beautiful. It's got the room I need for my office. It's available to have good internet. Everything, private gated community, everything kind of fell together at once. It was that perfect storm of opportunity that happened that we said...
But it turned out to be a chop shop in the garage and you got fucking scammed, bitch!
this is great, and this is what we should do. Rather than put it off, rather than wait, rather than continue to pay the high taxes and high prices in Connecticut, let's get it done, let's do the move, and then let's try to get this place sold, and then we can focus on moving on to the next stage of our lives. And that's where we are right now, where today I am closing on this house. I'm incredibly excited about it. So
now, did the house come with the styrofoam in the garage?
Oh, I hope that answers your question. We would have continued the house.
Chats are great, but remember, you don't matter unless you tip.
Jeff K, thank you for the 5. Not only will you always see it, you are cursed to point it out to anyone, like saying Vico broke his toe kicking the helmet in 2 tap. Yes, that's the other curse, is you become an insufferable asshole like me. So you are now one step closer to becoming like Broside Phil. See, there's the horrifying part of the curse. Okay, thank you, Jeff K, for the 5. I appreciate it, man.
We just lucked out, found something amazing. We loved Seattle, and that's why we stepped on it, basically. Number 2, he says, why are you going that far? What are you going to do to visit your parents? What are you going to do? How often are you going to visit your parents? What do your parents think about you moving? Why didn't you move to a closer state like Rhode Island, Massachusetts, or New York? I'll answer the last part of that question first. You just named 3 of the most expensive states in the country. The northeastern United States is one of the hotbeds of expensive places to live. You've got that. You've got California, in particular the LA area, and there's a few other major areas of the country that are incredibly expensive to live. That's why I'm not moving to the Northeast, because I'm trying to save money. That's the point. Spend less for getting the same and still being able to do the work that I love to do. That was the goal. All right. My parents.
No, obviously, Virgil.
I'll be quite honest with you. My parents are good people, and for the past since I moved here in 2009, I made an effort once a week to see my parents, to go out to dinner with them, to hang out with them. I see them on holidays. That was what, 5 years now? I mean, how long am I going to stick myself in one place and limit my life and my mobility and my own personal happiness just to see my parents once a week? There comes a point in life where you need to realize that there's things that are going to be more important than that. Yes, I love my parents. I did my best to be here for them while they were here. I mean, think about it. I lost my job. My dad lost his job. We both had highs. We both had lows. We're both happily employed again. We kind of went through the ringer together.
Happily employed again. Who is he employed with at this point?
And now we're back to a good place, both of us. So it's time to move on.
Oh, he was with Machinima, wasn't he?
It's time to move on and say, all right, now how often will I see my parents? Well, my mom has already expressed interest in setting up Skype, so that maybe once a week or maybe once every couple of weeks we could have a conversation over Skype where we could see each other, get each other caught up on everything that's going on in each other's lives. My mom's already expressed interest in having to come out and possibly visit either on Thanksgiving or Christmas once a year. We don't know if it'll happen this year, because this year's going to be nuts with the move and everything. And then possibly, once we're secure in Seattle, or I'm sorry, we're not living in Seattle, on the outskirts of Seattle, maybe once a year we'll fly back to the East Coast and we'll visit my girlfriend.
Major of India. Whiskey?
But now, bourbon.
Friend's family, we'll visit my parents. It all depends. But we are going to eventually have a schedule where we can see each other. It's just not determined yet, but we are going to maybe do the Skype chat thing and stuff like that. Is it going to be different? Not going to dinner with my parents once a week? Sure. But I'm going to be so busy with my own stuff, getting set up, getting used to living with my girlfriend, getting my business running, getting everything going with the condo, selling this place. I'm going to be so busy, it's going to be insane anyway. So better for it that we're kind of putting stuff like that on hold, and I'm moving on to the next stage of my life, okay? All right. Next question. Now we're moving on to the Twitter and Facebook questions. This one is for Joe Nah, his name is Joe Nah, I think. He says, Phil, what did Final Fantasy lose between episodes 10 and 13? What has Square lost most in that time span? Quite honestly, the answer is Square focused too much on style and substance and flair and art design, and they lost focus on the 2 reasons why people loved Final Fantasy to begin with. Really complex but addicting gameplay that was solid and fun, and a great cast of characters in a great story, okay? Final Fantasy X is probably the last in the Final Fantasy series where there was a story where, yeah, you could get to like certain characters. Yes, the artwork was good, but the gameplay was great as well. It was kind of the game that started to lose its way a little bit with the convolutedness of the plot, and of course the ridiculous American voice acting. Everyone's laughing, makes no sense. You know, it has its moments of fault, but it also still captures that classic Final Fantasy vibe. Final Fantasy XI was an MMO, had nothing to do with Final Fantasy, didn't have that vibe at all. Final Fantasy XII felt like a hybrid between an MMO and a Final Fantasy game, where you'll lose the charm of the Final Fantasy universe. Final Fantasy XIII was all about flashiness, FMVs, the graphics, and the gameplay suffered, and the plot was god-awful, the characters were insufferable. Hope and Vanille, you want to fucking strangle them the second you first fucking meet them in the games. So that's what...
Honestly, I've only played about the first hour and a half of 10, and never played 11, 12, 13, haven't played.
They went wrong. If they could have an iconic story with characters that are interesting, diverse, unique, and that you can associate with, and have a story that drives it, and then go back to gameplay that's addicting and complex and fun and want you to keep playing, they could get their audience back. I don't know if they're going to do that. Not with the people that they have in charge, anyway. Okay. Next question from Dominic, 1987. He says, "What is
he couldn't groom them, Dapper.
Your opinion of AAA game development studios that are now..."
And before anybody gives me flack, he called me a groomer first.
...using Kickstarter to fund their games. Oh no, this is a big hotbed of controversy, because why is this studio, who has in the past gone to certain publishers, the publishers back them, they know that they have tons of money that they can put into games, why are they going to Kickstarter now to fund their games? And the answer is this: these development studios are tired of being under the constraints of a publisher that, number 1, might force them to rush a game before it's ready, that number 2, might tell them to make changes that they don't want to do, that number 3, might have them embroiled in all this bullshit instead of them focusing on the game they want to make. What's happening right now is a very unique thing. people are standing up and saying enough. We don't want the bullshit. We don't want the middleman. We don't want another overproduced game that ends up being $60. We buy it and we're disappointed by it. We want a game that is amazing, that lives up to its potential, that the original creative vision of the people who are making the game comes through and doesn't get caught up with the marketing nonsense and, oh, you need to have multiplayer tacked on even though you didn't originally want it in the game, and oh, by the way, you need to do this and that with the game. We want more masculine characters, more tits, whatever the hell it is. These game
more tits?
developers now want to have control of their projects, which if you have a publisher that backs you financially to make the game, you don't ultimately have. It's kind of like Sam Raimi, who made the original trilogy of Spider-Man movies. In the first two movies, he was given amazing creative control. And back then, a lot of people now, they pan them, whatever. Back then, people loved Spider-Man 1 and 2. They thought they were amazing movies.
Spider-Man 2 is one of the goated, man. That one, yeah, Alfred Molina fucking killed it as Doc Ock.
In movie number 3, the people who were behind the money said to Sam Raimi, oh, we need more villains. We need emo Spidey. That'll be funny. And Sam Raimi said, what? This has nothing to do with the essence of these characters. This is not how it should be. And they told him, no, we're forcing you to do it or you're off the project. He said, fine, then I'll make a piece of shit movie and then I'll leave. That's exactly what he did. Spider-Man 3 was a fucking stinky piece of shit, and then he left and he never did another movie for those idiots.
Well, he said it, so.
I'm a scat man.
So that's what's happening with these game studios. They don't want to have all these idiots telling them what they think their great ideas are just because they threw the money to make the game. They want to make their own creative.
David Cohen. So I say that because he did. He said that if you are a detractor or you're a groomer. And then he specified by saying you are grooming people to becoming antisocial, unhinged, and, members of society. Right. I say that because Phil has wore a pedometer and was very excited about his pedometer when he got it, that he is a pedophile. So, because those two words, grooming and pedophile, have the exact same connotations when they're said like that, don't they?
Control over the game. And that's why they're looking to see things for Kickstarter and stuff like that. They know that the gamer want a good game. The gamers want good games. We don't want overproduced games. We don't want games with tacked on shit that doesn't belong. We just want a great experience. And so that's why I think AAA developers are going to Kickstarter to find an alternate source of funding. Now, that isn't to say
my God,
that having
Rocky
a producer is a bad thing all the time. If EA is behind you, they're probably going to advertise the fuck out of your game. And so even if your game isn't as good as someone else who went to Kickstarter
Reaper, calm down.
Crowdfund their game will get more attention. How many games this year from major publishers did you hear about? Did you hear about that game from Tim Schafer? Anyone? Not much, right? And the game came out and it was great. I really liked it, but it was crowdfunded and didn't get a lot of hoopla. And I'm sure the game probably did well for the amount of money that was put into it, but if that game was backed by a publisher, oh my God, throw fucking advertisement on TV and it'd be in every fucking magazine. This is EA's crown gem. You know what I mean? So there is some advantage to losing control of your project if it means that you do want to go for sales numbers. So I can see both sides of the coin on that issue.
All right. Are you sure it's not a double-edged sword, Phil?
Next question. From German Rodriguez, from Herman Rodriguez. Okay. Do you believe with 120 GameStop locations closing, will this affect the business itself other than just selling video games? Listen, GameStop has lived in the land of milk and honey for too long. GameStop's business started as a game retail store because a lot of stores didn't have all the games. They didn't have them all on release day. They didn't have enough consoles when the consoles came out. So GameStop in the 90s into the 2000s became the go-to place for game retail. Then they realized we can make a shitload of money hand over fist by taking trade-ins in and selling them for an astronomical amount of money when we really only gave the guy $5 for the game that he traded in. We sell it for $25.
Dude, you sucked GameStop's dick just like a week ago talking about the portal gun.
Right? So they've been making insane amounts of money off the used game market, but it was only inevitable that technology would advance to the point where the bubble was going to burst, and that's exactly what's happened. More people today are renting games from places like Netflix than buying them from GameStop. More people are getting digital copies of the games and not trading them in anymore because you can get them instantly at home if you have a good internet connection instead of having to go to the
Dude, that was one of the weakest snaps I think I've ever seen.
Physical brick and mortar store. In addition, let's face it, when you buy the physical copy of the game, just check this out. Assassin's Creed, now this was just a few years ago, right? Assassin's Creed came with a mini strategy guide, a full instruction booklet. Look at this. Full instructions, multiple pages, colors, pictures, everything. Look at this. Had ads for things for Assassin's Creed. Look at all the content that came inside of Assassin's Creed 1. Oh, how times have changed. Because here's what comes in a modern game. Wow, what incentive do you have to get off your ass and go to the store to get a physical copy of the game when this is what you get? Nothing. Zero, right? Things have changed.
Oh my God.
And so GameStop now, where their primary massive bread earner was this used game market, the used game market is falling apart at the seams. And because of that, GameStop had to downscale. Now you may be saying to yourself, oh no, GameStop lost 120 stores, that's awful.
Now to be clear, GameStop gets one W and one W only. And it's actually not GameStop that gets it. It's the guys who figured out that people were going to be shorting GameStop stock and then bought a fuck ton of it and fucking and sent him to the goddamn poorhouse.
Do you have any idea how many GameStop stores there were? Just in Connecticut. In every mall, and I shit you not, in every mall in Connecticut, there were 2 GameStops, or a GameStop and an EB Games, or Electronics Boutique, which was the old game store that merged with GameStop. They were the same company. A lot of people don't know that. They're like, oh, I had a GameStop and an EB Games. Games closed. Oh, well, GameStop won. No, they're the same company. They were the same exact company. So, there were too many GameStops. The market was oversaturated. Same thing with things like Starbucks, Krispy Kreme donuts, all these luxury items. There's days we were making so much money hand over fist to overexpand, and GameStop realized we did it, and now they had to close a bunch of stores. It's just a necessary evil to the fact that they fucking were too greedy and they overexpanded their reach. Now, if you start seeing the single GameStop stores where there's not one for miles around and those are closing, now you're seeing GameStop in dire straits. But for right now, it's not very alarming for me to see, oh no, the second and third GameStops in my local mall closed, but there's still one. That doesn't really alarm me at all. Okay. Next question is from...
let's get to something more tasty, man. These questions have been lame. Like, you can't... This is the 4th episode. This is supposed to be the climactic, conclusion. And I feel like you spent your wad with the prom story.
Hazard. And Hazard asks, seeing as you're moving to a new area, have you looked at any social venues to meet new people in Washington, such as pubs or bars? No, I'm not a bar crawling kind of person. My girlfriend hates beer, by the way.
I can't, unfuck her sister, you know?
She absolutely hates beer. So really, that wouldn't be what we would do. I don't know. If anything, we would do more social networking by going to conventions and stuff like that. You have to keep in mind that since 2009, I've been pretty much locked in here. I'm working all the time. I'm filming 8 hours a day, if not more. Now I'm live streaming twice a day. I wake up, spend a half an hour setting up, do a stream, go get food, do a stream, talk to my girlfriend on the phone, maybe have an hour or 2 to relax at night while I supervise uploads, and that's my day.
You're not a victim, Phil.
I've never had this social aspect where I go out and pub crawl and do all this stuff. So no, in that regards, no, I'm not interested in that kind of stuff. When we get to Washington, we'll be looking to see what is in the local area for shopping, for dining, for entertainment. Absolutely we will. But that bars are just not my thing. Okay?
God, I hate that cowboy hat.
Next question is from, my name is Zway. What does it take for you to want to learn a certain character in a
fanboys, woo! Woo!
fighting game? For example, I've seen you play with Ryu, Oro, and Ken. Why do you play with certain characters? For me, it's a combination of factors. Visual appeal. Does the character look interesting or look unique or have an interesting backstory, okay? In Street Fighter 3, I like Hugo because he's a giant monstrous character. He's bigger than everyone else. He's unique. Oro, again, he only fights with one arm. He's a unique story. He's so powerful, he ties one arm behind his back because he doesn't want to kill anyone in a fight. Ryu and Ken are the classic Shotos. They've been around the block. I like playing with the classic characters. But it's also a combination of the gameplay, okay? There are some characters that are more of, I will whittle you down piece by piece, right? It's a war of attrition. I usually don't like those characters. I like characters that are more offensive or that have a tactic.
Wow, this did not age well.
Where if someone's being offensive, they can counterattack that offensive tactic. So, for example, Hakan in Street Fighter 4 is more of a reactionary character. If he jumps and he sees you jump, he hits you out of the air and does a juggle afterwards. If he sees you coming after, he counterattacks with a command grab, right? Where he does a mix-up when you're getting up off the ground. But if he gets on the defensive, now he can have issues depending on who he's fighting. A different character like Ryu is more offensive based. Yes, he's going to be range fireballs, but he's going to try to get in your face, try to do combo. It's different. It's different depending on the character. But I'd like try to find a gameplay style that I like with each character. Okay, if it's a character that I think it's boring to play as them, maybe they're a one-trick pony. I don't particularly stick around for that character. So.
David Cohen. Not only were they were focused on the fucking NFTs, they were also focused way too. Their business model was basically sign people up for our bullshit power card, even if they didn't know it. Like there were some really shady shit going on with GameStop. Like there were bad people running stores, overseeing entire areas.
Couldn't tell you definitively. If you ask me each individual character I play, what do I like about them, I could probably tell you. But for the most part, I try to find a character that's visually appealing, I like their story, and the character has a gameplay style that I'm enjoying. Okay. Up next from Heartbreaking 4, he asks, was it hard when you left high school to find a part-time job before going to college? Or I guess you call it university if you're outside of the United States. No, and this is a major difference between now. In fact, back then, it was incredibly easy to find a job. There were jobs everywhere. All these part-time jobs.
They were entry level.
Service industry jobs were looking just for kids, not for anyone else. Here's why, and here's how the situation has changed. Back then, there were plenty of high-paying, full-time jobs for the middle class. People who had college degrees, people who had experience were able to get the higher-paying jobs so that those line-level service industry jobs were taken up by the young people, like me. I worked a job since I was 15. When I was 15, I started working fast food. I worked that job on and off all the way until college. In college, I stopped working there. Then I started working at a Circuit City. After Circuit City, I started working at a financial firm. After the financial firm, I started working at Best Buy. After Best Buy, I worked at this office job, and now I'm doing my thing now. But the climate now is so different because what happened was the economy dipped. All those middle-class, decent-paying jobs went away, and the people who, what am I going to do now? They went down, and they gravitated down to those low-level service industry jobs that the young people used to take in high school and college. So now you've got incredibly overqualified people taking low-paying jobs, and the kids who are trying to learn job skills and get those jobs can't get them anymore. It's insane. It's literally
They fired his ass, Lulu. Yeah, that was the office job.
Headhunting dog eat dog out there, because that whole middle class has fallen apart. All the service industry jobs that were still here. Oh, that's what you watch on TV. Oh my God, 10,000 new jobs in the state today. Yeah, and what were they? Burger King, McDonald's.
Oh my God, time is a circle. He did this bit less than like a month ago, 2 months ago.
KFC, jobs where you can only get 8-hour work weeks. They won't do you full time because they don't want to pay for healthcare. You got to juggle 3-4 jobs. You got to be going on the bus and everything between these jobs to even make a decent living. It's out of control. And that's the state of the United States of America right now. I lucked out. I grew in a time when things were booming. Now things are in a recession, and it's very hard to find those kind of entry-level jobs. It's just how it is. Okay. Next question is from Gaming Row 05. He says, how do you feel that Dark Souls 2 received a second review from GameSpot, and they gave it a 5 when originally they gave it a 9? I read the second review. It's a piece of shit. The guy who did the review is completely out of context. Basically, it's a guy who doesn't like difficult games. And his every gripe is, this game is too difficult, it's too cryptic, and I don't like it. So, how is that a valid review when you didn't compare the amount of gameplay that was in the game, you didn't compare the art design of the game, you didn't compare any of the other factors? His literal review was, this game's too hard, it doesn't explain enough, 5 out of 10. Okay? The original review from GameSpot was done by someone who was a fan of Dark Souls. He was like, yes, it's difficult, but it's rewarding when you finally beat something that's incredibly difficult. There's so many different locales, there's a ton of bosses, a lot of secret content. The game's great, and gave it a good review. I have to draw myself, the only frame of reference I can have on this, when I reviewed Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1, when I was able to beat the game because I was understanding it, I liked it. Okay? When I finally got to the point in the game where I didn't understand what was going on, it was too cryptic, I didn't know where to go, my weapons were breaking, and it was going to be a repetitive grind for me to even figure shit out, I quit. But when I reviewed the game...
Wage quit? What?
I said, no, I understand. The game has a shit ton of content. Just the time I've played it, I fought a wide variety of interesting and fun bosses. There's so much going on for this game, but it's only for those who like cripplingly difficult games, and I actually gave it a pretty decent review score. To just review a game and say it's too hard for me, and it's cryptic, well, what about... And I actually gave it a pretty decent review score. To just review a game and say it's too hard for me, and it's cryptic, well, what about for someone who it's not too hard for, right? So I could see both sides of the coin. That guy who did the second review could not. I really think GameSpot only did it for the sake of, they wanted to cater to people who don't like that level of difficulty in a game. And
he doesn't, Aaron. He has gills, I swear.
Let's face it, your first review of a game should be your definitive review. What has changed from Dark Souls 2 from the date it came out to now? Nothing. Nothing at all. They didn't put out any DLC. There was no game-changing major patches. Nothing. It's the same fucking game. The second review wasn't needed. It was for controversy's sake. It was a waste of time. GameSpot, shame on you for doing it. You're fucking bunch of hacks like you've always been. Okay. Next. From... Oh, we're almost done. We're almost done. We've got like
thank God.
Done, but that's the king. This one is from Dorian. With the next Transformers coming out in June, I've wondered, what series of Transformers besides Generation 1 did you watch or are you currently watching? The only other Transformers I ever watched outside of the original Generation 1 cartoon was the Beast Wars cartoon that was out there in the 1990s. It was computer generated. There was this big hype around it because it was computer generated. There were a few other shows like Reboot and a few other shows that were computer generated like that. It was one of the better looking ones. It was interesting. It was fun. The movies, I watched the very first movie and liked it, even though it had some kind of ridiculous stuff in it. I thought it was for comedy relief purposes, so it wasn't all about the robots. I saw part 2. It was one of the worst movies
This is what we're talking about?
I've ever seen. I refuse to see part 3 and 4. Fuck Michael Bay. I will not watch anything Transformers, anything else, because he ruined it. There you go. Next question from Jose. He says, what are you looking for most to this year at E3? Quite frankly, games. Last year, it was all about the hardware. It was about, show us the PS4, show us the Xbox One, and sell us on the consoles. PS4 did that. Xbox One did not. Sales numbers show you the results of that. This year, it's about the games. Now both consoles are going to be selling for the same price tag, so there's no more issue there. Show me the games. Does Xbox One have great exclusives? Does PS4 have great exclusives? Or is everything cross-platform and it doesn't matter? That's going to determine where we go next. That's what E3 should be about. That's what I want to see at E3. All right, 2 more questions and we're out of here. This one's from Wesley.
Oh, thank God.
He says, Phil, me being a college student who's graduating in about 1.5 years from now, the debt that I have amassed from student loans is already astronomical and is definitely going to go up more. I'm definitely prepared to have to pay them off, but I have no clue how I'm going to do so on a regular basis after I graduate until I get a stable job in my career field, or how long that it's actually going to take, since I plan on moving with my girlfriend after I graduate. My question is, how are you able to pay off all of your loans from college efficiently? What advice would you give for me paying it off while paying other bills efficiently and on time, so I wouldn't become
Oh, this ought to be ironic as fuck.
overwhelmed? Listen, being an adult sucks for a lot of reasons. A lot of great reasons to be an adult, and wow, I couldn't wait to be an adult. This is one of the things that sucks. Keeping track of your bills on a monthly basis, making sure that you're paying them on a monthly basis, not racking up the wrong kind of debt so that you end up not being able to pay your other bills. The good news is about
how about you just don't spend money you don't fucking have?
Your student loans is that most student loans are at a lower interest rate, especially lower than, say, a credit card. And unlike a credit card, they have a set amount of interest that you will pay over time. I don't know if you understand how a student loan is different from a credit card. A credit card...
Oh my God!
Let's say you spend $10 on a credit card and it has a 2%... that's way too low. $10 on a credit card and it has a 10% interest rate. If you don't...
Yeah, you wish.
Don't pay off that credit card in the first month, that means they're going to take 10% of the $10, so $1, so you owe them $11.
No. They would take 10% of the $1 across 1 year, so that way... Never mind. Never mind.
Month number 2, if you don't pay off that credit card, they don't take that set amount of interest. Now they take 10% of the $11. So you owe $11 plus $1 plus an additional 10 cents. It accrues on itself. So credit cards literally accrue on their own debt over and over and over. And if you don't pay a certain amount on a credit card, you could have a credit card that you can never pay off if you just pay.
No, you're good. You're good, Fox. Swear, Fox. You're good, bro.
Payments. It's actually true. It's actually capable of being in that situation. The student loan, as long as you pay a certain amount every month, the amount will go down eventually.
No. That is not. Oh my God.
So at least in that regard, you don't have that to worry about. So what do I recommend? Number one, stay the fuck away from credit cards. Credit cards are the worst kind of debt possible. If you can, pay cash for what you can every month. I know.
I wonder how many he'd maxed out at this point.
It's tough. I know because I was in the same situation and I ended up losing my job. And because of that, I ended up having to use credit cards to pay for things for months on end. I went to Evo with nothing but a credit card. I racked up a ton of debt.
Why did you go to Evo?
Which I paid off until just recently. I finally paid off my final credit card debts and I was so relieved. But it is very, very bad to get racked up credit card debt. It hurts your credit score immensely, by the way, to have massive amounts of credit card debts. That's number one. Number two, you have to be organized, okay? You have to design a system so you don't miss a payment. Whether it's you have a calendar, and on the calendar you write the due dates of each bill, whether it's you have, my process was, I know this is silly, I demanded that any bill that I owed, that they mailed me a physical bill. Because the physical bill, I would make a pile of them in chronological order. As my money came in, what bills do I have to do this week? And I would pay them all.
Fuck me. I'm like Phil in that regard. I don't do, when they say, do you want to go paperless? I sure fucking don't.
If I didn't have those physical bills in front of me, I might have completely forgotten about that stuff. It was all digital and electronic, and I might not have paid it. You might want to do an Excel spreadsheet. How much money you make on a week or a month, whatever it is that you bring it in, how often you make money, what bills are due at one point of the month. That way you have a breakdown every month. You can see, oh, I have this much extra income that I can go spend on going to the movies or on something for the place or on take my girlfriend out to a nice dinner, rather than not knowing. The worst thing you could do is not know how much money you have and how much you're bringing in, because that's when you get into a tough position. I only have enough money for the rent, the electricity, the phone bill, or my student loan. Which do I pay and which I don't? And obviously it's going to be the student loan because that's the one that you already finished school, so who gives a fuck, right? I do know that when I was younger, and I don't know if they still do this, they have special deferral programs where you can defer your student loans for several years. I think I deferred mine for 2 years.
Oh, dear God, no, don't do that if you can. If you cannot defer, don't defer.
After I graduated from college, so I found a job, and I was making money. I used that money to pay the student loans 2 years after I had originally incurred them, and there was no penalty for that. Maybe you can take advantage.
Yeah, there was. You accrued interest for 2 years, fucko.
There are federal assistance programs similar to that, but I don't know what's available right now. I hope that at least some of that advice helped you out. Okay. The last question.
Oh, thank God.
For a super fucking long episode of Ask the King. I thank you guys for being, whether it was YouTube or Twitch, for sticking in there and watching. I got 700 viewers on the stream, which is insane. I can't believe I still have that many after doing this for almost 3 hours.
Jesus Christ.
The final question is this. From Aaron, he says, have you ever met any internet personalities while making the rounds at various cons? So, for example, have you ever seen the Nostalgia Critic, Angry Joe, or Spoonie? I have not seen any of those guys. I have seen James Ralph. He was one of the featured guests at Too Many Games, where I was the other featured guest. I never shook his hand or anything. No. I saw him all around that convention.
No, Volps, Argentum, no. The interest accrues while you were in deferment. Yes.
Obviously. When I was at Screw Attack Gaming Convention, obviously I saw all the people from Screw Attack there that you see in their videos daily. Okay. When I went to MagFest a long-ass time ago in 2007, I actually hung out with the Screw Attack guys. So I was actually kind of friendly with them. I did a tournament with them. We did fun stuff together. And that's really the extent of it. I'll be honest with everyone. I'm the internet black sheep. I have been since day one. I'm not the guy who collaborates with everyone. I didn't join some great huge thing like Channel Awesome or Screw Attack or anything like that. I've always
because you're a dumbass.
been an independent guy that does what he does on his own. I haven't known of any YouTubers or anyone in Connecticut who I would have been able to collaborate with to begin with. So it's not like I go, oh wow, Angry Joe, how you doing or whatever. I don't know if Angry Joe knows who I am. I don't know if he would give a shit, right? I don't watch other people's content. So for me, it wouldn't be like, oh, I'm fanboying out. To some extent, maybe the Nostalgia Critic, because I very much enjoyed his content for about 2 years before I started doing this. And then I basically fell out of watching other people's videos. But no, there's never been any big, huge interaction. I don't foresee there will ever be any big, huge interaction, especially like I said at this point. Once I go to Seattle, I'm kind of out of that circuit. The only things I'll be attending are the big ones that are in Seattle. And in the future, there's potential for me to shoot right down to California, because that's a short flight from Seattle to shoot down to California for things like maybe San Diego Comic Con.
Bitch, what you talking about flight? That's 2 states down. Fucking drive.
Maybe other events down there in LA. It's easier for me to get there from where I am, from where I'll be, than where I am now. So there's potential for that. But I don't foresee me being a guest or doing any of that stuff. No, I'm not a fanboyish. Oh, I saw someone at a convention or anything like that. I think we're all just normal people. Some people, find it some of us more entertaining than others. Some of us are lucky enough to have crazy ways to make a living. And I'm very grateful to be one of those people. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for episode 43 of Ask the King, probably the longest episode ever. I thank you for being patient very much during this episode. I know it was long. We had technical difficulties going on. So thank you for that. Hope you'll watch all the parts. Again, if you're watching this on Twitch, all these parts will be uploaded to YouTube, 4 parts. I'm going to upload them right now to YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you didn't see the other 3 parts...
Yeah, all that jazz. Don't really care. This may be the only time, the only stream I have done, and I don't know how fucking long, where I did not play the beg button. I can't fucking believe it. I did not play the beg button fucking once. which means, of course, or not the beg button, but the greed button. I had to. I had to, okay? I had to. No. But yeah, I don't know if I'm not going to make this like a weekly series thing. So I'm going to keep the episode counts of the Tuesday T-Fueled weekly review. But then if there's just not much going on, or I'm out of the Snortex or something like that, I'm going to see if I can't find an Act the King that is just fucking horrendous like this was. I didn't know it was going to be that good. I was all in on the whole parents thing. I thought that was going to be the highlight, and then prom came out of nowhere and just stole the fucking show. So yeah, that was, I cannot believe you told that fucking story, Phil. I can't, man. That is Jesus fucking Christ. I know I fucked up in my streams in the past, man, but I don't think I fucked up that bad. So, Friday, I don't know what I'm going to have on the agenda. I've got some folks in the works I want to bring on. I don't know who to bring on, in what order, but and I got to find some content for them to. Yes, thank you for them to react to, but. Yeah, there's some good ones coming, hopefully, but we shall see. Until next time, though, which should be Friday, and I don't know what it is. Swallow's the goal for a troll. Lift heavy, eat clean, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and don't be like Phil. Never be like Phil. Who can I send you to? Because the last time I did this, I did not send you to fucking King Jad, even though he was like starting this goddamn stream, and I felt terrible. I got Raw Phil. I got Lynn. We got Lynn the Deranged. We'll send you to Lynn. That's where we'll send you. Because Lynn's good people. So I'll send you to Lynn. All right, guys. Well, until I see you again, which again should be Friday, take care of yourselves and bye.